meet the great folks here. I've known these guys for a very, very long time. And take a look. I can tell you, they got some trucks out here that I would love to put in my driveway. Got the electric Hummer on the showroom floor. This one right here with that matted paint job, I really like.
Yeah, that's real sweet. Very cool.
And we'll be covering their deals for their wheels and
wheels and deals.
Get you taken care of here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. If you got a question about where to go, who to see, what to do, we are live. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190 is the number. And let us take care of your question. Direct you into the right people on where you're going. And just make sure that your experience is simple, to the point, even if you're just shopping. A lot of people say, we just want to shop, and we can set you up with the dealers. They'll have that car pulled up, gassed up, keys ready. Bring your license and insurance and go drive the car. I can't tell you enough that use the 80-10-10 rule. 80% driving, 10% negotiating, and then 10% getting in F&I and getting delivered. That's the way you buy an automobile. In my 36 years from running dealerships to selling cars, I always told people to spend the time driving. Because it doesn't matter what the price is if you don't like it. Spend the time driving the automobile. And that way you never have buyer's remorse. You're not trying to go back to the dealer and say, hey, I made a bad mistake. Spend the time driving. In fact, I had one of the dealers call me and go, hey, these people were out driving for an hour and a half. He said, you told them to drive it. I did. The old cliche, the feel of the wheel makes the deal, is so true. That when you're spending on average, the average price of a vehicle is $46,000, you want to be driving it. Take it home, put it in the garage, back it up, put it in a parking place, go to the store, see how that works for you, especially if you're buying a pickup truck. There's a lot of people buy pickup trucks and go, man, I bought a big truck. But then you have a regular pickup trucks, and then you have the Canyon, the Colorado, the Tacoma. There's smaller trucks depending on what your needs are. For me, I've got a full-size truck, and I've got no need for a full-size truck. It was just a great deal, so I bought it. I think the biggest thing I've had in the back of my truck was me. So, and it's different to drive and park. So spend the time driving, parking, going where you need to go, and then make your decision on how to negotiate that car deal. But if you're not driving at least 45 minutes, unless you're just brand loyal, do you really know what that vehicle will do for you? Because they all smell good. They all feel good driving down the highway, but there's so much more to it. Take time to drive. 214-787-1190. Joining me as usual, the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver, top of the morning.
Yeah, we're in a very new location today. A new dealership just joined our sponsorship, and what a beautiful place this is. And it's here in Arlington, Texas, and this is 20 and Collins.
Yep.
Is that where we're at? I just put it on automatic pilot this morning, just sat back and slept with Graham on the way here. And joining us always as well is Graham Carver, who's doing all the computer gadgets over there.
Almost messed it up, but figured it out.
Yeah, we're all up and running full swing now. We're on several different sites besides the radio show, Talk Radio 1190 AM KFXR. We're here every Saturday morning on this radio station from 8 to noon every Saturday morning. Then if you like to follow us on some of our sites, audio and video, you can go to the Automotive Edge Facebook page and find us there. You can go to Shifting Gears, which is our sister Facebook page. Find us there. You can go to YouTube and search youtube.com, the Automotive Edge Radio Show, the Automotive Edge Radio Show on YouTube. And then on Kurt Chase LinkedIn page there. And then my personal page, Kurt Chase's personal page. We're everywhere. They can't stop us. We're just like this. We're going to win the national championship this year.
There we go.
In radio.
I'm a player.
I'm demanding that. I want the plaque.
You want an award?
I want a big plaque. Says national champions in radio.
Okay, I'll make that happen with just your name on it.
That's all I want.
Okay, we can make that happen.
Not even the last name, just Big Will Bow.
Just Big Wheel Bow.
Make it simple for everybody.
Yeah, we can do that.
But this is a beautiful place. Good morning. Looking forward to this afternoon.
What happened to the low temperature, close to 100 degrees today?
So yesterday
But
too.
They said today that some tropical storm could dump the temperatures about 10 degrees, possibly.
A different one than just one that just rolled in.
Yeah,
like
a different one. He said it could possibly I guess, however this stream is working,
Right.
it could drop a little bit. Because we wanted to go out there to Grape Fest, but walking around 100-degree weather.
I know one thing is that our pool is cold. That's hadn't warmed up any.
Did you get in it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was all right. It was kind of, I didn't stay real long, but did get in it. I don't like cold
Isn't it
water.
amazing how quick that thing gets cold?
It's nighttime. That's what happens. Especially once it turns cool, like we had that week of getting into even upper 50s, I think, right? Didn't
Yeah.
we have some upper 50s? It just is not going to warm up back. It's going to take, it just doesn't do
Yeah,
it.
you have 3 months of a hot tub, and then all of a sudden it just gets cold.
And can you believe that it happened right on Labor Day?
Yeah.
Like what most people feel like that's the end of summer, going back to school and all that. It doesn't always happen that way, but this year it happened to where Labor Day weekend, it cooled off and changed everything.
Yep.
Got the state fair coming in a couple weeks.
You go to the state fair?
No.
1 minute.
I don't either.
I've been before, but I don't go anymore.
Now they got a deal: bring guns, don't bring guns. Please leave your gun.
Well,
Isn't it amazing? We're talking about the state fair, corny dog, big techs, and guns.
Well, if you have a license to carry, in the past they've allowed you to bring it, and I've done it. But you have the license to carry. You have to go through a separate line. You have to let them know you have it and whatever. Bring it in. That's the only way I'd go.
Why
to the
do you
fair.
bring the gun to the fair?
30
Well,
seconds.
we saw a lot of action before we even got to the fair.
Wow.
You never know, brother.
You never know. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break. It's the Automotive Edge radio show. Don't go away because we like to have you right back. You know Jason Allison?
I don't think so.
You don't know Jason?
Not sure I do. Do you?
I do. Me and Jason go way back.
Well, I guess that's why.
Ty Jimin?
Well, definitely no Ty. Ty, I'm gonna make Ty my best friend and steal him from you, like you stole all of my best friends.
Oh, Ty and I are buddies all the way.
I don't know. I'm gonna work on him.
He's my ride and die buddy.
He's everybody's ride and die, probably.
He is.
But he's such a great guy. Know that. So
Yeah, he's just good. You want to steal one of my friends? I didn't steal any of your friends.
there you have.
They just chose to leave you.
No, you stole them.
That's a big difference.
No, you stole them.
Okay.
I'm gonna call him up and ask him. Did I think you went behind my back? I know you did it a lot in front of
Gave him a little Duke.
him.
Give him a little Duke.
Hey, listen.
Hey, if you'll be my friend
Yeah.
instead of Bo's, or at least just make it public.
Bo's worthless. Man.
Here's a little something.
Here's a little something. Well, I mean, you got Gary Coker says that every week.
Yep,
Hello, my purple friend, and then my best friend, Kurt Chase.
that's right.
I went to school with him. Yeah, boy. It's just like relationships. You never know.
I thought about you. There's a VW Bug rally coming up. I got to find out where it's at.
I guarantee if it's anywhere near Lufkin, Texas, Art's going to be there. He goes to all those in that area.
Oh, does he?
Mhm.
Man, they had some cars that were just absolutely beautiful. In fact, we went to the Mecum auction 2 weeks ago, me and Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller.com, and Will and his grandson, Ethan. And there was some Volkswagen there that was as sweet as you. One was a black cherry with white top.
What kind
This car
What
was
kind of
something.
year am I, like 65, 70?
Yeah, it was a
What year?
60 model. When I don't know exactly what year in the 60s, and you open it up.
They're all
we
the
had
same
little-
in the
little
60s.
pieces of chrome here and there. All this thing was.
They didn't change till 71 when they came out with the Super Beetle. And it was just a little longer, kind of had a little bigger front end. Same kind of thing, but it's just a bigger car.
Well, you remember the movie that put Volkswagen back on the map, don't
yeah,
you?
had the what's it called? Had the 63 number on it. That
Herbie
Herbie, Herbie. I couldn't.
the Love Bug.
Yeah, Graham and I watched that a couple times when he was younger. But they've had like 3 or 4 different ones, don't they? They've had like 3 or 4 different Herbies, right? Different
Movies?
Yeah.
I just remember the one.
You want to check that, Carver? I think there's been more than one. I know they has the original, but I think
there is.
I think there's been more.
Jason
than
Allison, good morning from Hudson Oaks. You know where Hudson Oaks is?
I do not know.
God, Bo, what do you know this morning? That's
I've only
two
drank.
I don't know.
I've only drank about a
You've
quarter
only
of coffee.
you only drunk what?
I only drank a quarter of coffee.
There's 6 or so Herbie movies.
And Raquel says, "Good morning, gentlemen, from Garland, Texas. And I hadn't seen you in a while. Thanks for tuning in this morning."
Did you hear me, Father?
What's that?
There's the Love Bug, Herbie Rides Again, Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, Herbie Goes Bananas,
Well, I
the
guess there's
Love
been
Bug
more than
number
one
2, Herbie Fully Loaded.
And the original Herbie's in there too.
That's the Love Bug.
Oh, that's what that was called.
That's the name of the original. And then they remade it in the 90s. And then Herbie Fully Loaded was the one that I started with,
Okay.
which was the 2005 one.
Is that where the girl races the
Mhm.
car,
Mhm.
races Herbie?
Yeah.
I remember me and Raymond Sweet. He had that Volkswagen, and we had to go to the football game, and the battery was dead. It didn't slow us down. We jump started that bad boy, and then when we got to the game, we parked at an incline, backing it up.
Yeah, in case you needed to crank it.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, we're coming back.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This month's specials here at Classic Buick GMC of Arlington. 9,000 off Yukon XLs.
No.
Get you one while it's hot.
No. Really?
9,000 off Yukon XLs.
Wow.
4.9 for 72 months on all 2425 HDs, 2,500 and 3,500, and 7K off on select models. And then you got 0% APR on Sierra 1500s. And there's a whole lot more. You got some really good lease programs right now, too, on the Hummers. If you're a Hummer kind of guy, all electric.
They're all electric now.
You know what's
right?
really weird? I just saw the ambulance going down the highway, and nobody pulls over anymore.
They don't have time for that.
That's amazing.
In fact,
Do you pull to the right when you see lights?
I bet most people are going faster than the ambulance. They want the ambulance to
Do you
move
pull over?
Yeah, I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I move over. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Most of them think it just means hit the accelerator.
But the one thing I will admit to is if it passes me, I start following the ambulance.
That's right. Oh yeah.
In
All right.
Stephenville, I saw somebody honk at a cop passing him.
Oh boy, that's funny.
It's like, don't cut me off.
Citizens arrest. Citizens arrest.
Yeah, unbelievable. People are in such a hurry these days. Don't even let the ambulance by.
I'm glad you brought that up.
You'd want it to get by if it was you need 911.
I coming this morning, it was about an hour trip. We lived almost in Oklahoma, so a little bit of a trip. Not bad though. It's pretty smooth.
You can get a Windstar pretty quick, can't you?
Oh, 30 minutes.
Okay.
That's what's scary because Purple Haze likes going. But I can't believe how people just run up behind the back of people and stuff and just drive. It's just horrible. It's nasty.
Yep.
And then there was a motorcycle guy, which is not like a Harley guy, more like a crotch rocket.
Was that what was roaring in
Yes,
this one? Oh my
he
goodness.
was flying by us, and I don't know why it was 6:50 or something like that in the morning, and he's swerving through all these different deals. I'm going like, okay, why?
Yep.
Why? I'm doing 100 miles an hour. I mean, what's the purpose of that? Weaving in and out, and the traffic wasn't horrible, but he still was kind of cutting in front of people and weaving around. Do you just not like life that much that's how you want to live it?
Can
you figure that out? Why people do
I'm not
that?
a motorcycle guy.
Me neither.
I'm not against them, not for them. I mean, I was on a motorcycle one time, and I'm in Midlothian before Midlothian was even built up. I'm
Right.
with Mike Pace. You know Mike.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Excuse me.
And so there's a girl there. I'll never forget. Her name was Tammy Carmouche. And Tammy and I are playing Kissy Face. And I'm on Mike's little Honda, whatever it was. And
A little motorcycle, you mean?
Yeah, a little motorcycle comes pulling up. I said, "Who's that?" And she says, "My boyfriend." I look over.
And you're over there smooching with
I'm
her?
smooching her. So I take off,
Oh,
and
before
here he
got
comes.
there?
I'm on Mike's motorcycle,
Okay.
and all that's in front of me is 4 cedar trees.
You just hit them.
And I figured, okay, I can make it through. So I open that bad boy up. Get this. That branch slapped me in the face. Obviously, no helmet. It knocked me off, and I still have a scar from here
Wow.
in my groin area all the way down to my kneecap where the bike went over and the pipe touched my leg.
Oh,
And so
the
he runs
pipe,
over
dude.
and he pulls the bike off of me and then punches me in the face for kissing his girlfriend.
Well, there you go. You're burning up on your leg, and he's pounding.
He had to at least get a punch in. And oh yeah, it was a mess.
How long did he continue with Smoochy Smooch?
I don't know. I didn't go back.
That was it.
Yeah, me and I was 14 years old, and here I am, maybe 15. And Tammy Carmouche is giving me a little smooch, and I don't know how old
Well,
this
she
guy
fit
was.
that
This
name
guy
all
was
right,
like
huh?
too old for her.
She fit that name good, huh? Carmouche.
Carmouche. And so he chased
Should have
me
been
down.
motorcycle mooch.
Yeah, burnt my leg, and he punched me in the face, and then that was the last time I was on a motorcycle.
And you really got the bad end of that deal.
Yeah,
Was that kiss worth it?
yeah. No, I'm not.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I don't think I kissed her. I think she kissed me.
Yeah. Did you try to explain that for? Or
I didn't have
you
a
didn't have a
chance.
chance. He was pounding.
I'm
away?
trying to get that bike off my legs, just sizzling on that skin,
Oh.
And, boy, it was a mess. It burnt my leg really bad, and it took months for my leg to heal up.
Well, Graham and I were coming home, I believe, from one of the shows in McKinney, and we saw a motorcycle guy that had been in some sort of accident. And you said his leg was gone, right?
I mean, he had rolled, and I won't be too descriptive,
Right,
but there was not much left on the lower half. It was really hard to watch.
I don't get it.
I saw a buddy of mine. There's a guy, we called him Fat Brown, Big Rick Brown. We called him Fat Brown, and he's on a motorcycle right next to my buddy Alan Gurrell. And Alan Gurrell had a KZ1000. There was nothing faster on the road than this. It was the ultimate speed bike. And we're coming down 635 on to 35, and Fat Brown touched Alan's bike, and both of them went off their bike and launched them. And every time Alan touched the ground, smoke came off his body until he stopped. And I remember we got both them to the hospital, and we followed them into Irving. Back then it was Irving Community Hospital, and listened to Alan down the hallway as they were picking rocks out of his back. And I went, never, ever, ever will I be on a motorcycle.
I don't get it. I understand it.
And what do they say? It's not really the rider; it's the people around them.
Well, now let me.
A lot of motorcycle guys that I know say, I'm a good driver. I use all the signals, my hands, my blink. I guess these things got all blinkers and everything. I know it's not so much the motorcycle, other than the guy you saw this morning. It's the people not conscious that there's a motorcycle on the highway.
Well, I think there's two type of motorcycle riders, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. You motorcycle drivers out there, that there's the guys like that drive the Harleys or whatever, and they're really conscious of what they do on the roads. They do the right stuff. They ride the bikes, properly. But then you have those guys and those crotch rockets, and I
don't think it's a brand deal. I don't think it has.
I don't see the Harley guys driving
because
like
they can't. I mean, their bikes won't do it. I mean, they can't do it.
That's maybe the reason they don't want to do it, because they have a bike like that.
Yeah, maybe so. But a lot of the guys, I know plenty of guys on those smaller, just missiles that drive very safely,
Right.
very, very responsible people. And it's just like any other group. The few bad apples give them a really bad reputation for what they ride on, because of the idiots that go do wheelies going 110 down the freeway.
And they
get
do
the
it in
bad
groups
reputation.
too. Have you seen that where you've been on?
Well, I didn't realize how many states and countries where it's legal for them to ride down the middle.
Yeah, California. It's not legal here, right?
No, not in Texas.
Yeah.
But over in, let me tell you, when we were in London, you have to give the motorcycles right
Like
away.
on the stripe, like right between the
yeah,
two
it
vehicles.
doesn't matter. They have the right of way wherever they are.
Yeah,
Whether it's a
California's like
moped,
that too.
motorcycle, it doesn't matter. They are supreme when they're on the road.
Well, I guess they feel like it moves faster. You know, you go down the road quicker or whatever keeps things moving than a big old vehicle. But I
All
still,
my brothers, well, Tommy, the youngest one, wouldn't, but I remember my brother Bobby could take a Honda Goldwing and pull a wheelie on that thing.
wow, that's
I mean, here you
pretty
go.
impressive.
He's
there.
a big old boy too.
Yeah,
You see
he
him get
is.
on that motorcycle, and
Pop it.
yeah, it was never my deal. But I enjoy going and watching motocross.
Yeah, well, that's different.
You know, I would love to go watch the guys that lay those things all the way over, and you see their knee touching the ground.
Yeah, but that's a sport. That's
Yeah,
they're
I'd
not
love to
doing
go
that on
watch
the
it, but-
freeway.
But to ride them around, I take that back. The last time I drove a motorcycle, a buddy of mine was at my bar, and he was ripped. And I had another guy take him home, but they came on his motorcycle. So
Right.
I let one of the guys drive him home in my car, and then I took the motorcycle to his house to get my car. And I'm in Addison. I had to go to Irving.
Oh, that's a haul.
Buddy, I was not having
I
fun.
bet you were just kind of just really screeching, like was
Man.
holding it back, huh?
He goes, make sure that you have something over your mouth. Sure enough, I took a big napkin and made a bandana.
Did you get on the freeway at all?
Oh, I had to.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, yeah, back then they didn't have all the accesses they have now.
Nope.
Wow.
It was a different deal back then. So
Well, you know,
motorcycles have never been. I think they're beautiful. I love going to the custom motorcycle shows
there's some beautiful
and see what they do to
motorcycles.
motorcycles.
Oh, yeah.
It's artwork at its best, but be on it. I had a buddy that wanted to teach me how to ride, and he trained the police officers through SWAT school on how to ride a motorcycle. If you can get through motorcycle class, you had to go try again. And Greg, man, this guy could ride. In fact, we used to go to these motorcycle repo sales and help him out. So
Ty says that most countries in Europe do that, and Asia, that they allow the motorcycles to go in between cars.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do it here, even though it's not legal.
yeah, make their own
They
lane.
just do it anyway.
Yeah, cops ain't going to catch them. They already weave their way up to the front of the line.
Most cops don't chase motorcycles.
No, they don't.
214-787-1190. If there's something you'd like to talk about, give us a call. Join in, have some fun. 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show today, live. Classic Buick GMC of Arlington. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. You know what I'm going to get, and I have no need for it? I want me an old school dune buggy.
Those are cool. So
Those are
does,
so cool.
so does Barbie Ann. Purple
and, you know,
Haze-
most of those are off Volkswagen chassis.
right. And they just, take the fenders off and put bigger tires and
Yeah.
big muffler in the back. Yeah, she wants one too. Every time she sees something that's similar to that, oh man, I'd love to have a dune buggy.
Yeah, I saw when it was purple. Man, this thing was
Oh.
beautiful. And it's that heavy, deep metallic.
Oh wow.
And so I called the guy up and he goes, well, buddy, I've already been offered 85. And I went, you're off. He said, I know. People are bidding on this darn thing.
85,000?
100.
Okay.
And so by the time I called,
Thank you
I
for
said,
correcting
did
that.
anybody buy it? He goes, I want to sell that thing for 11.2. And I went, good luck.
So what was at the Meekum? What was the price of like some of those Volkswagens you saw that were in pretty good shape? That
It just-
mid 60s.
The one, actually the ones that were, there
Just
was that
kinda-
one that was that really, really light grayish green. I
Right.
don't know what's called, all original, and the car sold for $35,000. And then you had
I guess I'll never get one
the
back.
convertible one with the black cherry that was all jazzed up, and I think that went in the 30s. And then there were some old beaters that came through, but most of the stuff that came through. Remember the big disc cover for the wheels? I mean, it covered the whole wheel. It was big, and it just in the
don't
center,
remember
just a
that.
little bit in the center, said VW.
I don't remember that.
Those cars, I mean, they were starting out in the 20s and going up from there. But and then you had some old ones, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 cars.
So there's a possibility if I got lucky, I could find one. I
Oh,
mean,
there's a bunch out there.
But
that-
would it be drivable? It don't have to be all fancy. Just clean, nice, drivable.
yeah, you could probably pick up a nice one for 7,500, 10
Oh,
grand.
okay. Well, man, that excites me.
Yeah, it's just it's a real niche market.
Well, of course it is.
People that have just brand loyal and love that kind of vehicle.
Well, that's
and think
my,
that's the
my
deal.
first 3 vehicles were Volkswagen.
Hmm.
First 3, and actually the first 4. I had the 60.
Did you ever have a cabriolet?
Yes, I
No
did.
way.
I did, and
Buddy, that was the cat's meow. You had a
it was
cabriolet.
the convertible cabriolet.
No way.
Yes, sir. 5-speed.
Wow.
That's the one I'd like to have back.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty green with tan interior.
You remember the
tan top.
thing?
Yeah. What a crazy vehicle that was, right?
Man, when that thing came out, I got to tell you what.
It's
I remember going by the Volkswagen store and seeing that thing. And
It was
I
a
went,
beach vehicle, though. You could take that thing out there on the beach.
oh, you'd take that thing anywhere. You'd pop the doors off, hosed it
I
down.
know.
It had the little drain plugs on it, so you didn't have to worry about the water staying in
No.
it.
It was designed to do, go.
Let me tell you, I saw a thing go across that one auction. This thing went almost $40,000.
And obviously it was in decent shape, huh? But
Oh,
still
yeah,
40
nice car.
grand. It probably sold about 5,000 when it was new.
Yeah, it's one of those cars where you get in it and you're driving, you had to stomp on the floorboard to get more horsepower out
Exactly.
of it. It was
45 seconds.
There you go.
but cool at the time.
Well, there's some cool, I had a 65 Volkswagen was the first one I had. I had a 71 Super Beetle. I had a 73 Super Beetle, and that one was sported. It had the different tires, little wider tires and everything. It was very cool with a racing stripe on it.
Mm.
And then I ended up getting that Cabriolet in 85.
It seemed like all the Volkswagens had blue stripes on it.
Yeah, they had always, a lot of them had, little,
Yeah, but I always saw them with blue for whatever reason.
You talking about pinstriping?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
think the first Herbie had blue.
Maybe so.
I think it did.
The 73 I had
in the gold corner, wrestling from AutomotiveEdge.com. Give it up for the World Tag Team Champions, fighting for all your automotive needs. It's Kurt, Chase, and Big Wheels Bull Carver.
Yeah.
blue and red and white.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We just want to put you with the right people doing it the right way. It's just that simple, making sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. And this segment is brought to you by Classic Kia Carrollton. Our buddy Jesse Hull, back in time, that boy's marrying off everybody. His oldest son got married, his daughter's getting married, his youngest son just got engaged, and he marrying them off.
Man, that's a good time.
Well, the nice thing is,
Package deal.
he only has to pay for one wedding.
There you go.
The rest
Package
of
deal,
the
baby.
bride. Here comes the bride. Been down that road.
There you go.
But I had 3 boys, so I didn't have to put up that much coin. But he's got that classic Kia Carrollton store, 35 and 121. Stopping some great lease programs. He's got some 0 APRs. He's got electric vehicle of the world. I didn't know that there was a world award, but there is for their EV9. Then have the EV6. And I got to tell you what, it's as lax an atmosphere to shop or buy when it comes to your Kia needs. From the Seltos to the Carnival to the Telluride, he's got them all. The place, ClassicKiaCarrollton.com. That's ClassicKiaCarrollton.com.
And if you'd like to join us on our social media sites, if you are listening to us on the radio, you can take and listen to us on the radio and pull us up on video on the Automotive Edge Facebook page, Shifting Gears, LinkedIn on Kurt Chase's LinkedIn page, and then YouTube, which is a great addition we've added to our show, and it's the Automotive Edge radio show. So when you go to youtube.com, search the Automotive Edge radio show, be sure and add the radio show in there to find us. And here we are, live and in color.
All right. You want to try to answer some questions?
It's kind of early, but I'll give it a shot.
All right. How much well, you got about a half.
And
cup in your
people can
pipes.
make comments. They can answer the questions too, because I'm a little sluggish this
Ronnie
morning.
Swain.
Yeah,
You know
he
what?
says,
Go ahead
"Come
and give me a little pump of that coffee if you don't mind.
on." Sir.
Prepare for your questions real quick.
Can I Google it?
All right.
Can
Here
I
we
Google
go.
The answer.
100 people were surveyed through the Automotive Edge radio show newsletter. You ready? What was the top motivating factor to buy a car right now?
I would say monthly payments.
The major factor to shop and buy a car right now.
The major factor as to why people are or why people
Why
aren't.
they're
or-
doing it.
What it would do to motivate them to buy a car. How many times I got to repeat this?
Okay,
Bud?
interest
Okay,
rates.
Very good. Interest rates. Number
Carver,
one, 90% of the people said interest rates.
Okay. Well,
They
See, I
don't
just had
care.
to
They
understand the
don't care
question.
about rebates. They don't care about discounts. They don't care. They want to see low APR.
but wouldn't that be in conjunction with monthly payments?
No, you're not going there, Bo. You lose. You're wrong answer.
I'm not going like
You're not getting any credit.
All right.
God,
I
you're
feel-
at least looking for an attaboy, and you're not getting
I
it.
should at least get an honorable mention.
No, there's no attaboy today. We've got a lot of this coming up.
Participation trophy.
I did a lot of survey stuff. No
All right.
attaboys. Either you're right or you're wrong. That one you were wrong.
All
Okay. What's another one?
Oh, so there's another one.
There's 4 of them. 4
Oh.
motivations that people sent to me in bulk.
Trade-in values.
Wow, very good. That was number 2. A lot of
Okay.
equity in trade-in. Way to go, Bo. So you get an attaboy.
Yeah, I had a sip of coffee before I
There we
answered that one.
go. What do you think a couple more were? So number 1 was lower interest rates. Number 2 was equity in their trade-in.
I'm gonna say monthly payments again.
And
I guess that's not on the top 4 list.
no, it's
obviously.
not. Number 3 was rebates. They're looking
Mm.
for as much discount plus rebates they can get on the vehicle. And number 4 was no money down lease programs.
Okay, I like that.
You know, they
I see that.
I pulled it up 3 years ago before the Fauci virus, and you had 9 cars under $350 a month with no money down, first
That's
payment only.
That's what people want.
Yep.
That's what they want. Right.
And the number 1 was the Honda Accord. When they had the $299 a
Mhm.
month, no money out of pocket.
That
for
was
first
not
payment.
that long ago. Wasn't it like last year?
No, it's a couple years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, because they didn't have the inventory with the virus.
Well, I've been with this show a long time, so the years are starting to run
Yes,
together.
you have. My penance. So there you go. But
Well,
here's
that's
the
good.
thing.
So is any of that starting to happen? Any of those 4?
Yes, the interest rates are coming down. There's a lot of cars out there now, and I would just tell you mainly it's electric that they're giving the 0 APR for
Right.
60 and 72 months. They
Of
have
course.
to because, the market's dumped. They say, oh, registrations are up. Yeah, up from what? And so,
Well, and they're just, I hate to say this, but really they're kind of too expensive for people to want to buy. So basically that's how they can, get into one
Yep.
for the most part, I think. Could be
yeah.
wrong.
And then the other thing is that the rest of 0 APRs, and I went through everything when I was looking at my rate sheets, and I get this every week. And I'm going, okay, where are the best ones? And most 0 APRs are for 36 months. There's not a bunch, depending on distressed merchandise, where you're going to find 0 APR. So when you look at Volkswagen, who their numbers are way, way, way down, they've got a bunch of 0 APR. Almost all of their products they have 0 APR.
And what's the reason for that?
Well, when Volkswagen last year announced, "Hey, we're going all electric," they crashed their website at corporate, going,
do
"Hey,
remember
you bunch
that.
of boneheads."
Mhm.
Even the people that transitioned there's no more Beetles, so they still stayed with Volkswagen and transitioned into the Tiguans and the Golfs and the Jettas. And so they just, because they're brand loyal.
Right.
Well, then when they said all electric, like, wait a minute here, we've been buying them since the 60s.
Well, like
and now
me.
you want to transition all electric. We're not interested. So they pull the reins back. But now they have, because so many people went and says, okay, the heck with you, we're going to go buy something else. But it wasn't just Volkswagen. There was a lot of manufacturers that
So
said
even
we're going all electric. And they said, okay, we're no longer brand loyal. We're going to go to brand B because
they forced
we
them to
want
go
that
that
option.
way.
They did.
So they went and purchased something else.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's Volkswagen have now that's not electric?
Well, they got a bunch of stuff that's not.
Oh, because
electric.
they were going to talk about going all electric. So what did they decide not to do those with? What brands?
Well, you got Atlas, you got Golf,
Okay.
you got the GTI, the Jetta, the Tiguan.
They still have the GTI?
Yeah,
Oh, that's sweet.
and then the Golf R, and then you had the what do they call it? The Arteon, which is their all electric vehicle.
What was their, well, kind of more of their passenger one? What was that?
The Tiguan.
Oh, okay.
And you know where they came up with the name Tiguan?
It sounds like a football player. Hey, Tiguan's going out for a pass.
A tiger and an iguana.
Tiguan.
Fact. That's how they came up with the name.
Oh, wow,
They
that's
had this
pretty
aggressive look with the slow, cool movement of the iguana.
So-
I'm sitting with the guy telling me the story. I'm going,
funny. Really.
I'm calling BS on this, but I looked it up and it is a true story.
Germans like to drink a lot of beer, don't they?
Yeah.
That's right where it
A lot
happened
of Schlager.
in a bar.
A lot of
Hey, I
Schlager.
got a great idea for it. Let's call
Yeah.
it the Tiguan. Hey, I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, when you look across the board, a bunch of zero APR, short term, most of it, and then it goes from zero and then jumps up into your, your 5.9, 6.9, 7.9. There's some of them that are publishing these rates here. Look at this. Publishing the rates, standard 11.7%.
How dare
Standard
they?
10.7.
How dare they post that?
Look at this, standard 9.4.
Wow.
And so you're going, boy, what different terms. So you're going to start seeing, the Feds come out next week, and whether they're going to drop a quarter point or a half point, we don't know.
But that doesn't always affect the automobile business.
Or it goes right to it.
You think so?
100%. 100%. Well, yeah, you got to figure that.
But how can they do zero on some things and it be, what is it now? 7.25?
Well, because you got to have balance when you're running. If you're running zero APR on everything,
Yeah, I see what
you
you're
dry
saying.
up all your reserve
Yeah,
money.
so you can do zero on some, but then it's going to be
And it
7
depends on what you're
another.
borrowing on
I
too.
got you.
What
Right.
allows you to distribute whatever rate you want.
The
to
amount
do.
of money and
Yeah.
whatever else, right?
Yeah, and so there was one manufacturer that if your beacon wasn't over 750, they were not taking concessions. You were not getting zero
Wow.
APR.
What's your
So
beacon?
your credit score?
Okay.
Your beacon score.
And that's pretty high. 750
750
is
is like really close to 800, and 800 is max, right?
No,
Yeah.
I think 850 is max, isn't it?
No,
I
no,
know.
it's 1,000.
Oh,
Oh,
it
max
can
is
go
at
1,000.
1,000.
300 to 1,000.
Do you know anybody's got 1,000?
No, I've never
How
seen
would you have 1,000?
I've never seen a 900.
Yeah, I would.
I
think
thought
so.
it maxed at 800.
And
For a while, I thought
oh
that's
no,
what it
I've
was.
seen 850s, 875s.
Wow, good for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
But 750 is still high for most Americans.
750, you're still in the 1%ers.
Yeah,
30
exactly.
seconds.
Yeah, so it's your average is 650 to 675.
Right.
Is an average decent credit score, which is
Right.
not bad because a lot of the stuff that's on there, most of the stuff that's on there is medical charge off.
I'm thankful that mine's a little higher than that, for sure.
214-787-1190 is the number. Quick break. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you start with the lowest score, or do you start with like a non-receivable score that just changes
like
as
in-
you go on?
For example, you have no points. You have nothing.
So do I have? But do I have zero? Or do I have non-existent points?
What would it be? Zero? Do they
This-
actually
no,
give-
all it says on there is no results found.
Okay.
So you really don't have a score at all.
Yeah, they don't put a score on there.
So if I
Just-
had one small negative credit, instead, like say a hospital bill was the first thing that pops up on my credit.
you'd be in the 300s,
Oh, whew.
maybe 4, because you'd have to put down, income, and so they would say, okay, we're going to give them a 412 or whatever. Still stinks.
And you wouldn't be able to buy a score.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to afford to even pay attention.
Yeah. They just keep waving you right on down to what do they call the stink and go, or what do they call
Do what?
them? What they call the pick and go or stink and go? The little car
Tote
lot.
the note.
Tote the note. Tote the note.
I remember the first time I literally heard a finance guy tell the folks, y'all aren't even able to pay attention. And I was sitting there, I went, how is this going to go? And,
That ain't going good, is it?
and he goes, so what do we need to do? And then we had a deal called DMAC, which was David McDavid acceptance, where we carried the note. We tote the note.
Right.
You know?
You had some of those. You
Oh,
could
yeah.
do some of that. That's
Yeah.
good. What's nothing wrong with that?
And those are like for the sake of boosting someone's credit, right?
Yeah, I mean, the average interest rate back then was like 27%. I mean, it's terrible.
Ronnie Swain says, my next door neighbor is a pre-owned director of a dealership. He brings home all kinds of high dollar cars. It's like having his own showroom floor. I bet. And we
Good
got
morning, Sonia Stokes.
we got Ron Weiss says, hey guys, gonna be hot today, trying to find motivation to get stuff done early. My parents had one. I don't know what he meant. I guess that's a Volkswagen, maybe. Oh, yeah, it must be because he said it was street legal. Must be a dune buggy. He says buy here, pay here. Good morning, Dwayne Harris.
Hey, buddy, Dwayne just got back traveling around to birthday
I've been
parties,
seeing
and
that. Just
he's out there working Great Fest selling snow cones this weekend.
ain't
He
nothing
got
wrong
going to be a hot stand.
You probably eat all the profits with it being hot.
I'm going to tell you, people going to be lined up for snow cones today.
You like snow cones?
I did.
They had snow cones, and they came out with a deal a few years later called the Snow Whiz. You remember that? It was a finer.
I was going to say it's a finer.
It was a finer ice. It was real.
Yeah.
I like
like
thought
snow.
That, yeah.
When you said that you did, do you think that the snow cones have changed, or you just changed to not liking?
Yeah, I didn't care. I mean, I used to always run out, and I love the Hawaiian coconut snow cones, the blue ones.
I just
and I
like
like
the
the watermelon.
I just like regular strawberry.
They
That's what
sound
I
like strawberry.
I know you don't. That's why I love them.
And so I was talking to a buddy of mine. I said, do you remember what snow cones were? He said, yeah, they were 10 cents.
I know. And you know what? When I played baseball, that was the thing you liked. That and the Frito pie.
Oh, yeah.
Frito
In
pie.
the Frito bag.
And the Frito bag. Cut the side of it off and
Yeah.
pour the chili in there and the onions and the cheese. And after you go out, I couldn't wait till the game was over to go get one. Hey, is this
Oh,
game
yeah.
over yet?
Yes, sir.
That was awesome times right there. Do you remember? Because I played Little League baseball, like real Little League,
Mhm.
the organization. And then we would go like a foul ball or home run, everybody chasing those balls.
Oh, yeah. You bring it to concession
And
stand.
get your snow cone.
Yeah.
Turn that ball back.
Yeah, when we brought it back, you got 5 pieces of double bubble.
That's not bad either.
You know,
I like snow cones.
there's a fight over that ball, though.
You better believe there was.
Yeah.
I mean, you see 10 kids running out.
Foul ball, people running out in the
Fight.
streets, cars coming. You didn't care. You getting that ball.
Exactly. Great days. Great days.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. What's your best memory years ago in a car?
My best
And that's for the
memory-
listeners, too. What's your best memory?
My best memory was that GTI.
My best memory was
Cabriolet.
Mom loading up the station wagon, filling up some pillowcases with popcorn.
Ooh,
Back in that station wagon, a big country Squire,
going to the theater.
the drive-in theater.
Yeah.
We had the 183, and then up the street had the Park Plaza.
Nice.
And then you had the playground in front of the screen.
Oh yeah.
And then when the movie started, the screen would flash. Everybody went back to their cars. You hung that deal on the window, and
Yeah. It was a little silver box,
$2 a carload.
and it had a wire that had a stand it was on, and you take it off the stand and hook it onto your windshield, and that's how you listen.
Your window.
The window.
Yeah.
And
Like pulling up to a car hop where you raise
Yeah.
up and they set the tray on it. You set a speaker there.
you sit there and listen to the movie, and you loved
Yeah.
it.
And now you go to the drive-in and you dial your stereo
To the
That's
right
so
station.
cheesy. That's
Yeah.
so cheesy.
That's nasty.
Put the boxes up.
You missed the boxes. You want the box.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what you
no
want.
doubt about
That's
it.
what
It's the
it's all about.
nostalgia.
And
You
if
know.
it was nice weather, it was really fun.
Because Mom had that, you had the tailgate that would fold down or open up, and then you'd fold the jump seat so some could lay around Mom and have some lawn chairs. And yeah,
Did they do it where you could at certain times where you could pay just for the carload?
that's what it was. Like a couple bucks a carload.
Yeah, man, you piled them in there, man.
Oh,
wait. It wasn't per person. It
no,
was
a
per
carload.
Oh my goodness.
And with 7 kids.
that was fun times with 7 kids going to the theater
Yeah.
outside.
For that and the submarine races.
What's that? Submarine race.
Yeah. You never had a date and asked her if she wanted to go watch submarine races?
I guess I missed out on that.
Oh, man. You'd pull up to the lake and it was smoochy time.
Wow.
Go see the submarine races.
I never made it to the lake.
214-787-1190. Let's talk about some. Well, we only got a few minutes.
Ronnie
There's
says
something
his
we
best
got.
memory, my first VW Bug 603 that I bought at Sutton Motors, and he didn't say, but probably Beaumont because that's where he's from. How about that? 63 Volkswagen.
Yeah.
That was a big, back in that day, a lot of kids drove Volkswagens to school.
Oh, sure.
That was a big vehicle to
You
have.
could fill that thing up and run what 2 weeks on it, 3 weeks.
I dated my first girlfriend dated a lot of years, and she lived in a town called Lumberton, which was about probably 12, 15 miles from Beaumont. Dude, I could fill that sucker up and go out there every night and back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even worry about it. Gas wasn't an issue.
Yeah. The lowest price I remember growing up was 35 cents a gallon.
Well, I got you beat.
That's as low as I remember.
This was a price war now, so it wasn't like normal. But I remember price war they had, and it was 19.9.
Wow.
And I drove a Volkswagen.
Can they still do price wars like that where they try to gouge each other
I
out?
don't know. Yeah,
Sure
kind of
you
they
can
do.
set it whatever you want,
Mhm.
and instead of going up. You can't gouge on the high side, but you can price
Okay, I
more
did
on the
know
low
there was
side.
some sort of okay.
Yeah, if you remember when they had the hurricane down in Houston, there was a lot of gas stations that
Yeah.
were sued.
Yeah.
Well,
for,
we had that
price
here
gouging.
we had that here in the Metroplex when there was a big storm once. Or what was it? Was it that? Or was it?
I think that might be what I'm remembering.
It was
Yeah.
the ice storms,
Yes,
the ice
it was an
storms,
ice
yeah.
storm,
and
that was,
everybody jumped their price up because they couldn't get
Mhm.
fuel. And anyway,
yeah, that's terrible.
yeah, I just remember the guys. We'd all pitch in a couple of bucks and fill up that big old Delta 88 and run that bad boy for the whole weekend.
Yeah,
We'd have a place picked out for Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday before we had to be home at 5:30 on Sunday for school the next day.
well, there you go.
But we had plenty of guys kicking in for getting us around.
Well, that's what
Kevin
you,
Vines, we went in the '68 Chevy pickup truck back in the spot and put the
Oh, how
tailgate
about
down.
that?
You
And
betcha.
wouldn't you love to have a '68 Chevy pickup right now?
Yes,
That's
we
it.
would.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Vin Ramos. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Ed Radio Show. Here today, live, Classic Buick GMC of Arlington, right here at 20 and Collins. Come on out, meet the crew, meet the staff.
Clint Moore says, "Good morning, guys."
Clint Moore, good morning. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, your buddy Clint, he sure had him and his.
They're
daughter been
rocking,
playing
aren't they?
Everywhere, huh?
They're all over the place. Well, they had a good show. They opened for Trace Atkins here a couple of weeks ago, and I think it was last Friday, as a matter of fact. And I think they had a real good show and starting to pop with a lot of places to play from it.
Yeah, he is. All right, coming up in the next segment here, right after our break on the 9 o'clock hour, 2025, my choices of some vehicles that really stand out that I think are a must drive, must see. There's so much change coming up on the vehicles, and what's great is a lot of these vehicles, they're putting some really great styling to the vehicles. A lot of your cars that have been known as, conservative vehicles, not much panache, pizzazz, whatever you want to call it. They're really turning the corner and putting some good looks to these products.
Are you seeing
finally.
Are you seeing some that are really where you could say they're getting more distinctive? Like for a while, cars just seem to all look alike.
Yeah.
Are they kind of getting a break from that a little bit? You think?
They are. When you take a look at some of the vehicles that are out there, and when you pull up and, now you can it's distinctive, the design of the Ford, the Chevy, the Dodge, the GMC between the Chevrolet is cosmetic.
Right.
When you look at some different trim, the grills are completely different, a lot more aggressive on the front end of the vehicle. When you start looking now, your Acura, it's an Acura when it pulls up. The difference between Honda and Toyota, night and day. So,
Well, and I'm glad of that because that's the one thing I think a lot of people said, that you can't tell a difference in a car anymore like it was back in the day.
they all became very similar to the Taurus. When the Taurus
30
totally
seconds.
redesigned and then went to the 500, then back to the Taurus, a lot of cars look like a Ford Taurus. From Infinity to all, you had to look at the badging to figure out what it was. Quick break, 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel
Oh, I missed that.
Carver.
We'll be right back.
Missed that.
I haven't heard that in a minute too.
Finley Yocum.
Hey, Father, there's my memory. You remember your truck you had when I was a little younger?
Yeah.
Yeah, the truck donut shop. Go there in the truck, and he dropped me off to
Yeah.
ye old Clara Love Elementary School.
You know what? I miss having a truck. I'll just tell you that.
I miss that truck. I like that truck. Wasn't it a Ford?
Mm-hmm.
It was a Ford F-150.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was nice. And then my probably my older callback would be, what's it called? Pikes Peak. Is that the name of the mountain up there in Colorado?
Yeah. Colorado Springs.
Yeah, my mom wanted to do the drive of that mountain, but she wanted to do it in a Dodge Grand Caravan that had like 200,000 something miles on it that broke down about
Oh, I remember how that
probably
vehicle
2 or
she
3
had.
times on the mountain. It was the last drive that car really ever got
That
to
was
do.
it?
Yeah, it broke down on
So it
that
didn't
mountain.
quite make the
Well,
mountain.
no, it made it. It made
Oh,
the
thank-
whole run. I got to see the peak in a car smoking.
You know, I remember when everybody
Oh.
was being braggadocious if your car was naturally aspirated to get up into the mountains, because someone would get up in the higher climates
What do you
and
mean
dog.
by naturally aspirated?
It pulled in more air into the system and
Oh.
allowed the car to breathe and not choke it out by the higher.
Atmosphere?
Yeah, and so it's like, is that naturally aspirated? I'm like, what the heck are they talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I'm
they
saying.
must drive to Colorado. I'm like, how did y'all know that?
Well, I don't know.
That may have been part of the problem. Who knows?
So y'all made it there and back in that
We made
caravan?
it there and back in a caravan
And
that
that was
sounded.
the last place it went?
I mean, it felt like holding the hands of a loved one on the bed, on the hospital bed. I mean, we were saying our goodbyes once we got back, and it sat in our lot for the next 10 years. I mean, we just sold it or scrapped it a year or two ago.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was every bit of dead by the time we got back. It was every bit of dead by the time we got to the peak of the mountain, to be honest with you.
Well, the only, do you remember what we went to in our long journey in?
We went in the Honda Civic,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really easy.
That car handled that trip really nice.
Drove smooth. Drove through some through some not fun conditions too. We hit some heavy, really heavy rain.
There was along the way they got pretty rough at times in the mountains too. Remember?
Yeah,
it looked like we were almost about to be higher than the rain clouds. It was weird. You go like, man, just a little higher up, we're going to be above the rain clouds.
Huh.
But what a great trip that was.
Glad we didn't have to personally drive it around New York City.
Yeah,
that we were for the better after our we maybe drove 3 miles in 30 minutes if I had to put a number on it.
Right.
Once we actually got in the city, just to go, then we go just park somewhere.
Well, we rode with my buddy.
Yeah, but
we met.
Then
he came to the hotel and then he drove into the city.
Yeah, and didn't he just basically go park? That's all we did.
But then his wife and family took the car and left, and we took the train back.
So he didn't even have to find parking.
No, we went all over the city, him leading us around.
There you go. And
we took the train back.
Took us 30 minutes to find a place to
great funny trips from that too.
Oh goodness, that was a great trip.
And the natural bridge, you got to go. I mean, that was
West Virginia. Wait,
it's in Virginia.
Is it in West Virginia?
No, it's in regular Virginia.
Okay.
The natural bridge, what a place!
When my brother decided, him and a guy named James Wood, to get in his little Celica GT Toyota.
Oh, it's a nice car.
And
I thought it was.
They drove to New York. And then from New York to Chicago, and then from Chicago here, and he promised Mom he'd be here Christmas Day. Vinny's born Christmas Day.
Oh, okay.
And they had to literally put a heater underneath the radiator the night, 2 days before, to make the trip back from Chicago to here.
Because it's so cold?
And it froze up the radiator.
Oh, wow.
That's how cold it was up there. I mean, you got the Great Lakes up there, but
Chicago, I've been there 2 times. And I never.
Well, I guess that'd be Michigan, but with the further you go north, the worse the weather.
That's brutal there. It's brutal.
I
don't know how the cars even handle that up there. I mean, it gets so cold. It's brutal.
Don't they not handle it? Don't they just not drive for pretty good periods of time?
No, they drive, but they have to do some special stuff to their engines, don't they? Don't they have to? They put heaters in their garage or something. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of vehicles up there. You put heaters for the radiator.
Right. Exactly.
And they have, then they have, you put on your snow tires and your chains and
it's brutal.
Your radiators are, I think, like 90% antifreeze.
1
Yeah.
minute.
It's brutal though.
Yeah, I could imagine.
But it's that way in a lot of places up there, you know.
Hey, sometimes I'm impressed that they can run with the heat here. You know, when it gets
Well,
really
that's
hot and it's
kind of a good
110
point.
degrees, I'm surprised these things don't blow up. But they
Well,
actually
you
do
know,
chug along.
head out to Death Valley.
Yeah, right.
You know, they're out. What was it in Arizona a few years back? It was so hot that they couldn't land the planes because the landing
The strips were too hot.
were melting.
They're starting to turn wet.
And
Burn the rubber
and-
on the
30
tires.
seconds.
Well, yeah, what it was doing was the asphalt was wet, and it was so heated up the tires would have stuck to it and started ripping up the runway. So they were landing at another airport that was concrete. Yeah, I mean that's hot.
That's brutal too.
You know what? Really, I wonder why California is burning up all the time. If it's not one wildfire, it's 20.
Well, that's because people set them out there. They're setting them. They may not be doing it on purpose, but
Wow.
it's
I forgot how many wildfires are going on right now. It's crazy.
like that last one, the big one they had. The guy started it. I don't think he did it on purpose, but he started it. And once it gets going, I don't know, is it the wind? Is the wind pretty strong? Is that why it does it? Because it blows, man. Once
It
it goes, it's gone. It goes into Colorado.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you have an automotive need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, go to theautomotiveedge.com. Click on Ask Kurt. Leave me your name and number. We'll call you right after the show and make sure your automotive needs are taken care of. There's never a fee, never a cost. I don't charge the dealer a penny. We just make sure you're with the right people, getting it done the right way. If we save you time, volunteer. If we save you money, pay it forward. But you can't pay me anything. And I kind of miss the folks. I was getting that apple pie, and they're upset with me.
Do they want the apple pie back?
There are no more apple pies for Kurt. And the way she put, she weaved that dough.
Oh,
Like that old school pie.
yeah, over the top of it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It looked like it was braided,
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
had that brown sugar and cinnamon on it.
What do I got to do to make up to her?
I don't know. I reached out. I'm getting no response.
Let me try.
Okay. I'll give you your name.
I'll
and
tell her,
number.
look, hey.
I could use another apple pie.
Yeah.
Now, right now, because this week is no sugars or carbs.
Okay. Mine's it this week.
I'm going every other week, no sugar and carbs.
Okay. Graham's talked about doing that here too.
And so, anyway, I'm trying to improve my complexion. Look at both of y'all looked at me when I said that. That is so weird.
We're praying for your
That
success.
is so weird. Both of you looked at me at the same time.
We're praying for your success.
Anyway, 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney, 380 and 75. Our buddy Jazz Guild, Jason Long, Rusty McDonald. They got it going on. Mark Welch. They got it going on. See why they're 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Yeah, they sell a ton of them, but you know what? Everybody loves them. And plus, you get your haircut. They got a real barber in there. I didn't realize that there's a difference between a hairstylist and a barber. But you had to be a licensed barber to get a barber pole.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get the little term
Yeah.
that most people probably don't know what you're talking about when you say barber?
Most people know about the swirly barber pool.
Even your age
pole,
bracket?
I think down to 10-year-olds
Okay.
still. Not because they're around, but because they're unanimous.
Have
with
you ever had a
numbers.
hot shave at one?
I have.
I hear they're unbelievable.
That's
Straight
what I-
razor shave. I hear that you don't have to shave for like 3-4 days.
The only problem is it's a little scary when somebody's got that blade up around your neck.
Yeah.
You go like that. I hope the guy didn't have going through a divorce or, having to pay
You
extra.
remind him of somebody he didn't like.
Yeah, or hey, you talk about child support and he goes off on you.
I always wondered how the outlaws trusted the barber when there was always
in the Western days.
when they always had a reward.
in the Western days.
I mean, I could get my reward right here, but they
Boy.
didn't.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, that's you have to have a special license to be able to have the pole.
Yep. 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, they got a barber, and
Yeah.
they've got great deals. Over $13,000 off their Silverados in stock right now. 1,500 crew cab. 2024 is over $13,000 off. and a whole lot more. You got your leases, your EV leases, your zero down, $299 a month programs. Go to EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com. And enjoy, like Jason Lawing says, what's his mantra?
Pressure makes diamonds, but not happy customers.
That's right. That's right. And that's the way they do business. That's why they're 8-time Chevy Dealer of the Year. Eldorado Chevrolet in McKinney, online all the time at EldoradoChevy.com. That's EldoradoChevy.com.
And don't forget to tell them what's happening in October the 18th and 19th, right?
Yep. October 19th. Well, 18th is the
That's a Friday.
Yep, is the flatbed trailer show where they have all the singers and everything going on out there. Then the 19th.
That's when we should really go.
is
You and I could
the,
get up and sing
we can do that.
a little duo, a little the Blues Brothers. We call ourselves the Blues Brothers.
There we go. A great the custom car show and barbecue cook-off is the 19th on a Saturday, benefiting public safety officers, police, and firefighters. It's the Guns and Hoses Foundation, which we've been contributing to for years. And you can be a part of that as well. But put that on your calendar right around the corner, October 19th, Eldorado Chevrolet. And it starts at 9 o'clock in the morning to 2. And the barbecue judging is 11 to 2, which we're going to pork, spare ribs, chicken, brisket, and beans. You like barbecue beans?
Yeah, I do.
I do too.
I like barbecue beans.
Put that down, October
like
19th,
regular
Eldorado
barbecue.
Chevrolet, Guns and Hoses Foundation. We're going to raise a lot of money for them.
So Ronnie Swain says, I used to get a hot shave in Vietnam. The barber was a Viet Cong. Well, I don't know if I would have trusted that. I said, that sounds scary, man.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah, I don't think.
All right, let me give you 5 vehicles to take a look at coming out in the 2025s. They are coming, and one is the Ford Expedition. The Ford Expedition, which is one of the big bad boys. You know, you have your Tahoes, you have your Suburbans, you have Sequoias. There's a lot of big rigs out there. And so your Ford Expedition, here's the thing, it starts at only $58K. When you look at a lot of these vehicles, I mean, they're starting in the 60s and 70s. This one's starting at $58K. They got the EcoBoost twin turbo, so they've gotten away from the V8. You're getting better gas mileage on a huge vehicle, 375 horsepower. And they've really, the platform team for the Expedition Explorer have really upgraded these interiors and really given them that really nice look versus that vanilla kind of deal. And so the Expedition, I'm looking forward to seeing and driving it. The 2024 Cadillac Celestiq. If you look at that Cadillac, you ought to have your son pull that one up. And it's CELESTIQ.
Boy, that's weird spelling.
And wait till you see this machine. It is.
Is it a sedan?
Oh, yeah. And wait till you see
Is
it.
this 2025 coming out?
It's the Celeste. Is that what you said?
Select.
Then you take a look at it.
What do you say it was?
How do you spell it again?
CELESTIQ.
And how do you say it? I got the spelling right. I was curious on how you spelt it.
Say it, you mean?
Yeah. How do you? Oh, sorry. How you say it? Sorry.
How you say it again?
How do you say the word? that you just
Celeste.
spelled?
Celeste.
Okay.
Celeste.
All right.
Bonjour.
That's what I was thinking.
Anyway,
right there.
when you see this bad boy, it is absolutely gorgeous. Everything about the car. Now, this thing, I'm going to tell you, it's pricey. It's $300,000.
$300,000 car. I can't even read the name.
Well, that's what makes it so expensive.
Yeah, no wonder. It's too rich for me to even read.
Yeah, when you see this thing, the lines, everything about this car is absolutely incredible.
Is it an ICE vehicle?
It doesn't
No.
look like it.
No. Yeah, it's EV, right?
What are y'all looking at here? Y'all watching
That's-
too much video. Go to the pictures
Well,
on this
I
car.
was just in, they have a few ads. I was seeing what.
Uh,
Few ads. We were
And then
watching ads.
here, the 2026 Mustang Raptor. Now get this. They're going to take this Raptor, lift it, the Mustang. They're going to lift it.
Now is that
All-wheel
I see
drive.
Why it's $300,000.
is that the regular Mustang?
Regular Mustang.
Okay.
Suspension, lifted suspension. Start this thing at $90K. A Raptor Mustang. I'm so in.
Oh, I'm so out.
Well, but you got something else coming, so you might have to change your mind then. if you want-
2025, yeah, Genesis GV90.
Wow,
know
you're a
what?
Genesis lover. It doesn't matter what they put out.
I can't say enough about
I say I don't like that.
where
Oh,
the
yeah.
Genesis is going. I've always, when it first
You
came
don't
out,
like it? What
I
they're
like
doing?
it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
When it first came out, I'm like, okay, let's see what Hyundai's going to do. But boy, have they taken this vehicle to a whole new level. The ride, the drive, and handling. That Genesis is luxurious as any car out there. My opinion, the G90, the sedan, is one of my favorite sedans.
I know, it
because
is.
they don't make the big Cadillacs anymore.
Right.
That G90 is the catch me out for a big sedan car. Love everything about it. The 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz, B-U-Z-Z. They're finally coming out again with a van, the bus. Everybody remember the bus? I just saw one. I forgot how many went, like a 26 window bus or whatever went through the auction.
Wow.
$100,000 for this bad boy. Well, it's coming back. The nostalgia is back. The only thing, you can only get an electric. And it's not an ICE vehicle, but I got to tell you what, when you look at the ID Buzz, it's cool. Everything about it, the layout, the looks, the interior, the platform team did a beautiful job. I wish they'd have made it an alternative to have it ICE or electric, but they decided to go
Or
all
hybrid.
electric on it. Yeah, but the ID Buzz coming out 2025. So those are my 5 picks for take a look, go out and drive. And remember, any of these vehicles that you want to just test drive, you want to spend time in, give us a call at or go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. We'll contact the dealer. And that way you pull up license and insurance and you go drive it. Spend time having fun. Now, I did upset a few people this week that called me and they wanted to go out. One wanted to drive a McLaren. And he said,
Don't we all?
and I said, are you interested in buying one? He goes, no. And I said, then I can't help you. He goes, well, you said on your show. Yeah, I'm not out helping people with joy rides. If you're interested in a car, you're serious about a car, then we'll help you out. Just as simple.
Cat got your tongue? What happened?
Wow.
1 minute.
Reading all the stuff Cindy
Wow.
wrote.
She did not like their $300,000 price
Yeah.
tag.
And he's on a roll.
Yeah, she is.
214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. If you got any questions about where to go, who to see, what to do, what we think about certain makes and models, let us know. Because I look at cars completely different than anybody else. And when we're coming, we'll be at the top of the hour, the 10 o'clock hour. What's most important to people and what's least important to consumers when it comes to acquiring an automobile. And mine are completely different. I didn't hit anything on either list when I went down it. And
Oh, that's
so I
interesting.
did 5
10
on this,
seconds.
5 on that, and then on mine I didn't. Let's take a quick break. 214-787-1190. Be sure to like and share the show. We'll be right back.
Cindy says her coffee's kicked in. I think something more than your coffee's kicked in. Yeah, they're on a roll this morning. Thanks everybody for being a part of our broadcast here on our social media sites. We're kind of all over the place, so like and share. And you've got people that really don't do
Yes.
2 minutes in commercial because I have to go drop, I guess, hand a winner their tickets. So
Okay.
I'm letting you know right now.
All right. Bye.
Hey, bring them to me.
She's already gone. She heard bye. She ain't coming back. That's the end. That's the end of Maddie Gomez.
What was one of the best? That word was used in one of the greatest movies of all time.
What was that?
Bye.
That hit a note like I should remember it.
Tombstone.
Oh,
They're rolling by his brother, and they're all shot up. And he looks over, and Johnny Ringo and that guy are sitting there, and he goes, "We're done. This is over." Blah blah blah. And here's his brother got his. One's dead, and the other one had his
I
arm
know.
shot, and he goes, "Bye."
it's a long movie, but it's a good one. You've seen it
Uh-uh.
with me.
I saw the
Tombstone.
hours of it that I tried to stay awake. Yeah.
What's it about?
Tombstone is in my top 3.
It's about a 3-hour movie, isn't it? It's long.
Tombstone.
Yeah,
think so.
no, couple hours.
yeah. It
If
was-
you go commercials and everything.
No, I think
no,
it's
no,
pretty
no,
long
no,
period.
no.
But it's a great movie. I
Yeah,
love
I'm
it.
telling you, Remember the Titans,
Great movie. Great movie.
Tombstone, and I have to think about what else is.
Sling Blade is one of my
Oh,
favorites.
I didn't. That was pretty silly.
I loved it though. Got any mustard with them French fried taters?
I love that guy now. He's got his wife and 2 kids, and everywhere he goes, he talks like him. His wife, they'll pull him. She goes, "Don't."
Hey,
He
yeah,
don't. You're just antagging,
yeah,
poking the
well,
bear.
Ain't mustard with them shit right there. But you know who was in that movie though?
Oh yeah.
There was some good folk. in
It's
there.
it's over 2 hours long. I don't know why. Oh, 2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah. It's
See
a little
there?
long. It's not 3 hours, but it's
Yeah, it wasn't 3 hours, was it?
It felt- it
3
felt-
hours,
it-
over 3 hours.
It felt about
with
like
commercials.
you
I
know.
didn't
I
watch it,
felt
okay.
like maybe 4 hours was gone out of my day after watching it.
It's a great movie though. It is.
The lines on that, and I got to tell you, what's his name?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Yeah, what's his name? And he was in Top Gun.
Who's the actors in that?
Oh my goodness!
Actors in
Yeah, they
They've
have
got Val
Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer. Yeah, he played Doc Holliday.
right.
hmm And then there's Kurt Russell, Sam Elliott, Michael Ben, or however you say his last name.
Kurt
last
Russell
name.
was good in that movie. really
Yeah,
good.
he was in what was that movie? The tornado movie,
Twister.
Twister. Yeah, he was in the original one. The second one I didn't like. I just watched it the other night. I didn't like it.
My sister tried to convince me to go see it because she was huge on the
what
first
movie
one.
was that?
The new Twister.
Oh, yeah.
And then I watched the new Planet of the Apes. What a beating!
You didn't like the new Planet
I
of the Apes?
loved starting with the movie with Charlton Heston, the first
The
one,
original one's the greatest.
all the way. The one with Mark Wahlberg, okay. This last one, I didn't get it. It was not what I thought it was going to be, and they left a big teaser at the end to know they're coming. They're coming with another one. No doubt.
They're doing
about
a whole trilogy again.
it. I don't. God, the first 3 were so good. Planet of the Apes.
Now,
Return of
it-
the Planet of the Apes, Revenge of the Planet of the Apes. Those 3 were phenomenal.
I went back to watch those. Are you talking about the 60s?
We had Rodney McDowell was
Charlton
the
Heston.
doctor, and yeah, they brought him to the United States, and they had that hearing, and then
Right.
they finally started talking, and
yeah,
yeah.
I
great-
guess I
great
got to go
movie.
back and watch. Some
I
of
just
those.
didn't really like them on my when I went back to watch them.
You-
And
the
now it's
early ones?
completely different because now they put all the little dots on them where they can, just turn them into
Look
a
like
group,
it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
when you look at the first one where the mouths moved a little bit.
Yeah.
It was different. It was very holy cow. There's really living, breathing apes and gorillas and monkeys out there.
that can talk.
Yeah, I wanted one.
So this past one was it was the apes overtaking the humans?
No. The last one is actually really. I liked that. I liked it because of there was no humans left. There was.
It was all just apes.
Well, there was humans, but they had digressed to basically being.
Well, there were other
the-
parts of the world.
Okay.
Where they
Yeah.
were at was 90-something%.
So,
apes.
but the humans were more like apes back in the
Some
day.
of them.
No, they're all educated, but there was you could see where everything was decimated, where it looked like nuclear war had
Okay,
decimated
gotcha.
everything, and the apes were trying to get into this one area that was secured and sealed, and this guy came along and with this girl, and then they kind of figured out a few things, and I just not my deal.
The one thing they haven't done, I guess, is have the ape and a human procreate. They haven't done that yet, have they? I'm just asking.
No,
that question.
no romance
30
in the Planet
seconds.
of the Apes.
No
movies,
romance? I don't know
just
if
yet.
I'm not saying that's romantic. I'm just saying. I mean, they've had what 5 out already. What's left? What's left to do?
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
sure they've had like 9 out too. I've
They
had-
have.
The only
that's
one
a
that
lot
you saw
more
was
than
when Zelda kissed Charlton Heston goodbye, and that's as far as it's gone, Bo.
okay, thank God for that.
Freak.
five.
Golly. You take something so wholesome and go right to the toilet with it.
just asking them. They've had.
No, you were
They-
not.
they-
Your old mind just took a right-hand turn.
They got 5 or 6.
Maybe
people.
on the next one we'll have.
No, I didn't say that.
Wow.
Have they done that? That's what I was asking.
Boy, oh
You know,
boy.
Hollywood, they might happen.
It's Bo's world and don't go in it. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Driver's Edge Auto Repair. 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty on all their engine repairs. They don't winterize. They don't summarize. They only do the work needed at the time. The place, go to mydriversedge.com. That's mydriversedge.com. Over 22 locations here just in the DFW area and expanding. Tires, don't worry about it. You get whatever tire pricing, they print it off, you bring it in, say, I want these 4 tires, and let Driver's Edge be your one-stop shop. You don't have to do an oil change here, an engine repair there, tires there. They can do it all in one location. The place, mydriversedge.com. And remember, they do the $35 check it before you buy it. If you're buying that bucket of bolts not from a licensed, reputable dealer, get that car over, make the appointment, have them do the work and check it out and make sure that you're buying a good car for $35. No one in town's touching it. They write out the list. You take it back to the seller. You negotiate your deal. Then you bring it back. Let Driver's Edge do all the work. And then you're under warranty. Can't go wrong. Go to mydriversedge.com. Kurt, what do you expect? He's a purple. Nothing less. Nothing less.
I'm a royal purple. You guys need to get that right.
You know, I'm really concerned with what's going on in just one area of the auto industry.
Let me see what that would be. I would say, knowing you, it would be how the manufacturers are not considering the importance of salespeople.
Well, that's number one in my heart.
Right.
For life.
Right.
The manufacturers seem like they just don't care about salespeople. Without salespeople, there is no industry.
Correct. Exactly.
If you're not selling, the industry stops. Remember that.
Exactly.
But we hone in on, you know, the workers and the UAW and all this stuff. And they say, well, if you don't build a car, you don't have anything to sell. I'm like, well, hang on a second. There's a lot of manufacturers that don't have unions.
Isn't that kind of like that? Which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it takes both really to
but
make
if they're
it
not
work.
selling, then they knock off an assembly shift.
Yeah.
And then if it slows down again, they knock off another shift.
Mhm.
Without great salespeople, loyal, dedicated, which is very hard to find salespeople, it doesn't matter. But my big thing is they've gotten away from all the American muscle. When you take a look, there's only 2 left.
And that would be the Mustang.
Uh-huh.
You consider Corvette in that?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay.
No doubt.
So is that it? Just
That's
those 2? So all the Dodges will be gone. Huh?
Gone. Camaro, gone.
Wow. Yeah, I
That's
didn't
it.
think about that.
What happened to building American muscle? I don't get why the manufacturers.
Well, they're calling it electric.
Yeah, they need to stop that madness.
I know.
There's no
I know
such
you
thing
hate
as
that.
American muscle electric. It's not.
No, they call it something different than American Muscle.
They call it electric American muscle.
Oh, okay. Electric American.
I'm out. 100% out.
Yeah.
And why the manufacturers? There's still a generation, several generations, that would like cool American muscle cars. I'm real surprised that GM didn't take the Camaro and really shadizzle that bad boy up and make it look cool like they did with the Corvette and keep it. Not have so many trim levels, though. I mean, one thing about it is when you look at all these cars, they got so many trim levels.
Why do they do
Stop.
that?
Stop. Come out with 2.
It gets confusing to people, I think, more than help.
Yeah, I mean, with Dodge, you know, you had the red eye, you had the jailbreak, you had the RT Hemi, you had the, I mean, just
Hellcat.
the Hellcat. I mean, it went on all the wide bodies. I'm like,
Right.
Stop it.
Right.
Have you run on the Hellcat? Stop. Have a run on the red eye? Stop. Have a run on the jailbreak? Stop. But no, they just kept there. It was too much.
Yeah.
And they should
And
have
now they don't
stopped.
have them at all.
Because you had first you only had the SXT, which was a 6-cylinder, and then
Right.
you had the RT Hemi. And then they started adding, you know, the craziness with way too many models out there.
The Hot Wheels.
Yeah, and so same thing with the Camaro. Have a RS, which is the old Rally Sport, and then have a convertible and revamp that, redesign it, make it cool. But I'm really blown away that the American muscle is down to 2 vehicles, and the new Challenger that's coming out, Charger, is electrified. I saw the picture of the rendering of what did they say is 90% accurate, and I'm going, I don't get it.
What's the price tag on that?
They haven't said.
Oh, they haven't said.
No.
What do you think?
Oh,
80?
probably 60 grand
Oh,
plus.
60.
And I'm just going, you know what? Y'all are missing the boat. I don't know how some of this stuff gets rendered and who gets together and kumbaya and go, okay, that's great, put it out there.
Well, the Green New Deal pushed a lot of that, or the
Yeah, but still, even with the Green New Deal, you can still build cool looking cars. And you and I've talked about this. What do you think Chevy would do? How they would go if they came out with 2 trim levels on an El Camino?
Oh, I'd be first in line to buy one myself.
Just think if Chevy
That's
came
sweet.
out with a Chevelle SS
Oh,
limited.
yes.
It would
No
be
doubt.
off the hook.
Yes.
There's just so many things that they could do. And the thing about it is when you have other things that are in line with that, is that you're bringing so much more traffic to your showroom.
Are we losing the older folk? That is the reason. The older designers, they're bringing in the newer designers, and
They've had newer designers for many, many years now. I just don't understand when they go in and they put in all their data and, with wind drag coefficiencies and all the different things, they put them in the wind tunnels. And, a lot of stuff is still made with clay models.
Oh, I didn't
People
know
don't
that.
realize that they roll in a hunk of clay as big as that Hummer over there,
just
square, and
mold it?
start molding it.
Oh, wow.
They're
I'd love to see that.
Some of them still do that. And so then, they take and then they put a
But they're just doing it for
product
body
around
style,
it,
though.
and then they
Right.
pull it, and then they have the shell,
Right.
and then you put it in a room, and then you start taking out the wind drag coefficiencies and seeing what that'll work and how, forget all that.
Yeah, that's
Stop
what I
with
say
all
too.
that. There's so many cool things you could be doing with a Chevelle, with a El Camino, the Ford Ranchero, the Ford Super Coupe. I mean, there's so many cool things, and I don't know why, because now everybody's backing off electrification, is bring back some nostalgia, bring back some of the things that made the American motor
1 minute.
great.
Mm-hmm.
You can put whatever badging you want on it. Just make sure that it's an ICE car, and you will sell. Just like Dodge did with the Magnum. People said they built that station wagon. It was never going to work. You can't find one.
Right.
And they came out with a Standard, and they came out with a Magnum RT. Gone. Everything they built, they sold. And it was a short run. They did really well with it. And to continue to pique the consumer's interest with what's coming out next. Okay, this manufacturer, because you got Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. And those are going to be your meat and potato
30
muscle
seconds.
cars, and come out with those vehicles. And I think you'll change the dynamics of the auto industry versus maybe too much vanilla. And then you find out that, the reason big rebates and incentives are out there because you need to move inventory, not because it's on high demand, because you need to move it. There's so many things you can be doing to continue to create a high demand system in the auto industry. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. Quick break live. Classic Buick GMC 20 in Collins. Come on out. We're going to be here the noon hour. But don't go away. You got to pay some bills. We'll be right back.
I want a 67 black Camaro.
Here's your Diamond Rio.
This is not Diamond Rio.
Well, excuse me.
This is the one who's a musician.
I know. I don't know that, but I'm out of this business. I've been fired too many times.
We need a black Camaro, 67.
Ooh.
And we need it. I understand that they're not very aerodynamic. I understand that their fuel
cares?
efficiency. I do. I want good fuel efficiency. I care.
You like aerodynamics?
I
Do
love
what?
aerodynamics. I think aerodynamics is important. Sorry.
What'd you say, Maddie?
I said I'm all for this black Camaro.
Yep.
There
But
you
see,
go.
right here, here's my deal. I want a hybrid. Make up for all the lost
I'd be
efficiency.
okay with a hybrid.
and I want it to be technologically there. I want it to be all there technologically, but I want it to not look like it is. I want when you get in the interior, I want the dials to surprise you, not to be expected. Does that make sense? Like when you get in that vehicle, you're going to expect a certain level of buttonry going on in there.
Right, of course.
You don't expect that when you look at a 67 Camaro or something like
there's
that.
not a
right?
lot to do except
Yeah.
turn the engine on
and crank the
shove it in
windows.
gear.
Yeah, shove it in gear.
Is
and
that what
crank
you're
the
talking about?
windows.
You want that simplicity?
No.
with it?
I want it to seem like it's giving you that simplicity while having background
Okay, I got
technological features.
I got you.
Because I think that's how you bring back the past is by incorporating it into the future.
That's probably a good point. Why couldn't you do it to where you could have either or? So where you just get in and say, I don't want no technology going on. I just want to start it and drive it. Like you have the start, like kind of an autopilot thing, a button that you push. And
because
go like,
I imagine that 99% of consumers have the one thing they're not willing to get rid of.
And that's the info system.
Well, just whatever their thing
From
is.
their phone.
Well, some people
in.
are going to say, hey, man, I need my electronics for my windows. I'm not going to crank my windows ever. I need my electronics in my windows. And then, well, if you're getting electronics and windows, you might as well have you already got like a circuit, might as well go for some AC or something, right? Like,
well, I mean, I'm not saying not have that.
Well, how much further do you go until you
that's-
might as well just have everything? I mean, a little infotainment system can be like $40 and you can put it in yourself. Like they're not crazy expensive and they're not crazy difficult.
I
to
think
figure
one of the
out.
biggest complaints of most people that buy new cars is the infotainment
Yeah,
system.
they're confused. They don't understand. That's why the
Isn't
simplicity.
that probably it, Kurt? Don't you think that's the biggest complaint of most new car buyers? The operational of the machine.
Well, they want everything. They want as much as you can completely pile into a car.
Right.
But the number one complaint when you look at JD Power's Car and Driver Consumer Magazine
confused.
is the understanding of everything that's on the car. But they want it all.
Right.
Just like people that, got to have a sunroof. And they come to trade it in, that sunroof was never open.
True.
You open it up and they still got that dirt ring all the way around it. You'll never get out. And well, how much you use the sunroof? I don't know, but I sure like it on there.
Well, Purple Haze uses hers. She likes it.
So for me, it's the infotainment system is the biggest plus and minus for the consumers is, got to have Apple CarPlay and got to have this and that. But it's the biggest complaint because people are, they don't want to take proper delivery. They don't want to spend time learning about it. And then they're going down the highway hitting buttons and then they get off into an area that they didn't want to be.
Yeah.
And then they get their survey and go, man, this really stinks. Every time, but it's an understanding of. And when you look at some of these infotainment systems, look at the new, the grand, total brain fart, the big Jeep. The
Got a big
screen,
old screen on
the
it.
30
screen
seconds.
goes all the way across the dash from the driver to the passenger.
Wow.
I mean, this
The
thing
Wagoneer, is
is
that it?
the Wagoneer. It is absolutely incredible how big this screen is. That goes all the way to the front of the vehicle, and people are like, "Wow, that's cool! That's cool." They buy cool, and then get frustrated with cool.
I think with a machine like that, you should be able to have like a controller that you can set in the back seat and drive it from the back seat, like they do.
You really should. I mean,
like
honestly,
your
I wouldn't be
games.
surprised.
How about that? That's coming next.
They need to get rid of all the buttons.
Yeah.
Too many dials, too many buttons.
They have.
Too dangerous.
They've all made it push screen, which now
Is
you're having to
worse.
take your eyes off to reach
Yeah.
out and touch something, which is backwards. You and me finding each other for so long.
Needs to be voice activated.
What a great song.
Well, they're great no matter what they say.
Do they have any of those features in a car where you can turn the AC down to 68?
214-787-1190
Yeah.
is the number. That's 214-787-1190. This segment of the show is brought to you by Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, North Richland Hills. I was on the phone with Jason Hicks, the new GSM of the dealership, and I'm going to tell you, he's got almost 500 cars there. What does that mean? He doesn't want to play the floor plan tax on them. He is moving inventory. They brought him in to pick up the volume, make sure your customer experience was second to none. They have greeters at the door. You're not getting flocked by salespeople, trying to just jam a car down your throat. Totally different mindset. They want to sit and have a conversation and bring you exactly what you're looking for up to the door, air conditioned or heated, and make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. The place, Norm Reeves Honda Superstore, NRH. If you go online, just go to normreeveshondanrh.com. That's normreeveshondanrh.com. Make your appointment. Ask for Jason Hicks when you get there. He's the boss. He's the final say-so. Well, Richard's the GM, but Jason's going to be right there on the showroom floor, shaking your hands, kissing babies, saying hello, making sure your experience is second to none. The place, Norm Reeves Honda, NRH.com. So, I was taking a look at all of the cars that are coming out, and I'm really impressed with what some of the manufacturers are doing. Their
For 25?
designs are 25, 26.
Okay.
Because, you realize come June 25, you're going to start seeing 26
Right.
come out because June's into the physical year.
Right.
The only thing that I didn't care for was everything that they were showing, from Ferrari to Pagani to the new Toyota, what they call the new Toyota supercar. Everything out there is coming in the E-Ray all electric. Really, really disappointing to see
They're still driving.
cool cars that they're not splitting.
Hybrids.
This many ICE.
Right, I got you.
Which everything's going hybrid. You look at the new Toyota Camry. Every Toyota Camry being built now is hybrid.
Right.
You can only get it hybrid, which Toyota's being the king of hybrid system ever since they released the Prius. And they, when you go to the Toyota factory, there's one word going in the training center, which I've been to. It says Kaizen, making better. And they have darn near perfected the hybrid system on their vehicles. They're just killing it. And so you're going to see more of that. You're seeing their big bad boys like the Sequoia going with the V6 twin turbo. They've gotten rid of the i4 systems in the vehicles, and they're going that direction. I was really hoping that Toyota, when they came out with the Supra, I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. It looks like, it looks like a BMW. It is a BMW. It's a joint between Toyota and BMW. I get in and I drove it. Absolutely did not like it. I was so confined in the seat, and I was so blessed.
But it was considered a sports car, wasn't
it? The president of Toyota, I told him I had a bet with a guy, I'd be the first one to drive it. He had a radio talk show, and we bet a very hefty bet, and Jim made sure that I was the first one to drive it. I didn't get it.
What year was that?
This was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I get in the car and I was so confined.
But I like that car.
Well, you're a little guy.
That's why I guess I like the looks of it. I thought it was pretty sweet.
Us meat and potato guys, that's not a meat and potato car.
Yeah, no, it's not that.
I was hoping that Nissan, their Z car, their 300 that they have now, actually has plenty of room in it.
Cool.
That they would continue down the base. Their Nismo Z car, I think, is just cool as can be, and they have that really cool. You and I both like kind of that off gray, blue, whatever they call it. Absolutely gorgeous car.
Mm-hmm.
And Justin Crane there at Burleson Nissan kept trying to get me to buy that car. I wish I had the money and a garage to put it in, but I didn't.
What are they calling it now? Like, that's originally from the Datsun, right? Where what's that?
Yeah,
280, 260, the 240 was the first, right?
220.
They had a 220?
Yeah, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300.
What's it now?
400.
Okay.
Is what's going to be supposedly the new release on the
What is that a
Z
measurement? What does the number have to do?
it's just their badging.
Okay.
Yeah.
New year.
Yeah, it's like Lexus. Lexus went from the 300 to the 330 to the 380.
Yeah, that's true.
It was
Nissan does that too, don't they? Nissan.
It was basically the same.
Well, not anymore. Now they're in the 400s.
So it's basically the same vehicle, just newer, improved.
Yep.
Like if you had a Mustang that was say a 200, and then
or it goes by size,
like the BMW M3 to M5 sort of deal.
Yeah, you look at Infiniti, which is the luxury brand of Nissan, is that they came out with the QX50, then the QX60, then 70, 80,
right.
then 90.
Same kind of
same thing, and it just kept going up in different trim levels and then in size
and newer models.
And now they have now it's the QX80, which is the Infiniti, which is going to be the new Armada. Do
you like those Infinitis?
I do. I loved I've always liked the interior of Infiniti. I never liked it. It looked like they took the front end and King Kong reached up and grabbed it, kind of pulled the nose out
Just
a
a
little bit too
little
far,
bit, yeah.
and it had that
see
long
that.
nose kind of thing on
I
it.
can really
Too much
see that.
nose.
Yeah,
That's weird. I've never.
yeah. One of the Robotron guys, they just kind of pulled it out. Just the front end, though, not the back end. Just the nose. I thought the nose of that car was too long, very unattractive for me. But you get inside it, stellar. The ride, the drive, the handling, fantastic. The ergonomics, the layout, absolutely fantastic. I just think there's so much more that we can be doing to enhance these vehicles coming out. I wish they would let more people get involved in the design, because you have very few people designing cars for millions of people.
Well, they do come around and ask y'all's opinion, but they never use them.
Yeah. And one of my all-time favorite cars now has the ugliest front end in the world on it.
Which one's that?
I'm not saying.
Oh, okay.
I was so disappointed when I saw the front end. I went, no, you didn't
Is
do
this
that.
a new model?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went, no, you didn't do it. It's mass produced with this front end. Now they're taking some of their other cars and putting this front end on. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But anyway, that's my opinion. But, I've been doing
How much
this.
I got to pay you to say what it was?
I'm not doing it. And you can record yourself and bring over some bourbon. I'm still not going to say it. Well, I don't know. I might then.
Yeah, a couple.
You might catch me at the
couple
pool
rounds
going,
like
that piece of junk.
We'll get that on the video. Hey.
Yeah, I just don't understand some of these decisions that are being made, and then you're forced to sell it. I was never one to get fired up about ugly.
Yeah, that's true.
I never was. I was really fortunate when I started selling. I was selling, Ford trucks, and we had the XL, the XLT, and then they came out with the Super Cab, and we had that for a very long time. And then they came out with the 4-door.
Ooh, how sweet that was, huh?
It was incredible. Then I
Yeah.
went to work for Toyota, and then Toyota came out the Tundra, and the Tundra was only in a 2-door. Then they had the Access Cab. Instead of calling it Super Cab, it was an Access Cab. We sold everything that hit the lot. In fact, I was working. Jim McNatt drove it from Gulf States Toyota down in Houston back here, and he called me. He goes, "Hey, come outside." And I got in that thing, and I was like, absolutely
It's
incredible
crazy.
vehicle.
Beautiful.
So I wish the manufacturers would open up their doors a little bit more to the consumers that are actually buying the vehicles, buying lots of them, the very loyal brand people, and having more focus groups that are real going, what do you think? What do you think? Versus building it and going, what do you think? And they go, okay, well, it's 50-50. Let's go ahead and build it. I don't know what their numbers or percentages are when they design a car, but right now I think their numbers are down. They're building cars are going, okay, well, the wind drag coefficient and the MPG and this, that, and the other, it's really good. Let's get it to market and see how it does. And I think those crapshoot days are way, way over. So get more of what we want to the market. And we need more cool factor out there. We're missing it. We really are.
I think they just overthink. They just try to overthink it, overdo it, and try to see like something that they think might catch somebody's attention. But
yeah, there's one manufacturer. They're putting some ugly front ends on, and now they're expanding their ugly front ends, and it's driving me nuts. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214. Bo wants to know. I'm not even going to tell him. He'll say, well, Kurt said. Quick break, don't go away. We'll be right back. Good morning to my cousin Greg Huddleston.
No good morning? No good morning, Bet. You don't want to.
Oh, I say good morning.
No, okay.
Greg.
Hey,
so Greg Huddleston, I'll just tell you a quick story. I'm playing softball. There's a guy out there pitching. Kurt smacks one. We win the ball game.
Oh, out of the park.
We bases loaded. It's a co-ed, slow pitch. And I'm looking at this guy on the mound pitching.
Kind of know him, huh?
And I go to the dugout and I tell my baby sister, I went, look at the guy that's pitching. She goes, and tell me who he looks like. My sister is in the dugout. She freaks out and she goes, Uncle Butch.
Ah.
Looks exactly like Uncle Butch.
Right.
I don't know, about 8 months later, my mom calls and says, hey, we need all the boys at the house. It's very, very important y'all come here. There he is. It's Uncle Butch's son.
Oh, wow. Neither one of y'all knew that? He didn't know about you?
And right when I go up to shake it, after the game, everybody shakes hands.
Right.
I'm looking at this guy going, holy cow, buddy, you look identical
You told
to
him
my
that?
uncle. No, I didn't even.
But you thought about it.
He goes, hey, good hit. you know.
Too
And,
bad you didn't say that. He'd have gone like, well, man, that's my dad.
and so he didn't know because
Oh, okay. I
they
got
were
you.
separated
Oh, okay. I got
for
you.
many, many years
Okay. So he wouldn't have known anyway.
No.
Okay.
until Uncle Butch came around looking for his boys,
I
him and
got
his brother Chris.
I got you.
And we saw him, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. We started smiling. I gave him a big old hug. I was like, there was
Did he
no
remember you
way
from the softball?
Huh?
Did he remember you from the softball
Oh, yeah.
game?
that's my cousin,
Wow.
that's family. And then you looked at Chris, his brother, and looked at some of my family members. There was another resemblance. And then we got to meet,
That's so weird.
yeah.
That is
And here we are in
That's so weird.
Irving, Texas, of all places.
And
at
you guys hadn't
Twinwell
met at
Park.
all until the
Never.
baseball game or
Never.
until the softball? Wow.
I still didn't know who he was.
Still didn't know.
They
We
played a
left.
whole game.
Yeah, and Carol Ann goes, how weird is that? He looks just like Uncle Butch. I mean, to a T. There was no difference between. I mean, Greg's a
So
bigger
funny.
guy.
That's so
And so then I walk into El Dorado Chevrolet, and Greg is the IT guy for the company. I went. There's a reason why Greg and I need to be seeing each other more. We talk about it all the
That's
time. It's,
awesome.
you know, I see him and I hug his neck and say hello, and then we say, hey, I'm waiting for the phone call. And then you get busy in this stupid world that we live
Right,
in.
of course.
And anyway, he's married to a beautiful lady. He said he's gotten rid of a lot of. I know he's never going to get rid of his fishing poles or his guns. I mean, that's Greg all the way. But I love you, buddy. I'm glad you're tuned in today. I would love to meet your wife, and I guess we both just need to give each other a call and make it happen.
I've never even owned a fishing pole.
Yeah, next time you come over, I'm going to show you a picture of Butch,
Okay.
and then I'll show you a picture
Oh.
of Greg. You're going to freak out. I mean, it is.
Like looking at twins almost.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And then I got a phone call going, hey, is this Kurt Chase? Yeah. Hi, this is Valerie Chase. And I went, Valerie Chase? Yeah, I'm your cousin out here in California.
There you
And
go.
then she has a brother, Glenn. I was like, holy cow. So then we got more family out there. And then my cousin Steve called me. He goes, well, hey, have you met, I met Steve and Charlie. And he goes, hey, have you met Mike? And I can't remember the other cousin. They're all in Colorado. Next thing you know, there was over 120 family
We've
members.
got a lot too. I have Graham and my brother Ken. We got them all.
It's hard to keep track of all of our
It's hard to
family.
keep track of our family members.
Christmas gets confusing.
We went to the family reunion in Massapequa Park years ago in New York. There's like 60 something. And here in between here and just immediate, if you pull my sister out, there's 69 here in Texas.
Wow.
And then when you add in Carol Ann and Nashville and my nephew up in Seattle, there's 78.
What about the ones in Northeast?
Well, those are all Abrams and Noons. They're not Chases.
Okay, I got you. Oh, yeah, I got you.
And then I have my cousin Steve in Tennessee, and him and Patsy and the family. And then I got a big family in Colorado, and then a big family in California.
Wow.
Well, that's kind of scary.
A lot
to
of
think
big
that.
families.
About 200 people.
Oh, speaking of California, you want to know why all the wildfires were going on there? I figured that out and never told you. It's 90% of it. It's all human caused.
Yeah.
It's almost none of it's natural. You were 100% right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Electric companies also.
214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. Thanks for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show. This segment of the show goes to Big Will's Body Shop. I was just out there with Will Sakala, the owner, right there at 35 and Risinger Road, just a little bit off the highway, right in front of the new Crowley football stadium. And boy, did they build them a nice stadium.
Wow. Everybody, all these
Oh,
high schools,
my
they're
God.
building. They're
But you
crazy.
look at North Crowley, they're killing it right
know.
now.
Yeah.
North Crowley's got a heck of a football team.
They've had for the last
Um,
couple, 2 or 3 years.
yeah.
Actually.
Check out the wing
Holy
for
cow.
the electric generator. You're talking about one that's long,
That's crazy.
40 yards long.
Wow.
How about that?
That's terrible.
If you got that 3/4 ton or larger, that's 3/4 ton or larger, right there at 35 and Risinger Road is Big Wheels Body Shop. Family owned and operated. In fact, his daughter's now on board. So you got
Kelsey
Will, the owner,
Sakala.
his mom, his sister, his wife, his son, his daughter, all there making sure that your body shop needs are taken care of. So if you've got those oil rigs or 18-wheelers or whatever the
RV.
case may be,
Yeah. RVs.
RV buses, coaches, garbage truck, whatever.
Yeah.
He's going to take care of it. And when they bring it out to you, you're going to think that you bought a brand new one. And he oversees every detail of everything. The place, bigwheelsbodyshop.com. Give them a call, and the guys will come out and take a look. Jordan and Chris give an appraisal, let you know when. And their big thing is if it's still running, keep running until they get everything in to keep your downtime minimal. And then you'll so appreciate the work that they do. That's bigwheelsbodyshop.com. So this was an unbelievable number. How long do you think people are holding on to their cars to buy a new one? Now, when I talked to you a few weeks ago, you remember the number I gave you?
Is it a year and a half?
No, it was like 7
A year
years.
and a half.
7 years to 11.
11.
Yeah.
11
yeah,
years.
Yeah, 11 years.
Now, guess what it is?
13.
12.6 years.
People hanging on.
People are holding on to their cars. People are holding on to their cars. And
People have cars for 10 years.
you know
at a
what
time.
they said one of the biggest problem was for people that aren't buying cars? This number blew me away. When they sent out all these surveys for these people, how many hundreds of thousands of people said the reason they're not buying, and I just couldn't wrap my brain around this, was that there wasn't enough charging stations and they took too long to charge. Waiting for electrification, but they want more charging stations and faster charging stations.
This is the reason why they're not buying vehicles.
Reason
right
why
now?
they're not buying, why they're holding on to their car. The other one was
That's
there's
weird.
not enough hybrid choices out there. They want more hybrid choices than they would buy
Now
a
that
car.
I
That's
agree
fair,
with.
yeah.
Do what? Did Maddie say something?
No, I think Graham was
I
saying
said that's
Oh.
fair. Yeah.
I did not say anything.
You can say whatever you want, Maddie. You don't have to be like that.
You know what? We need a.
You started
Am I
off
allowed
pretty
to speak?
fast and furious and very authoritative before the show even started, Maddie. So don't let up. Don't let the reins. Hold on to the reins and take control, Maddie.
You know what? I think we need a Maddie section
We do.
where she
Segment.
comes. Yeah, segment.
That's what we're going to do, Maddie. We're going to give you your own
Yeah.
segment. What do you think about
What?
that?
Yeah. How
Huh?
about that? Wouldn't you like that? We'd love it.
Yeah,
I would like to talk. I like talking.
There you
Okay.
go.
we're going to do that.
Then you could bring in whatever you want to
How
talk to
about-
about cars.
We'll get with
Oh.
Maddie and we'll do minutes with Maddie.
Hey, just talk whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, Maddie can talk about whatever she wants to
I
talk
like
about.
that.
We're
I
going
That's
to do
pretty
that.
cool.
We're going to do that.
There you
We're
go.
going to put
Okay.
that together.
I'm all
She's
for
in.
this idea.
So, who do you think is reaping the benefits of all of this right now with people holding on to their cars for 12.6 years?
The repair shops.
No doubt. Let me tell
and
you.
tire companies and all that. And, you know, it's all right. I mean,
I went around to so many of my buddies that own repair shops, and man, they are
Flooded.
one of them says, I called him. I said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm in." I texted him. I said, "Hey, you want to meet?" I love Angelo's in Irving.
Right,
You can't
right.
ever go wrong with Angelo. They still have a $7.18 lunch,
Really?
little steak, side of spaghetti, and a salad and a tea. Can't go wrong.
That's fantastic.
And I said, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm on a safari." That's what
Safari.
he said. He goes, "Buddy, my son's running the company," and he said, "We are 30 cars deep every day
Wow.
in the repair business." He's been around for a long, long time, and he's one of these people that, you know, I remember when I was growing up, there was a place called Link Automotive,
Mhm.
and the guy's name I think was Daryl Link. And my dad took his cars over there, and you would pull up, you'd hand him the keys, he'd go through it, and he'd call you and say, "Hey, here's what," and you knew
Right.
there was no BS about
Right.
it. It was the real deal. It was what you wanted to
Legit.
hear. Yeah. And so he has the same thing. Well, I called his son and I said, "So what's your wait time?" He goes, "Mr. Chase," he said, "We're not even taking in cars right now."
Oh, wow.
He said, "We told them that we'll call them on the next openings." I said, "What about, you know, the old LOFs, lube oil and
Right.
filters?" He said, "Our bay or today we're 26 deep
With just that?
on just oil changes." I'm like, holy cow. But then, you know, we have Driver's Edge Auto Repair,
Mhm.
and I pulled up I see Joe and his crew over there, and the lot is packed. I was up in Plano. The lot was packed. I was over in Little Elm, packed. And so when I looked at it, they're up 200% in repairs. So whether it's an independent repair shop, which is just booming, or a dealership, which is booming. I mean, my wife's dealership, it's packed there's no parking. I mean, that place is jammed up for service because people are going, hang on. until we get the right president. We hope and pray for the right president November 3rd, and
You
things
sure it's the
turn around. They're
third? I
going to
thought
hold
it
on.
was the sixth.
I'm sorry, whatever it is, 6, whatever.
They'll let you vote on the third, though. I think.
1 minute.
Yeah, early voting.
Yeah, I think it stopped so about a week though before the actual election.
Yep. So anyway, that's what's going on. The numbers are moving up, and I can tell things are changing because we're almost at 3 million cars available for sale on the ground right now, the dealers, and the SARS, which is a sales annual adjusted rate, what they're forecasting, we're at 16.3. Right now we're at 15.1. The numbers are down, so things have got to change. The feds are coming out, they said around the 23rd, to lower the rates and go from there. So hopefully that'll all work out for
30
the consumer's
seconds.
benefit. 214-787-1190. It's top of the hour. We got to run, but don't go away. We'll be right back. Yeah, November 6th. My bad.
We got people that are at least in their cars and they're keeping them. They're not turning them in because they can buy them for the residual values, and that's a good deal. Most
It's
of them.
the lowest lease turn-in ever.
I think we're going to keep ours. We got about. Check the screen, Graham, when he comes on. See if we all get in the picture. If you don't mind. You awake?
Yeah, I'm listening.
You sure? Oh, you need to come on in. You got to get here in the middle.
Yeah, I'm gonna scoot over.
Oh, okay.
Put
Come on
this mic almost where your lips are touching it, and don't worry about it. I already sprayed it with Lysol before you came on.
Oh, you haven't plugged them in yet.
Yeah, hang on. I'll tell you what. Here, flip with me. Flip chairs.
Okay.
Where's your? Let's see here.
Yeah, it'd be a little easier to control.
Yeah. That way he can be the main focus.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Nobody wants to see your big head anymore. How you doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Wasn't there a
gentlemen, today?
Jermaine Jackson?
There is a Jermaine Jackson.
Yeah,
I wish I had his money.
Well, you got his.
Come on, you're working for classic. You got all the money.
You're the better looking one.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay,
So you
okay.
came
I
out
can
ahead
rock
a
with
little
that.
bit,
You know, flattery will get you guys somewhere.
I guarantee you.
Whatever we can get, maybe a coffee mug or a pen or
Hey, it's on the
whatever we can
house.
take with us.
So, like, I'm Bo, spelt like Bo Jackson.
Okay. Oh, you're the quickest Bo Jackson?
No,
When he
he's
gets
got
to
the
talk.
money,
40
but I got
years
all the
ago,
looks.
you wouldn't believe the videos
Yeah,
that
you
were
should see me.
circulating.
We
Oh,
raced
okay.
a couple times. He just
Okay.
couldn't keep up.
Oh, okay. Who pulled up the Charlie horse first?
Oh,
That's right.
yeah, I always had those. You feel okay there? You
I
hear
feel
yourself
great.
okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, turn
this,
that
Let's
down.
do it this way. There you go. Got to get the mic part on your mouth. There. Now,
Okay, fantastic.
There you
They
go.
always,
He's
they always
coming in
get
good.
to
Man, that sounds even better.
how about that?
Oh, man.
And
Awesome.
now you even look better.
So what we're going to do,
Okay.
we're just going to get you initiated. So when
Okay.
we go on vacation, you fill in.
Perfect. As I always tell one, I might be shaking, but I'm not scared.
Yeah. You just need 4 hours of prep nonstop. And you'll be
Okay.
good to go.
Let's do it.
So we're on all these social media sites,
Okay.
and we're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube.
Shifting gears, the
Shifting
Automotive
Gears,
Edge.
Automotive Edge Facebook page. We're on,
we're being-
of course, on radio when we
Okay.
come back from the break.
Absolutely.
We'll be
Okay.
there. But right now, people can still hear us and see us when we're off radio.
Okay.
That's why we try to be really serious. This is the only time we get serious is when we're not actually on radio.
Perfect.
The,
Perfect.
the Hummer here with the matted paint
Yes.
job, is that the one that I'm sure that's not the one that falls into the $800 lease payment?
It is absolutely not.
Yeah, that is the
Yes.
prettiest one
That
here.
one actually falls into the nosebleed category.
Yeah,
Yes.
boy, that's a good looking rig.
It is a very good looking vehicle. That's actually the Omega version. So that paint job has that matted finish.
Yeah,
So when you go down the road, if one is to go down the road, they can really be noticed.
Can you
Yes.
afford to go down the road?
Well, you can. Yes. And if you have that, I'm sure you can leave some change behind you.
There you go.
yeah,
That's
that's
funny.
the best looking one out here. I
Yes,
like it.
super good looking. But to answer your question, the one that would offer that potential $800 lease payment would be the one that would have a price point of $96,000. Yes, that's where that, and then it comes with a little cash commitment up front.
Okay.
Yes, to obtain that.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I wasn't sure what I was going to think about that because I drove the H2 for a while years ago.
Okay.
When it was Hummer had their own,
Yes.
setup, which you guys had one over in Grapevine.
Yes, sir. We
They had
did.
the Hummer building over there,
Absolutely.
and I went over there, and actually the great, love him, but he's in heaven now, Steve Thompson.
Yes. Yes.
One of my dearest friends in the whole world.
Absolutely. It was a great man.
I had a Dodge Challenger RT Hemi.
Okay.
And I customized it, and I had Krager build me some custom wheels for it. Customized. This thing was nice. So I'm sitting in Steve Thompson's office, and he goes, "Hey, check this out." On the computer, he had a Laguna Blue Corvette C7.
Oh.
I went, "Golly, that's the most beautiful Corvette I've ever seen." He said, "Would you like one?" I said, "Buddy, I can't afford that car." So about 6 months later, I get off air, and Steve Thompson calls me. He goes, "Hey, the vice president of GM wants to meet you."
Oh, really?
I'm like, baloney.
Mm-hmm.
So I go over there, and right when I get there, I start coming down with the flu. I mean, I got sick quick.
Really?
So my assistant, Tennille, she goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "Something bad's happening. I'm not feeling good." So I get there and I'm down a thing of water, and Steve goes, "Come on over to the Hummer building. The GM's over there. They got Vice President GM wants to meet you." So I go walking in, and here's this brand new Laguna Blue Corvette. My
20
family
seconds.
jumps out and yells, "Surprise!" And I said, "What is this?" He goes, "This is your new car." And I went, "I didn't order a Corvette." He goes, "I got your car sold. It's done.
Oh, wow.
Your wife said the payments were fine. It's your car." And all of a sudden, I got so sick that I almost collapsed. And they drove me home. I came back 3 days later and got my Corvette.
There you have it. So someone went above and beyond for you.
I said, "Steve," and he goes, "Well, you said you loved the car." I said, "But I didn't say I wanted one." He goes, "That's all right, Captain. It's yours. Sign here." It was the best clothes that I've ever seen in my 36 years.
Thank you for flying with us today here on the AutomotiveEdge.com Flight 101. Please extinguish all cigarettes and cigars. Place your seats in the upright position and fasten your seatbelt.
Did you ever fly when they
Please do
smoked?
not
Oh,
try to
absolutely.
exit through the exit door.
Do
I
you
remember
ever
the first time
remember
I got on a plane, I think the whole cabin was full of
smoking
smoke.
and on planes? You ever remember that?
Oh, Jermaine's too young for that.
What is that?
Smoking on the airplane.
Oh, I'm not too young. Don't let this right here fool you.
Let that,
I'm not that young.
let that gorgeous
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
say 30,
Really?
if that.
I'm gonna give you a high five because you're way wrong. You
Way
will not get a
wrong?
prize at the State Fair, Texas.
There you go.
Really? So
Guess again. Give me another one.
41.
Good guess. Still wrong.
Uh-uh.
Your turn.
Well, 75.
Oh, yeah.
I was like 75.
well, we've kind of covered the gamut there.
Yeah, I
figured it out.
tell you what, I'm gonna close the gap for you. 5-0.
Well, I'd never guess
Right
that.
on the money, you're
Right
5-0?
on the money. Right on the money.
Never
you
in a
go.
million
Hit the
years.
proverbial 5-0.
You know what?
Oh, man.
I want the brother's secret.
Yes.
'Cause us
Yeah,
white-
could you tell him that secret? He really needs
Let me
to
tell
know.
you,
And if it's okay to say it was on the airwaves.
us white
Yeah.
guys, we age in
Okay.
a bad way.
Yes. Well, they say, black don't crack, and it's not all about the coconut oil.
That's right. That's right. I remember the first time Selwyn told me that. He goes, "Buddy, black don't crack." And I went, "Well, I want to know what you're eating and doing." And he goes, "It ain't going to help."
Yeah. Yes, sir. A lot
Hey,
of-
joining us, Jermaine here is the new car director. Is that your title? What would
yes,
be your
sir. That would be
title?
correct.
New car director here at Classic Buick GMC Arlington, right here at the Collins and 20 exit. Hop, skip, and a jump to get over here and meet. And here's the thing. I can't tell you enough because I've known these people for many, many, many years. We're just talking about one of my dearest friends that's gone to be with the Lord, Steve Thompson.
Yeah.
I still talk to his brother Greg and Brian all the time. His wife is on social media. I've never been blessed to have such a good person in my life. But it transcends with the way that across the board on how you do business. The way he
Absolutely.
did business is the way you do business.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, as in anything, there's so many different dealerships and different perspectives, but to have a family-oriented atmosphere and people that follow that tradition, just like our cards, our motto would suggest, is relax and enjoy the difference. And that's not meant for the sales personnel, that's meant for the consumer, where when they come in, they have a relaxed environment as we do the heavy lifting for them. So that's super important. So
The one thing that in my 36 years I started selling, and I wound up I ran the Dave McDavid Auto Group when David was Mr. McDavid was in charge, and I took over John Eagle Honda when
Very familiar.
Mr. Eagle owned it, and then I ran before I retired, I was running the McNatt dealerships when Jim owned them
okay,
before he sold them.
I actually bought a car from Jim McNatt,
Did you?
a Honda Accord.
Really?
Yes, in,
In Louisville?
1994. No, actually, the one in DeSoto.
In DeSoto. Yeah.
Yes,
Mark Starring was the GM there.
don't know him.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a
Yep.
pretty good outfit back then.
Yep. And so I went to work for Jim, and then I retired and I started my own consulting business, and then the radio show started. But, you know, the one thing that I always let my salespeople know is not everybody's ready to buy.
That's correct.
And when you have that star moment to show them how to buy,
Absolutely.
how they can buy, what they can buy it for, and tell them it's okay, whether it's today, tomorrow, next week, next month, what you set, the tone you set when they get there will be the tone, because I believe in the be-back bus.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
100% people are, well, we haven't heard the be-back. Well, let me just tell you what, not everybody's ready to buy. And when you have that mindset where it's not buy or die, like I used to have when I was selling many years ago, that be-back bus fills up.
It does. It really does. You know, I always look at it from this perspective here. People buy from whom they like and trust and make a buying decision.
No doubt.
And that impression is made in the first few minutes. And when people come in, they come in with an expectation. And it's our jobs to sell ourselves. The object, people can find an object anywhere, but they're coming to see, let's say, Jermaine. There's only one of me. And our jobs is
Thank God for that, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's to put our best foot forward.
Right.
And behind that, you leave breadcrumbs for them to follow.
That's good.
So if someone goes out, because it's their prerogative whether they want to buy from you today or tomorrow, and I always tell my people that no does not necessarily mean no. It's not right now.
That's right.
I might need a little more information.
No is just a closer step to yes.
Absolutely.
It's just how you go about getting there.
Most definitely. And if we basically, instead of pushing the customer into the ideal of a car, but just guide them to it, then oftentimes that be-back dust sprinkles very loud, and guess what? They'll tell somebody else. It becomes contagious.
And it's probably not a very long distance between that be-back bus. Maybe go home and think about it a day or two, and all of a sudden I'm calling you up.
Absolutely.
It's not like 6 months.
Absolutely.
It's just probably just a short period of time that they get their mindset, and
very short.
Here comes that be-back
Well, if you
bus in
think
a day
about
or
it,
two.
when
Most
you get
definitely.
online and you take a look across the board, when you're looking at Buick and GMC, you're not selling $19,000-$20,000 rigs.
No, absolutely
And when
not.
you look at your price points that are on the lot, well, on most lots, your average selling point right now is $46,250.
Absolutely.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's money that we haven't seen in forever.
Correct.
And it continues to go up. Used car market, the average used car transaction last month was 27,000.
Yes.
Who'd have thought we'd see average transaction at 27,000?
Correct.
So we know that they're not here for suits or fruit or milk or eggs.
Absolutely.
And so you have that one-shot opportunity. So if, in fact, they say, well, hey, Jermaine, I'm going to shop you, you know that the standard that you set, they're not getting down the road.
Absolutely.
The chances are probably not.
Absolutely.
Because you're selling on average a much higher price point than a lot of the people around. So your standards have to be higher.
Absolutely. I liken it to this, gentleman, is that people want to be served. And the ideal of it is when they come in, they want service. There's service at the beginning of the sale, but the greatest of it is the service after the sale.
Right.
And so when people come in, they're looking for someone to provide a high level of service to them without that ideal notion of kill or be killed.
Yep.
You give them room because most times, like myself, I've been married for 28 years. I have to have a discussion. We have to plan for that opportunity, because when you come to a situation where a truck is $100,000, who would have thought that would ever be the occurrence?
Yep.
And when payments now have a 1 and a comma that follows behind it, that oftentimes takes a lot. Most people, I would say, homes are not that expensive.
Yeah.
And so you have to take that and handle it with kid gloves so they can know that you really are in tune with their personal experience. Because when they leave here, they have to deal with that daily, monthly, yearly.
And you want them to have a positive thought of that on that everyday thought, right?
Absolutely. I want to be as well as my salespeople, whereas we're that friend away from the friend. And we can put our name tag on the refrigerator. If I got a question, hey, let me call over here at Classic.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And so if we keep that in mind rather than looking at customers as a transaction, but looking at them as building a relationship, that's how you foster those relationships and keep them coming back.
Well, I think that's what's happened with the department stores.
Absolutely.
Because they've lost that service.
Absolutely.
They've lost that connection.
Absolutely.
And they're trying to fold all of them.
Absolutely.
Because you go into a department store, you can't even find somebody to help you.
That's correct.
You know, the three things that are needed most in the world: one is a good doctor, the other one's a good dentist, the other one's a good car guy.
I agree with
Hey,
that.
there you
Believe
go.
that.
And they all go hand in hand.
They all go hand in hand. You know, and I
pretty
tell people, you know, having that, I can tell you, I've been blessed because my brother just retired from the Freeman Group after 41 years.
Oh, awesome.
And never left. Well, he left and lasted a few weeks. He said he caught the same catfish 30 times, went back to work. And I've been very fortunate to have a lot of good car people in my life. Well, a lot of
Wonderful.
people don't.
Absolutely.
And so you have to set that precedent here again. When a buddy of mine called me and he was talking to me about this rig, and you don't think a whole lot about it. And he goes, well, I'm on this rig and it's, here's my down payment, everything. It's $1,423 a month. You're going,
what?
wow.
Mm.
I'm like $1,423 a month. And so I'm doing the math. I said, and it was right. It was a good deal.
Absolutely.
It was a $100,000 rig. He's put so much money down. They were making $2,800 on it. And he goes, is that a good? I said, just think, they're only making $2,800 on $100,000 transaction. That's a heck of a deal.
It is.
And so people say, what is gross profit? I said, gross profit is what you want it to be. Now, it can be made a dirty word, or it can be made a comfortable word, or it can be made a good word.
Absolutely.
It's what you're comfortable. So when so many people call me all the time and go, hey, Kurt, is this a good car deal? Let me ask you two questions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like it? I love it. Is it payment affordable? It is. That's a good deal.
It's a good deal.
And if you want me to look over your paperwork and then go, oh my gosh, I can't help you.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work that way.
It does not.
That's why we always promote on the show is getting you with the right people and getting it done the right way and simplify it. Buying a car, they always said, it seems like it's rocket science. It's not. It's very simplistic.
Mm-hmm.
I can work a car deal in my head. I was at a dealership the other day and I'm sitting there going, buddy, I said, y'all are so backed up. And I shot my mouth out. I said, man, I could work up a car deal faster on a 10 key.
There you have it.
And the guy goes, what's a 10 key?
There you have it.
I go to my car. I had one in there and I pull it out. And I tell you what, I'll bet you the best steak and bottle of wine that I can out pencil you on. He goes, out pencil me.
What does that even mean?
He had no clue.
I'll give you a prime example.
So I took my Sharpie and I'm sitting there and I said, is that the invoice? And he said, yes. And hang on a sec. So I'm sitting there. I got my deal. And I says, here, take it out to him. And I'm going to follow you.
Right.
And he goes, there's no way you just gave him that payment. And I went, watch. And so we're sitting there. And so the owner's standing there laughing because him and I are real good buddies. So I sit there, I work like 6 car deals. I said, do you surrender? He goes, no, boy, he's tapping away. And I'm just hitting my 10 key work. And he goes, how do you do that? And I said, tell you what, this isn't rocket science.
It is not.
When you try to make it complicated, what are you doing to the consumer?
You're making it even more confusing for them.
Yeah, because this is your wheelhouse. It's not theirs.
Absolutely.
Simplify it.
Absolutely.
And talk to them. I always told when my last dealership that I ran, I said, I don't ever want to see you out with the people on the lot. I want to see you inside.
Absolutely.
I teach them how to do a 3-minute interview in less than 3 minutes.
Absolutely.
And if you're infallible in your product, which is paramount, and
Absolutely.
you're infallible in your inventory,
absolutely,
everything else is
everything
simple.
take care of itself. Absolutely.
It's easy.
Absolutely. Yeah, fender trading is the worst thing to do. I remember when
You called it what?
fender
Fender
trading.
trading.
So what does that mean?
When you walk outside and you try to, I'm gonna meet you at the fender. We're gonna negotiate the car deal.
And
Because-
then what you do is you come in, you put the manager together.
Exactly.
Hey, Jermaine, I got these people. They're all educated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who
Absolutely.
educated them?
Absolutely. Yes. Because you cannot close a car deal necessarily at the fender.
near the
Yes,
near
you-
the freeway.
Yes, near the freeway. Because you're chasing. You sell on your feet and you close in your seat.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. I like it.
Yeah.
One of my bosses, he said, one of these days I'm going to wire all you guys so I can hear what you're saying because I know every one of y'all are out there fender trading. They don't know we have this many specials in this
See?
dealership.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So how long you been here?
I have been here for 13 blessed years.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful dealership.
It
too.
is. Absolutely.
It's
Wide
gorgeous.
open. And yes, I just need some people to come through the door and say, hey, what can I do to get something today?
There you go.
Yeah.
So I bought a Buick Enclave
Okay.
and Steve set it up. First night out, we're at Eddie V's Steakhouse.
Nice.
My wife says, we're going to celebrate your new vehicle. My wife is as simplistic as it gets. She thought this Enclave was like over the top. For
Okay.
me, I'm a car guy. It didn't
There you
matter
have
to me. A bucket
Absolutely.
of bolts to me. So we get there. We had this beautiful dinner. And so we walk at Eddie V's down here on 7th Street. And the valet guy walks up and goes, Mr. Chase, he goes, yeah, can I talk to you? And I went, where's my vehicle? He goes, sir, I need to talk to you over here. I said, you wrecked my vehicle? The vehicle comes by, not a mark. They took out the whole right side of it.
Oh, no.
So this
Say it is
kid
not
was
so.
racing a Corvette in a
Valet
parking garage in my Enclave and
Uh-uh.
took out the whole right side. And I went, and so my wife, here's how great my wife is. She walks over and she goes, honey, the door still works.
Oh,
$8,800 in damage on a brand new
Yeah.
leased Buick Enclave.
man.
But
All over a steak dinner.
we took it over to, all over steak dinner. So we took it over to your shop and walked in. Roger Ketcherson,
Yeah.
I grew up with him.
Really?
And so he's my guy. We ordered all OEM parts. They put all on it. And one of the nicest rigs that we've owned. I mean, we had the XT5. we put the Buick Enclave over
Oh,
the
absolutely.
XG5.
The ride and drive is superior.
1 minute.
Yeah.
Super soft.
Let's take a quick break. We have Jermaine, new car director here at Classic Buick GMC, right here on 20 in Collins. Great day to come out. The heat's not here yet. Great time to test drive, kick some tires, maybe do a little fender trading. I don't know. We'll see what you do when you get here. Take a quick break, pay some bills. Don't go away because we'll be right back. So, what other than your pickup truck, what's your top seller here?
Can you-
We'll turn that down. How about that?
Okay, now I can hear you.
What's your top seller other than your truck?
The top
Yukons?
Yukons, I would say that.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, Yukons. But we've had a little slow run with our Yukons. At first, they were right there, but now they're piling up on the side because that 25 is coming out. So I think people are waiting on that. But beyond the truck, it is the
And the
Yukon.
XL always outsells.
No, actually, our shorties outsell the
No
XL.
way.
Absolutely. You would think the XL would be the outseller, but no,
Wow.
no, because it has a little bit more cargo space in the back. But no,
So what's the price difference between your Yukon and an Escalade?
depending on the package, I would say anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a big spread.
Yeah. So if you look at our Ultimate Denali, the top side of that is about $103,000. And if you look at the premium package of an Escalade, it can range between $120,000 to $140,000. Yes.
My brother bought a Denali right before he left Freeman. I got to tell you, I got in that truck. Wow.
Amazing.
It was a wow. I mean, he got my truck and he goes, pretty nice. And I had just bought a truck and he's like, pitch me the keys. I was like, wow.
You didn't want to give it back.
Well, I drove off.
Okay.
He called me twice. He goes, hey, I'm your big brother. I'm like, what are you going to do? I want my truck back. Let's make me.
Right.
You can't find me. There's no tracking. And I'm right around the corner.
There you have it.
And I see him out there on the yard. I'm not playing around. Bring me my truck. I'm like, no, I got some gravel to pick up.
Absolutely.
You
I
put
got some
one scratch on my
responsibilities.
truck. I said, it's a truck.
Yeah.
But if you look at my truck, there's not a mark on it. I've never
See.
used it for hauling or whatever. But when you go to your Denali series, I don't know what competes with that unless you want to put a Cadillac emblem on it and add 20,
you're
30,
100%
40,000 more.
correct. You know, I've said a long time ago that Denali is a brand of itself. Because if someone has a Sierra truck, obviously, let's say the Denali is a Sierra, but when you come in, I have a Denali, and if you call their Denali a Sierra, you might get into a fist fight.
I would think so.
Yes, that's great representation.
So what is Buick's mindset on all electric now? Pulling the reins?
Yes, the jury is still out.
Yeah.
Yes. Because there's a lot of EV.
Well, it's not out with Cadillac. They went ahead and said, hey, we're not doing it. We're pulling the reins. Ford pull the reins. Chevy
Yeah.
pull the reins.
Yes.
The only two that we saw that are still all in is Volvo.
Yes.
And, Porsche the other day announced they're going to have 2 ICE cars. The rest
Right.
are going all electric. But
Yes. Because I'm telling you, that electric anxiety is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was driving a Hummer, and all of a sudden the range starts to just dissipate. And then trying to get it charged up and how long it takes to charge it. Sometimes you got to get yourself ready for it.
Yeah.
Get you a cup of coffee and a donut.
yeah, I thought that Tesla
A
and
dozen.
Hummer should have been your only choices and left everything else ICE and started with your hybrid technology, your hybrid turbo technology.
Absolutely.
And gone that direction instead of all in.
Absolutely.
And, I had lunch with the president of Toyota once they moved everybody from California to here. And Jim and I were visiting for a while, and he said it's the $1 trillion rabbit hole. He said here in
absolutely.
5 years, you're going to see it. And you know what? Last month was 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw that the day supply with like Mercedes-Benz, right now they have a 190-day supply of electric cars.
Really?
And it's piling up. So a buddy of mine, his son took over the electrification part
Right.
of Mercedes. And 2 months ago, he sold 1.
Oh,
Well, it's the old example of a cart before the horse,
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
it's not that EVs are bad vehicles. It's just all this, what
Absolutely.
you said, the anxiety part
Absolutely.
Well,
around it.
crawl before you walk. Because
Right.
once
Yeah.
you start running, if you look back, you're in the hole financially.
correct.
And when you look at the ideal of you have to find a particular spot to charge a vehicle up, they're not just as a gas station
Right.
in every corner.
Exactly.
So you have to travel a distance just to get there. And if you're running out of distance, what are you going to do? Because once that vehicle stops, the only thing you can do from there is get the vehicle towed.
Well, they said all non-Tesla charging stations,
Mhm.
88% of them need service. 88%. And so when I go speak at all these schools about the auto industry, Chris,
Yes.
look, get you an electrical license and go service charging stations.
See,
They're paying these people 6 digits plus per diem and mileage.
really,
Go get a job servicing these stations. You make a fortune.
absolutely.
214-787-1190 is the Automotive Edge radio show here, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop, bringing you 36 years of automotive experience in the dealership, from sales to service. And there's nobody we don't know in this industry to make sure that your automotive needs are taken care of. And this is when people are really pinching pennies and nickels and dimes and quarters and emptying the piggy banks for their automotive needs. And we want to make sure that you're well taken care of. So we'll help you with where to go, who to see, and what to do when you get to the dealership. And I want to thank everybody this week, because I had a gentleman, he called me and he says, "Hey, Kurt, I'm sitting here in the finance office. They're talking to me about a maintenance package and a service package." Well, he didn't know what the difference was, because you don't hear bumper warranty anymore. What you hear service contracts. And then there's a difference in some facility between a service contracts and a maintenance contracts. A buddy called me from Oklahoma and he says, "Hey, I got this warranty." I says, "Hang on, what you're telling me is not a warranty." And it was $3,600. And the guy goes, "No, it's a service contract." He goes, "What does that mean?" He goes, "All your maintenance for 3 years." I said, "That's not what you want. You're going to keep this thing for how long? So go ahead and get your 7-year, 100,000-mile extended warranty, but you don't need a service agreement. You're looking for a warranty agreement." And so there's a lot of things.
Is that a service agreement is what you're calling a warranty?
Well, everybody titles it different depending
That's
on
a big problem,
what
isn't it?
dealership you go to, what auto group, because some of them have you have your primary warranties. Then you have example, I was with Ethos for a long time.
Okay.
So you had your Ethos warranty, and everybody has your primary warranty through the manufacturer,
Right.
and then have secondary
Correct.
warranties
That's
that they
correct.
sell. And so you have to understand, because there's so many people that pull up and go, "I have this problem, this problem." I said, "Well, you don't have a warranty." "No, I bought a warranty." "No, you bought a service contract." And
Maybe
so
they should start reading the
they
paperwork
quit-
when they purchase something.
well,
Maybe
they quit
that-
using the term bumper to bumper, because bumper to bumper is not really bumper to bumper,
Right.
That's correct.
because you got to pull away your wearable items.
Absolutely.
And so there's a lot of lawsuits going, "Well, hang on, you said bumper to bumper."
Mhm.
On the paperwork, it said bumper to bumper, and now you're excluding. And so once the lawsuit started, everybody said, "Stop.
Mhm.
We're going to give you a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, which is everything except for wearables."
Absolutely.
And so that's
Batteries,
the term. And
brakes,
so,
hoses. Mhm.
yeah, you need to take a look at it. But, this gentleman called me and said, "Hey, walk out of the finance office. Tell him you'll be right back." So he's got a cell phone. I said, "Go out to your car." I said, "You got FaceTime?" He says, "I do." I said, "Put me on FaceTime. Let's take a look at your wheels and rims." I said, "You were mad about your trade." "Well, you've curbed every stinking rim on your vehicle." He said, "Well, my wife did, but don't tell her." "Okay, that's fine." So the tire and wheels are a good thing.
It is.
I said, "Where do you live?" He says, "I live in Bonham, lives on a rural road." "Well, look at your windshield. Windshield protection is good." So he bought some of the protection package and the extended warranty. Everything all together is about $4,200. And I said, "Now you're covered for 100,000 miles.
Absolutely.
You're good to go." I always tell people, it's okay. You're not pressured to go out and look at your trade-in.
Mm-hmm.
If your tires and wheels and you've been hit, because there's more construction going on in
Oh,
DFW
absolutely.
we've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Tire and wheel is a phenomenal product to
Yes.
have on your vehicle. My son just had his tire and wheel messed up and made the phone call, brand new tire and wheel put on,
See?
no charge. So look at your vehicle, your driving habits before you go. I bought one before and I never used it.
Absolutely.
You're going to regret if you do ever have to use it,
Absolutely.
that 9 times out of 10, 2 to 3 services pay for every bit of that
Absolutely.
warranty.
Because the ones that do not get it, they're the ones that's most upset in service.
No doubt.
I mean, the most upset.
And then they come say, "Jermaine, can you help me?"
I can, but did you get?
What's your most popular vehicle that you sell here?
My most popular vehicle would be the Sierra truck.
Okay.
It would be the Sierra truck. That vehicle there is second to none. I know you have Ford, you have Chevy, but I believe in that GMC, which in my mind represents the grown man version of Chevy.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
GMC was before Chevy.
Oh,
GMC
really?
was the first truck
Mhm.
out. And then
Oh,
Chevrolet
actually, I
came
remember
along.
seeing an
Yeah.
old truck
Yeah.
that had
Well, there was General Motors
General Motors
Corporation,
truck.
and they had their truck.
Yes.
it's an old truck, man. That's like way back there.
It was all metal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Chevy came out with a 1 ton, but what people didn't realize that wasn't a 3500. The vehicle weighed 1 ton,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a flatbed. It didn't even have a bed on it. It was a cab with a flatbed, while GMC had already started producing a completely different truck. First, it was the boarded sidewalls, then the bed, and then Chevy came out with the flatbed, and then caught up with what we know, what we see now is the GMC, but it was the predominant vehicle before Chevrolet. But anyway, my point is, when you get to the dealership here, it's okay to, when you're talking to your finance guy, step back out and look at your trade.
Absolutely.
What do I need? How many times
Absolutely.
have I been in service? How many times have been an issue? Because as they're building the cars, they're getting more expensive. They're more reliable. They're better, which means service is going to cost more.
Absolutely. Because now it's plug and play. You don't have a lot of guys that have all the tools and what have you to go out there. Hey, John, give me the wrench. Let me
Right.
fix it. No, they're just going to take it out and
Yeah.
put something in.
That's right.
And it
remember
costs a
remember
lot
on
to
the
do that.
weekends, everybody in the neighborhood, there was someone that knew how to work on a car.
Oh, yeah. We call those shade tree mechanics, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And they were good, though.
They were good. Absolutely. May run for 2 quarters, but
That's
it
right.
still was good.
Hey, I'd like to say hello to my buddy Brendan Porter, GSM over there at Grubbs Infinity. Want to thank you for helping the people out there at Cedar Creek Lake. Brendan is one class human being in the car business. Good people. Thanks for tuning in. If you have an Infinity need, my buddy Brendan Porter can help you out, and we'll make sure that you're sent over there and taken care of. So as far as changes going on in the auto industry, what do you let me just I'm going to give you the golden wand.
Okay.
And you get
Let's
to
wave
wave it
Okay.
and make a change in the auto industry. Is there something that really stands out that you would like to see as a change in the auto industry? You want me to tell you what mine is first while you're thinking, or you got one?
Go ahead and tell me.
Mine is, because I'm all about the salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
I love training salespeople. I love
Right.
spending time with salespeople. I haven't seen the guy that I talked to while I came here last time. He took me through your inventory, and you would thought this guy built the vehicles.
Right.
He was absolutely incredible. I don't see him. I was hoping to see him today. But anyway, I want to see the manufacturers. You're pampering everybody in this industry, but you're not pampering the most important people in the industry, the salespeople.
Absolutely.
And the spread and the margins that you've taken away between invoice and MSRP has really chapped my rear end.
Absolutely.
And every time I turn around, well, we're cutting it for future. No. Stop all that.
Right.
You're taking care of the UAW. You're taking care of this person. You're taking care of that, which is fine. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. But without salespeople, nothing happens.
Absolutely. They're the lifeblood.
And so a buddy of mine, he's a non-union member. He said, well, if we're not building, I don't have anything to sell. Well, time out. Think about this for a second. There's 3 million vehicles on the ground available for sale. Let's just say y'all went on strike for a couple of months. It's not going to affect them one shape, iota, or fashion.
Absolutely.
While you're fighting for your money. They're working more hours under more stress.
Absolutely.
For a lower pay per hour when
Absolutely.
you spread it out. We need bigger spreads between invoice and MSRP and create a long-term stability of salespeople.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As you were saying this race to the bottom theory, the manufacturer, when they build the vehicles, obviously the dealers take control of them. But then all of a sudden, this price theory comes about. And so there's a lot of disingenuous between, let's say someone comes to Classic. My price is different from someone across the street. But you have the same invoice, but you got, as you mentioned, the salespeople are out here making a living, and there's only so much room one can go. Then it gets into the profit margins of the dealership to determine whether I want to move this unit or not, and who suffers the most. Is the customer, because they're not getting the price what their friend may have gotten because of whatever else, but more importantly, the salesperson who's putting their best foot forward to provide a level of excellence to the customer, but they don't oftentimes see that because what we've done in this marketplace to try to make sure that we are number one or number two based upon sales volume when there's no profitability there for anyone to really enjoy.
Yeah, being number one and not making money never did impress
30
me.
seconds.
No, absolutely. It's a tough thing.
But you got time for another segment?
Oh, I have.
Beautiful. 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We have Jermaine with us, new car director here at Classic Buick GMC, Collins and I-20 in Arlington. Quick break. Don't go away because we'll be right back. Yeah, I was talking about that a bunch, and one of my sponsors came up and said, hey, one of the DMs was here, and he pretty hacked off about what you said. I said, I don't care.
Yes.
Let me help you. Without salespeople,
yes.
Right now, so many places are hiring fog and mirror, which I can't stand.
Absolutely.
I went into a group and there was
What do you
22
mean by that?
fog and mirror. I mean, if they fogged up the mirror, they were hired.
Absolutely.
Meaning
Absolutely.
you're breathing. And so I'm sitting there with the group and I'm talking to them, and as I'm, it was amazing. You know the number one reason why they wanted to sell cars?
Because they couldn't find a job anywhere
No,
else.
I love cars. I went, stop it.
Absolutely.
That is not why you're here.
Absolutely.
You're here because there's a $3,000 guarantee till you find
Absolutely.
something else.
Absolutely.
I got you.
And the thing about it is the tools the kids have now, salespeople, show them age there a little bit.
New
65.
salespeople.
Do I look 65?
No, sir, not at all.
He
I
looks
thought you were not a
85,
day
Daddy.
over 28.
Thank you, Jermaine. You're now my favorite. You're my favorite guy.
I know he made a
For
deal
this
with you
Saturday,
before
you're
that
my
question. There's no question about that.
That's right. $20 will get you a line.
Yeah.
$20 Chuck.
I'll give
Anyway,
you 50 for telling me he looks like he's 85.
I won't do that, sir. I won't do that. I'm trying to build a relationship here.
as I talk to people about why, I am just blown away that
Mhm.
there is a better avenue to go. But yes, okay. The kicker is let's put a bigger spread. I saw I'll give you the worst example that I ever saw.
Okay.
A buddy of mine sold a vehicle for $96,270.
Mhm.
Guess what invoice was?
Probably 97.
96,270.
See,
Same thing as MSRP.
Mhm.
No markup.
that's how these Hummers are.
And so I said, what do you do? He said, well, we pay a percentage of holdback. I went, time out. Time out. You're paying a percentage of holdback. So I'm sitting there, I'm going off, and he goes,
Which is
Kurt.
marginalized.
So he's looking at me going, like, what's wrong? He goes, I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, the DM is standing right here. I said, I don't care who's standing here.
Right.
I don't.
Mhm.
I'm about salespeople. I'm not about him.
Absolutely.
Ask him how much he's making a year working Monday through Friday.
See,
Stop it.
absolutely.
So the salesperson, he sold 11 cars
Mhm.
and he made $2,000.
See,
And I went, time out.
and see, that's where
You just
your quality gets.
You just sold 11 cars. He said, yeah, I got to get to 16 to pick up $1,000 bonus. And I'm sitting there doing the math. And I said, you're making $165 a car.
Mm.
Now people say, wow, he made 165. Now hang on a second. He worked 68 hours.
Yes.
Divide that up
Mm-hmm.
by his pay, and you make more money selling Slurpees at 7-Eleven
Yes,
than $20 an hour.
Absolutely. And not to knock the franchise where food is prepared, but
Yeah, I've heard it put another way. But I like your way better.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate
especially
that.
for
So-
radio and
absolutely,
social
you
media.
got to be careful out here in these airwaves.
I mean, here's the blessing about it in today's market. I remember when I was working for Dave McDavid, and I was over at the Irving Mall, and I went and met every manager in the mall. There was like 30 different stores. And I said, the number 1 and 2 reasons why people don't come to work. And I told this to all the managers, and he goes, what? And I said, either they're sick or they're broke down.
Mm.
I'm not a doctor, but I can help with their car. So here's my card.
Absolutely.
If I can help anyway. My biggest month, I sold 49 Hondas.
That's a big month.
I
That's
was
huge.
rocking. And Mr. McDavis says, what are you doing? I had the old Rolodex.
Mhm.
I had everybody's birthday,
There you have it.
birthday cards.
Absolutely.
And you know what? To this day, if you come to my home, guess
Mhm.
what's in my office?
The Rolodex.
Rolodex.
See? Yeah.
It's got all every bit of information. I still do
And rotary
birthdays
phones.
and
Absolutely.
I have rotary outlets.
But
in
see,
my
I
house.
believe in the things that you can touch and
Yeah,
you
I
can
agree.
see. The
Yeah.
CRM, which is a great, I'm not knocking the CRM, but things get lost in the sauce there.
Yeah,
They get
no
lost
doubt.
in the sauce.
They're impersonal.
They're impersonal. But if I can touch, let's say I talk to you today and
Right.
you have a particular vehicle in mind. And guess what? I can go back in my Rolodex. Oh, yes, John, he wanted this particular vehicle. I got it on a lot. Hey, John, I got this vehicle.
Right.
But
right.
in my CRM, I got 20 of the same likeness.
15
And
seconds.
somehow another John gets forgotten about.
Yeah.
Now
exactly.
John is upset.
If you notice, when I do my
Don't
show,
be a John.
Don't be a John.
so here's my show. What do you notice about my show?
Notes.
It's all handwritten.
It's all handwritten.
Are you
And so
ready for the show?
I would make notes,
said,
and so I would
"Are
call
you
up and
ready
go,
for the show?
"Hey, Jermaine, how's the boy
Ladies
doing
and gentlemen,
baseball?"
The show
Did
you've
well.
all been
Had a
waiting
great game?
for.
Yes, sir.
Please make
Fantastic. Remember
welcome
we talked a whole lot
Kurt
about it. I tell you what, you
Chase
have a
and
good
the
Saturday.
Automotive Edge.
That's why I sold more cars.
Absolutely.
I didn't call
That
up. Go,
personal touch.
Jermaine, did you buy a car? No, all right, well, when you get interested, call
Mhm.
me. Have a good day. Click.
Absolutely. Yes.
The more personal at 46 $1,000 average a vehicle,
Absolutely.
the more you're going to sell.
Absolutely. 1,000%.
214-787-1190 is the number. This segment brought to you by Grapevine Ford, home with a love it or leave it promise. You don't absolutely love that vehicle when you get it home, bring it back, and our buddies will put you in one that you do love. When you're making those payments, you got to be happy about it. And so the place is the home where love it or leave it promise. And that's Grapevine Ford, right between William D. Tate and Main Street on Highway 114. Stop in and see our buddy Cameron Martin. Right next door, David Klett. I was just visiting with him, the general manager of Grapevine Lincoln. The place, the home where love it or leave it promise, grapevineford.com. Joining us today, Jermaine, new car director here at Classic Buick GMC of Arlington, I-20, and Collins. And let's talk about some of the specials that you have cooking today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad you
Don't
asked.
forget Ralph.
For those who are out there in the airways here at Classic in the great city of Arlington, Texas, we have on our wonderful, beloved Yukon XLs, we're taking $9,000 off today. So please don't hesitate. Stop by.
What? Repeat that again.
I said $9,000.
You
That's not chump change.
Are you sure?
I'm
How do you
positive.
like me now?
Well, you better love me now and appreciate me later.
Y'all, they should
Let's
be
see,
lined
that
up at
would
that
mean
door.
drive off the lot in equity.
In equity. And you can come back tomorrow. Guess what? You'll still be in equity.
Yeah, no doubt. There you go.
No one will be here tomorrow, so that's
Yeah.
why you got to come today.
That's right. Yes, sir. Don't delay.
0% on all your Sierras.
Sierra, yes,
available,
sir. For 30,
1,500?
yes, sir. 1,500 for 36 months. So if someone is looking where you look, your money might not be making money in the market. Hey, you can put it at 0% where it does not cost you anything for ownership.
That's sweet.
There's one thing I want to ask you about your Sierras. Let's jump on the phone. So we have Ralph Paul joining us. Ralph, how are you, buddy?
1907. Hey guys, how you doing?
1907.
Ralph Paul, the owner of your CBD store, Keller.com. Buddy, how is the new location working out?
Well, it's a little challenging, but it's only temporary. So we're
Okay.
only going to be here for another couple days, and
Yeah.
they got the floors in, and we're rocking and rolling, having a good time.
Well, I enjoyed rocking and rolling over there last Saturday. We got that place all packed up and moved, but you know what? They're in the same parking lot. If you have a CBD need, now I got to tell you, I'm a big CBD advocate. Ralph's brother-in-law would have to go in and get his esophagus stretched and take medication for acid reflux. And he was in the military, then in the Pentagon, then he retired. And Ralph and Carol, the owners of your CBD store and Keller.com, went and met with him, brought him a tincture, which I went and I bought a bottle of it the other day. And I haven't taken, and I have terrible acid reflux, and I'm taking a whole dauber a day, and I have not taken anything for my acid reflux. It's gone.
Oh, how positive is that? Wow, we just love hearing all these great stories.
The pain cream, I thought we were going to do surgery on my knee. I've been using your CBD spray and pain cream, and my pain in my knee is almost completely gone. And they were talking about going and seeing the doctor and doing the surgery on the knee. When I talked to another doctor about what happened, he goes, this is what happened. It's a quick surgery. It's a scope surgery. And I've been using your CBD products, and I am almost pain-free in my knee right now.
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful. You know, we just love hearing these stories. You know, I don't want to reiterate, but my wife and I have been retired for 20 years, and the reason we're still doing this is because of all the great stories we listen to. You know, we've got autistic children who've gotten off their medication, people with Crohn's disease, anxiety. You know, I tell my testimony, I've been on blood pressure medicine for 40 years. I'm taking half of what I used to, and my blood pressure is below normal. We're also having some real success with the Trim, our weight loss product. That's flying off the shelf. We're having a lot of people, you know, there's no stimulants, no caffeine. It's all natural. And we got a new product coming out, and it's called the Brain Boost Seltzer. Okay, I know Bo's going to get excited about this.
His brain is mush.
I'm going to have to take
Case
about
of it ain't
3 or
gonna
4
help.
doses of that every day.
Ain't going to help.
So it has one of the main ingredients. It has lion's mane in it, and that extract is for laser sharp focus, mental clarity, and overall brain health. So this is one of our products that should be coming out here probably within the next week. There's no jitters or crash or anything because there's no sugar in it. It's only 5 calories. But we're all excited about new products coming out. And, I would like to interject a joke of the day. Is that okay?
Oh, boy.
You fired
Stand
away.
All right. You guys already heard all my jokes, so don't kill it. But what did the deer say when she left the woods?
What did
I'll
the
never
deer?
do that for $2 again.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
Timing,
Okay.
timing, that's important.
Hey, I tell you what, you want to change
Uh,
your lifestyle, you want to see what difference it can make by trying CBD, go to your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. Click, scan the QR codes. They ship for free, or stop in and meet the folks. Go down that history of what you're trying to accomplish or do. But we're in Florida at Pensacola. We found one of your stores in Pensacola because we panicked. We got the nighttime gummies. Mama slept like a baby. But I tell you, I've got 6 family members using them. My next door neighbor just came over and bought some trim, already loving it. And so there's something between the gels, the sprays, the gummies, the
And sleep aids, too.
yeah, there's
mean,
something
that's
there that will
awesome.
help. But if I had this stuff about 20 years ago, I still might be selling cars.
There you go.
Who knows?
yeah.
Ralph, we
Yeah.
appreciate you. It's your CBD store, Keller.com. That's your CBD store, Keller.com. Give them a call, learn about the product, get you some samples, try them out, and I promise it is life-changing because it has been for me and my family and our pets as well. Ralph, I'll swing by there. Are you there today?
Yes, sir. We're here anxiously waiting for your call or stop in.
I'll stop there at about 12:45 and see you.
Sounds good. Look forward to it. Thanks for your help, gentlemen. I appreciate you.
You too,
You
buddy.
bet. The place, your CBD store, Keller.com, and try their seltzers. It's the bomb. Joining us, new car director is Jermaine here at Classic Buick GMC of Arlington. One thing that I get a lot of question is about accessorizing pickup trucks. So here
Yes,
at the dealership, can you handle the lift kits, the tires, and all that stuff, or do you opt to?
Well, actually, we don't actually do the lifts here, but we have a company that we partner with. They do an outstanding job. In fact, I have 3 or 4 lifted vehicles right now.
Right.
Yes, sir.
So if they want to customize the truck, you can do it in-house.
In-house.
And
Can
get
you-
everything taken care of. So when they come for delivery, the companies that you partner with take care of whatever you need, your
Yes, sir.
vendors,
Yes,
and
sir.
bring it here ready to go, and you stand behind the work that they do.
Is that
Yes,
part
sir,
of a pay? You can package it in the deal of the purchase as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely.
cool. That's real
Absolutely.
cool.
So what we do when the vehicles are lifted, we put an addendum on the vehicle to show exactly what was done from a 6-inch lift with the accessorized tires and wheels. If you want to add different fender flares or running boards, things of that nature, it's there and the customer can see it, get the appeal, and we'll get them out. And also there is a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty associated with the lift.
Yeah, because I want accountability
awesome.
with you.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to buy $50,000, $60,000 truck, whatever,
Yes, sir.
and run around getting stuff done. And then I have a problem. I bring it back to your shop and you go, oh, time out here.
Oh, no.
We didn't do this. This
No.
wasn't our job. Spend a little bit more money. And we're
Absolutely.
not talking about tens of thousands more. Spend a little more money. And that way, Jermaine's accountable.
Absolutely.
I don't have to run around all these different vendors and then fight service going, wait a minute here.
Absolutely.
What do you mean they messed that up or that up? Then you
Absolutely.
run back over hoping they're going to take care of the warranty problem in service. Make it a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop. And we want that accountability because that's where the relationship is built and fostered. We don't want to do something here, then send you down the road because we don't want to be responsible for the work that we have provided. So we make it easy, make it fair, so you can stay with us.
1 minute.
Yeah, it's like my last house, I had windows put in. Well, you need to call the manufacturer. No.
No,
I
no,
wrote
no.
you the check.
Absolutely.
I want you accountable. Man, after I got done hollering and screaming and kicking everything, finally comes over and goes, all right, I'll take care of it. I'm like, why did it take so long? I want
Absolutely.
the one-stop shop.
Right. I feel like if we can stand in the gap to sell it to you, we can stand in the gap and make sure we service it.
There we go. 214-787-1190. Let's take a quick break, pay some bills. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, Alfred Montellano. Now, you and I have been golf buddies for many, many, many years. How come my wife and I don't get invited to go to Colorado and hang out with you and Ann and Vicky and Kathy? Man, what do we chop liver over here just because we're older? Man, I saw the picture. It looked like y'all had a great time. Good to see all of y'all. And I tell you what, your wife and Ann, they just get prettier with age. So Y'all struck gold. God bless y'all. 214-787-1190. You want to call in, have a conversation, talk to us. We're good. Can you do one more?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. We'll run you to the top of the hour.
This
So-
is enjoyable.
It's easy.
Yes.
You know, and people just get to, you know, the way I like to do radio, I don't care about all the razzmatazz and everything. Let them hear you.
Yes, absolutely.
It's all about you. It's not, you know.
I was just hoping that my radio voice will project.
You're in, brother. You're in. I need a radio voice.
I used to have that fantasy too. And
Yeah.
and then I listened back to a few shows.
You're
and
like,
I
oh
was,
gosh,
yeah,
what was that?
yeah. Might as well just give up and talk normal.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember when I first got the show, my brother goes, "Man, do you have a face for radio?" And I was like, "Thanks, bro." And I'm driving down the highway going,
What do you think about
"That
that?
was pretty crappy. That was pretty crappy."
Stay behind the
goes,
scenes,
It
right?
took you that long to figure it out, buddy? Yeah, whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I got a lot of people that always ask me, well, you know, I went around all these different places. I'm like, to customize your truck. Yeah, why?
No, yeah, why?
Why would you not? And he said, well, that other dealer was $800 more package wise. Well, what is $800?
Right.
I know we're all on a budget. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I got $800 to throw away.
Absolutely.
But I want to go to one place.
One stop shop, like you said.
Hey, Jermaine, my window tint has an issue. Hey, Jermaine, there's a problem with whatever that case may be. If in fact there is one, I'm not running around a bunch of different places.
Absolutely.
When I'm spending this kind of money.
Amen. You know, so there's 24 hours in the day, but it seems like there's not a lot of time to handle the things that we feel like are important. So to make it easier at one place, take it in, take care of the business, and get out. And you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Yeah, there's two things that American people hate this time in life: to go down or slow down.
There you have it.
And they hate it. And
Hate
so
it.
if you're going to a dealer, hey, we're going to need your car for a few days. Here's a loan car. Here, hang on a second. Pull up the shop. This is a quick fix. We'll take care of it. Versus, no, you need to go see Joe Bag of Donuts and get that thing taken care of.
Absolutely.
We have nothing after you've already been to the shop for them to put it on a rack and take a look and go, time out. That's not our work. Have a great day.
Absolutely. Because you don't get that time back. You don't get it back.
You don't.
Yes.
And it's too costly.
It is too costly.
You know, another thing too is how stable is that company? And if you remember prior to the Fauci virus, is that there's a lot of companies went out of business. So a lot of these companies that you might have had stereo done or lift kits, whatever, they're not there no more.
That's correct.
And then you got no one to take care of you. You're not going anywhere.
Not at all.
In fact, I'm sitting here looking at that white truck in front of me, and I sure am liking it.
Sir, I tell you, I surely will sell it to you.
You would.
Oh, yes, I would.
You
with no
would not,
hesitation.
dude.
You might
Yes,
even do
sir.
a fender deal.
Man,
out
I'm
there
telling
with
you.
that one, huh?
I will actually for you. I'll go penetrate. With a smile.
And it's got my favorite word right
Make a
below
deal
GMA.
today.
Does it say Denali?
It does say Denali.
And look right below there, it says classic.
Wow. Are you sure that thing's not
Sorry about
already
that.
sold?
It's not sold, sir. But well, you know what? I'll take that back. It is sold, sir, right here.
To the man in blue.
To the man in blue. It has your name on it.
I like that. I like the wheels on it. I'm a visual guy.
Yeah.
I don't like solid black wheels, but with the inserts, with the
Yeah.
little bit of polish and chrome,
Good combination.
I'm liking that truck.
Absolutely.
5 seconds.
And I got one payment left on mine.
Really?
Oh,
it's
so it's
time.
perfect time to trade.
That's the
huh?
best
Trade her
time.
right
There
in.
it is.
Before the
It's right
title.
out here.
You always want to
Why
trade
be
before the
debt
title.
free, right?
Right.
Why be debt
Exactly.
free?
It's
Yeah.
right out there. Go check it.
Absolutely.
Go give it a
Because I always say when you
trade.
pay it off, you put something in its place. And then when that breaks down, you got to put that back in its
Yeah,
place.
what happened
So
to that
you
new
double
car
did it.
smell? Go get another one.
Exactly.
Gotta think ahead.
Got to think ahead.
And my wife says, how many cars have you bought in 4 years? That's not important.
No,
I ain't lost money yet.
no, it's the satisfaction I get.
Right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge radio show here, helping you with all your automotive needs, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, parts, service, or body shop. We are here to help. Phone lines are open, 214-787-1190, or go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, scroll down, just leave me your name and number. I want to thank Al, and I called him the other day, and him and I were dying laughing. He sent me 5 pages in the email. Do you know how many words are in 5 pages in the email?
Probably about
Yeah.
380.
I told him, I
Yeah.
said, I bet you scored A++ on your essay in school, because I had never seen such a detailed email. He goes, and guess what? So I printed it off, and I got 5 pages, And when we got done, I had 2 lines that I wrote and figured out what he wanted.
See, yes.
I said, but you
The
know what?
last page had
I'm
all of
keeping
it.
this one. This one right here goes in the museum of here's what I need. Absolutely incredible. You know what? I love it. We had a good laugh about it. If you want to leave me a dissertation, you can, but just leave me your name and number. Let me call you. I'm telling you, I will spend 3 minutes on the phone with you or less to know exactly what you want. And I do this in training. When I'm training salespeople, I did this not too long ago. I put a $500 check on the board. I said, if I don't tell you the car that you're looking for, put your name on the check. And I handed everybody an index card. And I did less than a 3-minute interview. And I looked at one guy. I said, this is your vehicle. And he just shook his head. I said, you ain't signing that check, are you? He flipped it over, and that car was on that index card. So I teach them how to interview a consumer. And I tell them, if I could reduce the amount of time that you're here, totally blow you away by what you thought you were going to pay, what you are going to pay, would that be of interest in you today, true or false?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
And so I teach them how to interview, but the only way that you can interview somebody is know what you're interviewing about. You have to be infallible in your product and infallible in your inventory. And then you're not scared to ask any questions. Go
correct.
deep as you want to really find out the meat and potatoes. And then you'll find out when you're infallible in what you're doing, it's easier to ask questions.
Most definitely.
Because you're not worried about what direction they're going to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you've earned that opportunity.
That's right.
You've earned it.
Great point. You've earned it.
Absolutely.
And I always tell people I'm not the most expensive. I'm not the cheapest, but I'm the best from here to
Absolutely.
congratulations to what can I do to help you with service.
Most definitely.
And that's what separates a steward from a salesperson.
Absolutely.
And that's what I look for. No matter what I'm buying, you ask my wife, someone walks up, can I help you? Yeah. Could you tell me where the fried fish is? We don't have it here. You're exactly right.
Exactly.
You know, I'm really big into salesmanship, and that's where I spend my money. I'll broom people really quick.
Absolutely.
Because they go that direction normally because they don't know what they're doing. I want the person that does know what they're doing.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to, you want to do a little trivia?
Let's go for it.
Who's good at the trivia?
Well, I got to take some of that brain pill CBD before I do this test.
Yeah.
Could you have Ralph ship some over here to me before we get into this?
Okay. I looked at 5 different studies on the top 10 features of what buyers say they have to have in their next vehicle. Okay, we got Jermaine here, new car director, Classic Buick GMC, Collins, and 20 here in Arlington. Big Wheel Bo Carver. The top 10 features that buyers say, and this was over 10,000 people, have to have in their next vehicle. Can you give me one?
AC.
What?
AC.
Okay, that's not one because that's standard on
I
every
figured
car,
that's
but go ahead.
now, maybe about 40, 50 years ago, that might have been
There you
one.
go.
of
What
the
do you think
answers.
number one was?
What do I think number one? Power seats.
Had to do with seats.
Heated seats.
Heated seats.
Heated.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number 2.
Blind spot mirrors.
Golly, phenomenal. 3.
He's cheating.
No. Navigation.
Front and rear parking sensors.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
close.
wow.
Number 4.
Sunroof.
Now,
You know, that didn't make the top 20.
Really?
I thought sunroof
A
was in
sunroof is
all
in the
wheel
top
or
20.
4-wheel drive.
Okay.
Number 5,
Leather.
lane departure.
Lane departure.
oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Number 6, which I thought was going to be the most important thing to people,
Well, let's say
Information center.
infotainment.
Infotainment.
Apple
Okay, Apple.
CarPlay.
Apple. Yes.
Is that important to you?
It is important. Very important.
To you?
To me,
Personally.
it is. Personally.
On
What do
your
you
car?
drive? Have we gone over that?
Oh, don't stop me there because I drive a Sierra.
Oh,
you
really?
go.
Okay,
1500.
there you go.
Yes.
Okay, number 7, we already hit this one. Power seats.
Power seats. Okay.
Number
Well-
8, I didn't get this one at all. Nobody will probably ever get this.
You know, this trivia is not fair. He has all the
Yeah, he has
answers.
the list in
Yeah,
front of him. That's kind
exactly.
of what I'm thinking.
Why are you looking at the list? I want to know. And
wrote
you're
the
marking it off. And then what's so happened, like in grade school, he's covering up the answers.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna say.
I
I'm
call it
gonna
a cheat
say.
sheet.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say good on gas.
LED lighting.
I don't like LED lighting.
No.
Oh.
Like the ambient lighting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9,
Wait, ambient lighting or LED headlights?
LED lighting.
Okay.
That would be your headlights.
Okay.
You know, we talked about leather seats. We talked about this. And
Okay,
we talked about
stick with
heated
the
seats.
seats.
Okay. Cool seats.
There you go.
Oh, yeah? Did I
And
get
then
it right?
number 10
That
is
was a
another
really good
type
time
of,
thing. You might have the answers too.
and then
I'm looking at you. How can I have the answer?
and then number 10 is something else to do with seats.
Reclining.
Oh,
Or be able
no,
to.
lumbar or massaging.
Memory.
Memory. Okay.
Oh.
when
1,
they
2,
get in the
3.
car.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's just go down the list. Give me your top 3 most important things you have to have on a vehicle before you buy it. Forget the brand.
Mhm.
Let's not be brand loyal. I won't be brand loyal. But 3 things where you go, they are a must for Jermaine. What are they?
A must.
Air conditioning.
You got that. Well, I tell you what, you were listening, weren't you? Well, since I am vertically challenged,
Vertically challenged.
I have to make sure that my feet touch the pedals. So I need a power seat.
There you go.
That's a top.
What is define a power seat? Is that a seat you can move with the buttons?
Yeah, with the
is
buttons.
that what you?
Yes.
So
Raise up and down because I like to raise mine to the highest level so I can look like I'm tall in the vehicle.
Not like the lever.
Okay, so we
but-
got power seats. What else?
The Apple CarPlay.
Apple
Really?
CarPlay?
Yes, absolutely.
Throw me one more.
The other thing that's very important to me, heated and cooling seats.
Wow. Bo?
I'd like for mine to start.
yeah, I'm thinking ignition,
That's
a brake,
functionality.
and an
I do like on those
Okay, so
lines.
you're buying a new car.
Okay.
Let's be serious for a minute. Your,
Okay.
your top 3 things on a new car.
I do like the heated seats.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do like that.
For them old bones.
Well, sure.
Okay.
keep
Number
them
2?
warm.
One
Number
minute.
2. We got somebody.
No,
say
she
something?
said a minute.
Okay. Number 2 would be, I guess, a good navigation system or
Good.
okay.
Okay.
And number 3 would be
Sorry, I'm in 30 seconds.
okay. And I like the adjusting seats,
Got it.
power seats.
All right, when we get back, we're going to have the top 7 things people don't even care about on a vehicle, and then what y'all don't care about, and then what I don't care about. Coming up here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show today, live, classic Buick GMC. Come out and meet Jermaine. He will sing, dance, and tell a joke if you show up between now and the time we leave.
I thought all
So come on
Jermaine
out.
sang.
Yes, yes, sir.
10
Now I didn't
seconds.
know how
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
how it sounds is another thing.
So is the CarPlay, when you say CarPlay, are you talking about the music function of the CarPlay or just all
The
ability
whole
to use
aspect
phone?
of it. Because see, I don't listen to music in the car.
Right.
Okay, so it's navigation.
It's the navigation, and also I just like to be on the screen.
you
just
just
know
don't
what's
you
in
don't
there.
like to look down at your phone. You'd
Absolutely,
rather look
I'd
right
rather
there.
look at the screen.
You say
Absolutely
you don't
get
listen to music?
I do not.
What do you
I'll-
listen to?
If I am in the car, I'll listen to a podcast.
Yeah.
Some sports talk.
Yeah.
And then just these thoughts that's just noodling in my brain. But music, no.
You get that on the information center?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I get in my
absolutely.
vehicle.
What do
and,
you do first?
He
pray.
Amen.
Pray. Thank God for all my blessings. The fact that I have a
Amen.
car, a reliable automobile, and then I turn on my disco and crank it up.
The
Okay.
disco is
All I
already going
listen
in
to
the
is
background.
disco all day.
Like John Travolta style?
Oh yeah, from the
Okay.
Bee Gees
Okay.
to Sister Sledge to Casey and the Sunshine Band. I listen to every bit of it because it takes me back to an era where we didn't have the violence.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have all the problems that we're having. When you turn on the news was actually 70-30, good to bad.
There you have it.
And usually the bad was just maybe a robbery or a car accident or bad weather. The
Right.
rest of it was good.
Right.
Here's what's going on in your community.
Absolutely.
Here's what's going on now. And that disco takes me back to an era where if you and I got into a fight,
Mhm.
we were probably gonna be best friends when we're
Man, I'm
done.
telling you, buddy it up.
Yeah, it was completely
So
different.
pretty much
times.
carefree, that carefree environment. Yes, absolutely.
So I either listen to that or I listen to Christian music. That's
yes, absolutely. Which
Yeah.
station?
90.9.
90.9. If I should turn on Sirius Satellite Radio, channel 64.
Huh.
Yes,
And what's on there?
all gospel.
All gospel.
Ooh, I
Mhm.
love it.
Yes, got that growl and grit to it.
Little soul,
Little
soul
soul.
gospel.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, start your day with some Jesus. It'll change.
Man, I'm
your
telling
life.
you, change your life like walking on water.
Well, some of the Jesus, I have a few qualms with some of the godly music you turn on. In your
Okay, well,
car,
let me hear.
Mr.
Let me rip.
A lot of the stuff that he turns on, he's not personally selecting the music, and it's on there, so he has some blank noise in the background.
Mhm.
But my issue with those stations is they tend to be pandery they tend to say the same thing. Yeah, same problem I have with newer country music. It's
Mhm.
pandery.
Mhm.
It says a lot of the same, ideas over and over again.
Mhm.
And
Well,
most
that's what I like about the spiritual side thing, because the Bible is the word in one word, and that's
It's
what
the
they
true
sing
word.
about.
Absolutely.
And that's fine with me. I get your point on the other stuff, is that it's just continual pickup trucks and dogs and beer.
Mhm.
My wife left me and that kind of
But
stuff.
you're okay when instead of a pickup truck, it's a good idea. That's the foundation. You're okay if it's repeated over and over again because it's good.
Yeah, as long as it's a true spiritual message in the
Absolutely.
word.
Mhm.
If it was repetitive, I would be fine.
But there's a whole book of hymns they could be singing.
Well, there's one thing
That's already
too
in the
that
Bible.
in
You know,
inspirational music
Mhm.
or gospel music, there are genres too. There's country
Oh, no doubt.
style, there's
Absolutely.
bluegrass
absolutely,
style, there's
yeah.
R&B style,
Absolutely.
and I like when there's a
The
mixture,
variety. Mhm.
right? And I go back to, I don't, you may not know this person, but Andre Crouch and
Oh
this.
yes,
I
absolutely.
mean, I was raised
Oh,
that time
absolutely.
frame when
Absolutely.
I loved that.
Absolutely.
I loved his
Had a
music,
message in the gospel.
and the message was there,
Mhm.
and it had good beat, good
Absolutely.
rhythms, and
Absolutely.
good soul.
we've been listening to a lot of hymns too.
right, and
The hymns are
hymns.
really good too
Yes.
because they're the
Oh, yeah,
biblical.
Well,
definitely.
they've taken
You
a
know.
lot of psalms and hymns and just modernized them to bring more people into the teachings.
got you.
Absolutely.
And that was the reason with it, because a lot of people, when you read they, thou, or though,
Mhm.
you can have 10 different meanings biblically.
Absolutely.
But when you turn it to music, the number one thing memorized in life is music.
Yeah.
Music. Right.
Well, it's
We
the
memorize
international
more
language,
music
number
than
one.
anything else in
Right.
life. So when you take the music based on what your purpose is and bring it to fruition and a reality
Absolutely.
to have you dig deeper,
Mhm.
that's what I believe Christian music is
Absolutely.
about.
And it helps tap
And-
into the personal struggles too.
And a lot of them you don't
Absolutely.
hear, except for two of them,
Mhm.
all the freaking commercials all the time. And they're
Absolutely.
lengthy. When you hear, hey, we have a partnership because we are a godly company, and it's just a quick bleep because they need public support, I'm okay with that. But I like the way they've taken a lot of the music from the Song of David and turned them into a better understanding. Because so many people, even me, I'm on my 6th time through the Bible and I'm still immature in it.
Yes.
I pick up some every
Every
time.
day. That's the whole point of it.
This new music that they come out with, I like some of the older gospel music, but it takes me to a place where it's all bets off, all the negative goes away, all the crap in the world
Mhm.
goes away.
Absolutely.
It just it's
Well, I
my
think
good
anytime you
go-to.
bring God in your existence, no matter if it's through music or prayer or communication or even talking about it like we're right now, is
Absolutely,
always a big
Just
plus.
not when it's
It's a
bad.
huge plus.
Oh God, help me.
Yeah, well,
Absolutely.
Oh God, what's going on?
Yeah, when calamity comes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, we
funny.
can call on God when the calamity comes. But in
Yeah.
good time,
Right.
it's all us. No. We got to hearken to him.
Agree.
We should arrive at our destination safely and on time. Thank you for choosing the Automotive Edge Airways, and I hope you'll follow us and use our services again in the future.
214-787-1190 is the number. Hey, if y'all want to comment on what's most important to you on a new car, put it right here. Post it on all the outlets that we have. If you want to call in, talk about your favorite likes and dislikes, 214-787-1190. Remember, 9,000 off Yukon XLs. 9,000. No games, no gimmicks. $9,000 off. 4.9 for 72 months on all 2024 25 Sierra HDs. Those are your heavy duty, your big bad boys. 25 and 3500s. Also 7K off on select models and 0 APR for 36 months on all Sierra 1500s. All Sierras. That's ALL Sierras. Here at Classic Buick GMC of Arlington. Joining us, Jermaine, new car director here. Come on in and meet him. He's tangible. That's what we like about management that is tangible. They're not in the towers or on the showroom floor. All right, so we hit the top 10 on what the features are to buy. Here's my quick list. I'm into looks. I don't care how great the car is. If it's ugly, I'm not buying it. I don't care. Resale value. Whenever these new vehicles come up, I go right to residuals because it's what the manufacturer says about their own car. Tells me a lot. Cost of ownership. I love going back and grabbing the menu going, hey, what have all these different processes cost me from 30, usually starting around 30,000 miles moving north. What kind of ownership cost do I have here on the vehicle? And then the other thing, too, is colors. I am just such a color guy. I like different. Now, these are the amenities in which shoppers have the least interest. And what do you think they are?
Color?
Mm-mm.
You said sunroof, moonroof,
Okay.
because especially in Texas, some people
Number one
Mm.
is heads-up display.
I can see that.
A lot of people say it's
a
so
distraction.
distractive.
It's a
Yeah,
distraction.
they just don't
Absolutely.
like it.
You're talking about the rear view backup stuff like
No,
that?
when you sit in a car and your
In your
speed
wind-
comes
yes.
up on your
Oh,
windshield.
okay. Okay. I got you. Yeah.
Number two, I didn't get this one. Electronic engine noise enhancement.
No.
Now I've had that on 2 of my cars where you can
Right.
adjust it to. It changes the. Oh my gosh.
The sound?
Yeah, it changes the sound, but it's adjusting the resonators inside the exhaust system.
Okay.
Don't get it. And that was the
Driving a
number 2
four-cylinder.
biggest we don't like. I don't get it. Number 3, the ability to purchase a car without an infotainment system. That cars all have infotainment system now. They don't want it.
I can see that.
Number 4, I don't know who did this one. Biometric features, really.
What does that mean?
And then gesture controls. Don't get that
What is
one either.
Biometrics is your
I understand the
fingerprint,
gesture
your
controls.
eyes, your
Oh, okay. I got
whatever.
you.
And the gestures, like when you do your little fingers like this in front of the actual infotainment center, it raises a radio up or down.
Oh, I got
Yes.
you.
Fully autonomous, hands-free.
Oh,
Would you drive hands-free?
no, I will not.
Me either.
I like control.
And last, they don't care. I don't get this one at all. They don't care about concierge service. I definitely want concierge service on my car.
No, really, I don't care about that either.
Really?
I don't.
What's a concierge?
That's
It's like
well, I just tell you, like Lincoln has Black Label Premium. So
Mm-hmm.
you design the vehicle the way you want it. You never have to go to the dealership. You don't have to go to service.
come
They
pick up
pick
your
it up.
vehicle.
They take
Yes.
care of everything. But you're going to spend $110,000.
Absolutely.
So,
So if you need an oil change, they'll come to your house, your workplace, pick up your vehicle,
I understand.
and
Okay.
leave you
so
with a
what's
car.
not important to Kurt, and then we'll go down the list here, is technology I don't care about, electric I don't care about, start and stop I don't like, self-driving cars will never happen on my vehicle. I'll never let go of the steering wheel, and I can tell you I've never used cruise control.
I'm right here with you, brother. I don't use it either.
Yep. So you're things that you don't really care about.
The same things you don't care about.
Beautiful.
We're twinning here.
There we go, Bo. What's not important to you?
I don't care about the rear view backup.
Really?
Yeah, I don't use it. I don't like
Do you
it.
drive trailers a lot?
No, I don't have a trailer
Then
at
that's
all.
probably why you don't like it. They
I-
help a lot when you're trying to back up a trailer on your own.
Yeah, but I don't use it. I don't care about cruise control either.
Yeah.
And I would not care about self-driving. I would never do that anyway. So
Yeah.
that's 3
Now,
ones.
now I know GMC is real big about it. I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not doing that.
No.
I wouldn't even do the commercial.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
The
do
only
commercial.
self-driving I would do is with my knee.
Yeah, when you're grabbing a French fry.
There you go.
That's the best
That's
best
about as
computer on
close
the
as I'm gonna
planet.
Get to it.
That's right. When I used to have hair, that little adjustment with your leg driving it,
Yeah.
that was a cool
Yes,
thing.
and that's not too far of a distance.
That's funny.
That's right. 214-787-1190 is the number. That's 214-787-1190. So how does your dealership feel if somebody wants to just come in and build a vehicle?
Oh, we have no problem with it. In fact, we have a designated manager. If someone were to come in, sit down with them, go over all specifications and features, and we'll make sure we try to build the way they like it.
Nice.
And how long does it take for them maybe to get
Depending
that?
on the vehicle,
Uh-huh.
it can take anywhere from 2 to 6 months.
Okay.
Depending on the vehicle, like Yukons, even though the plant is right down the street, they often take a little longer than it would be a truck. But
Right.
those are our most common
Well, of course.
vehicles people come in
Yeah.
wanting to build.
Right.
And the good thing here at Classic, you don't have to leave us with a deposit.
Wow. How about
We
them
trust
Say
you.
it's not so.
It is not so. It's so believable. Come try us out.
Just who do you think you are not taking a deposit?
Well, number one, you said my name is Jermaine. I'm famous. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's a very famous name.
yes. So we try to make it real easy and real simple for the consumer.
So let's talk about Buick. How's the Buick line doing for you?
Actually, the Buick line surprisingly is doing very well, especially when it comes to that new vehicle. And many may know or may not know, it's the Invista.
Mhm.
That's a very, very, very nice vehicle. It's competitively priced. You look at one from the basic features, 23,000, and for the most expensive, which would be our Avenir, 32,000. So to get a vehicle with all the
Wow.
amenities that people can enjoy, and experience for $32,000, when you said earlier in the program, $46,000 kind of the starting point now, that's way underneath that. So you
And
can
yet
get
one starts at 23,
oh yes,
which is $4,000 below what your average used car costs. You get a brand new car.
absolutely.
How do you like me now?
Shoot, you should love me.
Classic Buick GMC of Arlington, right here at Collins and 20. I'm telling you, come on out and meet Jermaine. You know, here's the thing. Why not meet the boss up front?
Yeah,
Because you know what everybody gets to negotiate? What do they say? Let me talk to the manager.
Yes.
Meet him up front
absolutely.
and understand he's the one that decides the numbers to get you in and out. You know, he doesn't want you here all day. You don't want to be here all day.
Yes.
You know, you do your test drive. Remember, your test drive is 80% of the deal. It's not take a quick drive around. Well, it smells good. It's brand new. It must be good. I'm telling you, I've had more buyer's remorse over the last 6 months. And they called. And I said, "What'd you do?" "Well, we took it down the highway and back." Really, that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Spend the time driving. If you're not in that car for a good half hour, 45 minutes, going to a parking lot and using the backup cameras and looking at the driver assist and look at your lane displacement, all the different things this vehicle has to offer, and really see what it is or isn't. Take it over some railroad tracks.
Absolutely.
I mean, drive the vehicle in the conditions you're normally used to driving. Getting in a Sierra truck and whipping down 20 and pulling right back doesn't tell you what a Sierra truck will do. It won't. There's not a product out here, unless you're brand loyal, and I get it because you got plenty of brand loyal people with GMC pickup
Yes, we
trucks.
do.
They're going to come in and tell you to the specs what they want. They're going to sign and drive, and they're down the road. That's a different situation. But for your new customers, with your Canyon, your Denali's, your different things, go see what they will or won't do for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Spend the time driving.
Absolutely.
214-787-1190 is the number. Come on out and meet him. Here's the thing. He likes tire kickers. He's already said that.
Absolutely.
Come out and learn about the GMC, learn about the dealer, look what they offer during the sale and after the sale. Sleep over it, sleep on it, sleep behind it, and put your deal together. It's just that simple.
Is it okay for me to say that we'll get them off of their rubber heels and get them in some rubber wheels?
Wow.
Boy, that was
I
pretty
like
good,
that
wasn't it?
mantra.
Hang
Write that
on.
down. That's
Hang
catchy.
on. Wait a
All right,
second.
well,
here.
say that one more
I'm
time.
writing
Yes,
it down.
we will get them off of their rubber heels and get them on some of those nice rubber wheels.
How about that?
Okay.
Heels
so
to wheels.
That's right. What a thrill.
rubber heels to rubber wheel.
Hey.
I am in.
Hey, come on now.
So we got pressure doesn't make happy customers.
No, pressure makes diamonds, but not happy customers.
Very good,
Mhm.
Bo. Way to be. And now we have rubber heels to rubber wheels. How about that? I am in. He's going to sue me because I'm gonna do really
He's
well
gonna
with
sue
this.
me.
Yes.
I'm gonna do well with this. Next thing I'm gonna get a subpoena to go to court.
Exactly.
It's gonna be Jermaine going,
Trying
hang
to
on,
monetize my
go
phrase.
back and listen to the show. That was my mantra, and
Exactly.
he stole it.
Exactly.
Boy, I didn't realize we were going to get so much when we got here today.
Hey, this is what you get from classic and experience.
So, what are you thinking about this show being a part of your dealership now?
Well, I tell you what, I am actually peacock proud and hyena happy.
Gosh. Write that down too.
Holy cow! Let me just get a fresh sheet of paper here.
Well, we're happy to be a part of
Wow.
you guys.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
great
Been
dealership
great.
here, and what a joy to have you and be
Thank
a
you.
part. And
It's been a
great
pleasure.
Well, you know, I was
personality.
talking to Jesse Hull,
I do.
and Jesse, when he came to town, I got him his second job here,
Really?
and he was GSM for a dealership. And then they got sold,
Mm-hmm.
and then I called him. I'm like, buddy, I've got a place for you.
Classic.
Then he went there, and no, I take that back. I got him a job with a different auto group,
Okay.
and he was GSM there, and they sold,
Mm-hmm.
and I called Mike, and I went, hey,
Yes.
I got a guy,
Right.
and so now he's managing partner of the Classic Kia.
Hey, only in America can these
Great
dreams
guy,
come true.
and you know what? I was just blown away. I had this wooden box sent to me, and had a crowbar.
Mhm.
Have you seen those? You order them online. It's called the Crate.
Okay.
And you open it up, and here's a crate, and it's got a tiny little crowbar. And I opened it up, and he knows how big a Cowboy fan I am. And he got me coasters with the old turf from the old Cowboy Stadium
about
with
that?
my own Dallas Cowboy glasses.
Now that's all right. That's
and man, they're
appreciation.
sitting in my sports room, and yeah, him, Kathy, the whole group. And then he goes, "Hey, I tell you what, let me introduce you to the guys, David and the guys over at Buick GMC.
Yeah.
I think that was probably just part of what he would do.
Well, he
when
said they're
laid
one of
his-
us.
when
And when
he-
you hear that, then you know you got good common car guys.
Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, you got to go with one more.
Well, I tell you what, sir, I'll stand the test of time.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Here
If
we
you
go.
keep me on
We're
your
going to run
time.
into the bottom of the hour. 214. We're going to get some more cliches here. That's the only reason I want him here now. More material.
30 seconds.
1190. Quick break. We'll be right back. That's outstanding. What the one? Peacock to what?
Peacock proud, I ain't a happy.
Write that one down, Bo. That's your new one. Peacock proud, hyena happy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Bo, that goes with your personality.
Doesn't it?
It does.
That's going to be my new launch.
There, hey, have it.
I have a T-shirt made like that.
Yeah. All I say, just remember when you get over the hill. Just remember.
I'm already over the hill. What are you talking about?
You're going to show up with that shirt next live remote, and he's like,
Hey.
grease it. Grease
Well, I'll
it.
have you sign it.
Exactly.
The state.
No. Oh, no. I
Have
need
your
my
signature.
restitutions.
I'll go with it too.
There's supposed to be a monthly payment that comes along with you using this phrase, Father. You're supposed
know,
to
I
know
have
this
to
for your
ask-
sign.
Man, I like the
sorry.
casual dress here. That
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
freaking cool.
No,
Yeah.
I think
no, you have to ask
University
what?
of Texas shirt
you
here, and
can ask me.
everybody's Kaz. And
Yeah.
I need to ask Kurt a quick question. So I have somebody that wants an extra large T-shirt, the Automotive Edge.
Uh-huh.
You have one?
Short sleeve or long sleeve.
He didn't say.
Okay, well, I got both in black and white with the green lettering.
Both. Okay. I'll let him know.
Black's probably the way to go. Black with
I
the
do
green
like the
lettering.
black
That looks
better,
better.
but I want to see if he wants a long sleeve or short sleeve. I'll ask him.
Yeah, I just got in, and then I've got the
Get the long sleeve,
sweat
cut one of the
tops,
sleeves.
and I've got the hoodies. All just came in, and they're already
Okay.
stamped. So,
Can you get me a long sleeve large in the black?
I got it.
And can you put my mantra on the back with it?
God, that is
It's newly
Peacock proud,
established.
hyena happy.
There you go.
I am in.
I did write a
That
song
dog
once
will
called
hunt
Cock
right
of the
there.
Wall.
I like
Yeah,
it.
that is true. That is true. Yeah.
Okay. Let it rip.
Do
Let's
you-
hear it.
Wow.
Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna put. I'm
On
gonna
the
put that in their
cock
next
of the
commercial
wall.
that I cut.
There
They're
you
gonna
go.
put your rubber heels into rubber wheel. I freaking like it.
Yeah.
Kind of like peanut butter and jelly. Something that's
All
just
goes
gonna be
together.
permanent
It's something
now.
that sounds good about it.
That's right.
Like it.
I'm liking it. This
So-
lady here has been quite happy since she got here.
Marissa?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, Marissa.
Hi, Marissa.
Hey, y'all need to buy something from Marissa.
Yes.
It doesn't get any better than that.
She said, "We're
I mean,
working
she's
on it."
just happy. She's a walk around here just happy.
Grinning like a Chester cat.
That's right.
That's funny.
What?
I'm
not
telling you
sure
what,
what a Chester
I'm gonna hang
cat
out
is,
here about an
but I
hour
don't
after the
even-
show, listen to him on the desk, and just take notes. Charlie Davis, you have a good weekend. Love you, brother. Happy anniversary to you and Tammy. And
He
you know,
going
we
to the
just-
Texas Tech game?
Oh,
we
he's
just
going.
got through celebrating 28 years married, my wife and I. 32 years together, 28 married.
Get out of here.
Yeah,
As did my wife and I.
yeah.
July
August
27th. July 27th, 28 years.
Yeah.
34 years together. High school sweetheart. 16. Come on.
I've been married. I've been
No,
married that long.
How do you manage that? How do you? That's got to be hard work, dedication, lots of love right there.
It is. It is. I basically, when I get out of line or when she wants to say something and I want to say something back, I just get me a cup of water. And the only thing I can do is just gargle. Keeps
like
the
that
frustration down.
commercial. Yes,
Exactly.
dear.
Yes, dear.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've been married 40 something years when I combine all of them together.
Oh,
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Oh, he got a combo platter
I
going.
gotta come up-
I'm actually over it when Bledsoe, the family Bledsoe's home, Bledsoe Dodge 67 in Camp Wisdom. I'm there showing the new truck when they went from the flat nose to the rounded.
Yes.
And here goes this beautiful 20-year-old gal, brown hair. She had on a red skirt with a black flowered top. And I looked at Jennifer Cantrell, a friend of mine. I said, "Who is that?" And she goes, "I got 5 brothers and 2 sisters." She goes,
Okay.
"I know you Chase boys. Leave her alone." I said, "That means she's not married." And so I went back in the sales office. This guy named Mark Bacon and Steve Fly. I said, y'all seen that girl back in service? He goes, "Kurt, you're 2. I'm 32 at the time."
Mhm.
I said, that's my next wife, jokingly. And they said, "You can't even get her to go to lunch with you." I said, "Bet." So we all wrote a check for $500 and put it in the safe. I had 72 hours.
To close the deal?
Yeah. So I go in for office. "Hey, how are you?" She goes, "Fine." She's gorgeous lady. Second time, third time, I laid the biggest bunch of car BS on her I've ever done. She goes, "If I went to lunch, would you leave me alone?" and we haven't been separated for 32 years.
Man, I'm going to have to shake your hand on that.
And
You
then
a
guess
closer.
what? A year later,
Closer.
a year later, a buddy of mine goes, "Y'all are still together?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Man, I can't believe you won that bet." And she goes, "I was a bet." And I said, "Look, we're way past it. I mean, we're way past. Well, how much was the bet?" I said, "I won $1,000."
You know, I got one for you. A blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while. You know?
Yeah, where I come from, they say a nut.
214.
Oh, did I say an
787
acorn? Oh man, I can't ruin my own stuff. Come on.
214-787-1190. It's the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Remember, if you have a want or a need or both, maybe you just want to go out tire kicking. You just want to shop because there's so much great product out there. Go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, leave me your name and number. Right when I get off air, I'll give you a phone call. And I just checked. I've already got 16 messages already about vehicles. I'll get to every one of you, and I take them in order. I won't respond by text. I will call you. If you don't pick up, you will have my cell number, and you can give me a call back, and we'll help you out. But we're inviting you out today to Classic Buick GMC Collins and I-20. Come meet Jermaine, and what you hear is what you get. And that's what's really great. When I was looking for a Buick GMC store, Jesse Hull, who's the managing partner of Classic, he goes, "Hey, go over and meet David and his staff. Just go meet him." And I did. We sat up there and talked like we were buddies.
See?
You know, and then I met Jermaine like buddies. And so, you know, we're car guys, but we have a different mindset than the old school. It's not buy or die. That's not the way this thing works anymore because it's so costly to own a new vehicle. So it's got to be the right P. It's the 3 Ps: the people, the process, then the product. You put the product first, then everything's just a given. And they don't take everything lightly here. They want to make sure that they have the right people saying, welcome, taking you through a process that you fully understand, and then go home and enjoy your product. Just that way. Classic Buick GMC of Arlington, I-20 and Collins. Find them online at Classic Buick Arlington, Classic GMC Arlington, and take a look at their inventory. 9,000 off the Yukon XL. And here's the thing. I'm going to be taking a vacation soon. I will drive that thing and break it in for you. You come out and buy it at no charge. I'll drive that thing. I'll put your first 1,000 miles on it. Don't worry about nicks, dings, scratches, people eating in it. We'll knock that out for you so you'll be more comfortable driving your new vehicle.
Whoa.
I don't offer that to just everybody. You might find a French fry or two between the seats. Don't worry about it.
Get that broken in for you.
That's right.
That's that break-in effect.
Get that new car smell into a burger French fry smell.
So I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't a website too, classicarlington.com?
Yes, it's classicarlington.com.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
214-787-1190 is the number. And how,
Right.
let me ask you on your pre-owned, you CPO your pre-owned?
We do not.
Do not.
No. But we do provide a high level of service, a 42-point check.
Nice.
Yes.
There you go. And look at the selection on pre-owned right now. A lot of people are saying, you know, you're going to go pre-owned. There is a bigger spread, much bigger spread now between pre-owned and new, depending if that's your flavor, but you can get your extended warranties and your service contracts on your pre-owned automobiles, depending on how. And here's the thing that I want to clarify real quick. A lot of people still believe and I don't know where this number comes from. I heard it again the other day. My dad said, when I drive that truck off the lot, I'm losing 35%. Like, what are you buying?
Right.
I don't know anything that depreciates 35% when you drive it
Well,
off
especially
the lot.
with the discount y'all have
Yes, absolutely.
on your vehicle right now. I mean,
Unless
how
you're
you gonna
buying
have
a
that?
Sherman tank or something.
That's funny. True.
Yeah.
Good point.
If you're buying a new Yukon XL for $9,000 off, I don't know where that other 35% is coming into play.
There you go.
It's just
equity.
not going to come into play. So I know that moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas always talked about the past, but with the minimal markup and margins that the dealers have now, when I first got into it, we're cooking on 15, 16% across the board. Now the dealers are at 1.5%, 2%.
Absolutely.
Period. It's a completely different thing. The virus is over. Margins have changed. Prices have changed. Resale values have changed. So stop. But if you've got a vehicle, a tradable vehicle, they're going to get the money.
Yes.
You guys don't want to go to auction.
Oh, no. We like to have a personal touch. If a customer comes and they have a name, we can see it, we can touch it, so we can see the experience of the vehicle. as opposed to the auction, you're just hand raising. You
Yeah.
don't really know what happened.
Yeah, because here's the thing. They can take a look at your vehicle and realize how much recon they're going to need on the car, reconditioning,
Absolutely.
what it's going to cost for them to be able to put their name on the back of it. Makes all the difference in the world.
All the difference.
That's why I tell people, give it a good bath and vacuum it out. Anything else you can do cheaper. If it's
Absolutely.
windshield needed, what you're going to pay retail versus what they can pay, you're going to lose. If you need a new set of tires, they can do it cheaper. You're going to put them on there. You're going to do all this stuff to your vehicle, and they can do it for probably 50% of what you can. So bring it in. If you got a windshield, you know there's going to be a hickey. If it needs tires, you know there's going to be a hickey. Give your car a good bath and vacuum and bring it in for trade-in. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars, because then you're going to have a value, and then you're going to add what you spent on it, expecting
Absolutely.
him to give it to you, and it doesn't work that way. They're going to give it to you because of the condition you brought it in, but don't spend a ton of money thinking you're going to get so much more when these guys can do it cheaper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with that being said, to all those on the airwaves, bring your car, don't delay, and I promise you we will not get in the way, but we'll provide the level of service that you'll be happy and is second to none anything you may have seen.
Jermaine for president. There we go. Come on out and meet him. It's a tangible, easy process, good-looking cars, good-looking rigs, good people. And the main thing I got to tell you is there's two vehicles out here. I like the red, and I like this white Denali.
Yes.
I do.
In fact, we have mentally sold it to you, and I think you mentally sell it to yourself.
That's
We've already-
half. That's,
we've already-
yeah,
that's three
the
quarters
mental
of the battle,
ownership
isn't
is
it?
complete.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. Jermaine, thanks for hanging out.
Gentlemen, thank you. It's been a sincere pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll be back.
Awesome,
Thank you
and
so much.
looking forward
Yes,
to
sir.
being
Looking
back
forward
here
to it.
again. And with you.
Yes, I might tap dance for you the next
Oh,
time.
sweet.
I just want more of the cliches. I am so the rubber to
boy.
heels, the rubber to wheels. I am in, and proud as a peacock, happy as a hyena.
Yeah.
That one's going in the books as well. You know, but here again, it become a relationship when I got all the kudos about these guys, because, you know, I'm held to a standard. They get held to a standard. They're going to hold me to a standard. And that's what a great relationship is. So when it comes to your Buick GMC needs, we got you covered. Right here at I-20 in Collins, come in and meet Jermaine, meet the staff, and just shop. I don't know why people, and I get it, but it's okay to shop. And we're going to make sure that's taken care of.
And make sure that you ask him to tap dance.
Hey, bring
How
it.
about that?
Bring it.
Coming up, we're going to be talking about the hottest used car picks in today's market. Got a bunch of emails going. If I was going to go used, where would I go? I've got their list and I've got my list. And the reason that I have my list is, even if you're not leasing, I want to clarify this, residuals matter. It's always what the manufacturer says about their own product. The only time the residuals don't matter is pickup trucks. It doesn't matter. We're in the truck capital of the world. Trucks will always do good. If they set the residuals at 20%, it doesn't matter. Trucks are going to do good. Everything else that matters. And I always tell people, that's why you don't see a lot of leases on pickup trucks, because they know we're going to use our trucks. The manufacturers, they want to lease everything knowing that everybody's going to be buying pickup trucks. When you're selling millions and millions of trucks here, there's really not a big reason to lease. And that's why I say it's the only product when people talk about residuals, what does it matter? Well, let me tell you, nobody builds a bad pickup truck. It's the one that you're most comfortable putting your butt in the seat. That's it. And then you have to look at your GVWRs, your towing capabilities, your tongue weights, your different rear end axle ratios, depending on what you're going to do, whether you're going to trailer, not trailer, haul, tow, whatever. And he has the qualified specialist to help you with that when it comes to your GMC truck. But other than that, I'm a residual based guy. That's when all these new
1 minute.
products come out. I pull residuals and go, wow, why did the manufacturer say this about their vehicle? Wow, look what they're saying about their vehicle. So my thoughts will be a little bit different coming up here on the top used products in the marketplace. Here live today, classic Buick GMC of Arlington. Quick break, pay some bills. We'll be right back.
All right. Kirk.
Awesome job, baby. Looking forward to doing it again down the road. Check. All right. Take care, brother. Let's move that chair out of the way. Yeah. Thank you. What a great guest.
Oh,
Super job.
totally entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Makes it fun.
Now you can see why he's in the position he's in, because he just has a real joy about him, real great personality. And if you can't feel comfortable buying a vehicle from him, you won't be able to find
Stay home.
you won't be able to find anybody to buy one from. So it's awesome. Well, this day's gone pretty quick, or this
Yep.
morning has for sure.
30 minutes.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in.
Bo's going to be heading over to the TCU football game.
So is the Gramster. We're going to be going over there and having a good time, and wearing a lot of purple today. I can tell you that. There'll be a lot of purple around us too, won't it?
Yes, I think Charlie's watching the game. I don't know.
Oh, is that
he's
what
over
he's doing?
to it.
Just going to watch it?
Yeah. I tell you what, there's a lot of good. I watched that UNLV Kansas last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to see that quarterback. He came out of
Who won?
Kansas did. He
Well,
came
they're
out of
they're in the Big 12, aren't they?
yeah, he came out of Holy Cross, the quarterback for UNLV. In his 4 years there, he threw for almost 7,000 yards and ran for over 3,500.
Holy cow. How did he look last night?
Didn't look good.
Oh, there you go. Well, I guess Holy Cross has a different set of circumstances.
I'm going to tell you what, Kansas, when you look at UNLV, they play this good football for whatever. It's like they're albatross.
Mm-hmm.
They beat them the last couple of years with last-minute touchdowns or whatever the case may be, but they shut him down quick that first run. And, boy, they took it right down the field, and it was 50-50 pass to run, dumped in the end zone, then got the ball back, dumped in the end zone. I was like, holy cow.
I think there's some good.
But he had a couple of 20 and 30-yard runs last night.
Oh,
I mean, he looked good, but you could tell that.
Kind of new for him, maybe, in that level.
I don't know. Kansas was just game on with those guys.
I think the Big 12's got some pretty good teams in them.
I do, too.
Utah. What do they call them? The Utah, call those guys. Isn't it Utah? Isn't it?
You talking about UTEP?
UTEP, yeah. No, it's Utah.
I don't know what the Utah mascot is.
I don't either. But they're in the Big 12 now.
Was there 13 teams now in the Big 12?
16.
Or 16? Yeah, it was way past the Big 12. But I still remember when it was Texas, Oklahoma,
SMU,
Oklahoma State, SMU, Houston, Rice.
I don't think Houston was in it, were they?
Houston at the time. Houston, Rice,
It is
Arkansas,
Utah,
Nebraska,
and what a great. I mean, whenever any of those teams were playing, it was good football.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you remember what they used to call the running tandem of SMU? One time they were number one in the nation.
Craig James.
And
30
Eric.
seconds.
Oh, Eric Dickerson.
Yep. And what'd they call them?
I don't know, but they
The
were
Pony Express.
Oh, that's right.
Boy,
didn't they tie for the national championship that year?
Yep.
And of course, they just got the death penalty the next.
Yep.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't even know quite why they got the death penalty.
Paying players like everybody else in the nation. Well, but they were so braggadocious, and that's what Dale Hansen is claim to fame. I shut down SMU football. Well, aren't you proud of that?
Yeah, here in Dallas, that you're sportscaster of.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure glad he's quiet nowadays.
Yeah, bye. 214-787-1190 is the number. This segment of the show is brought to you by Grapevine Dodge, right there at 121 and William D. Tate. And I was over there talking to Shane, and you want to meet this guy. Great salesperson. He also helps in F&I, so he can help you with everything there when you get to the dealership. They have got a large amount of Chargers and Challengers that were service loaners that they are making some deals on. They don't sell them. They don't build them anymore. They're still selling them, but they don't build them anymore. And he's got probably 24, 25 of those left that they're selling. The discounts are absolutely incredible. The car's been well maintained. They've run them through service. So if someone uses a loaner, they bring it back into service. They check the car out. I mean, that's what's one great thing about a service loaner is it's always going back to service for service to look at it. But anyway, they've got $20,000 off a 3/4 ton mega cab, and a whole lot more. They've got $6,000 off the Hornets. Big, I'm telling you, loaded up on the Jeep Wranglers, so you can make a deal today. Whether it's a Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, the dealership's under construction. They still have cleared out plenty of parking for you, the consumer, but the rest of their product is scattered everywhere, including on the streets, on another lot. They need to move inventory while they're under construction. So their construction is your big savings. The place, Grapevine, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Go to Grapevine Dodge. That's grapevinedodge.com. So, good morning, Tom Battle, for joining us here on the Automotive Edge radio show this morning. Top 10 used car picks. And I was kind of going, wow.
This is your picks?
No, this is what they put across the board.
Okay.
That people are buying. And one is the hybrid small sedan, which is the Toyota Corolla. And these are cars that are all under $20,000 that people
and these
have no
are
problem buying.
Pre-owned?
Yep, these are all pre-owned.
Okay.
The 2021 Kia Sportage, the 2018 RAV4. RAV4 has been very, very popular. In fact, the RAV4 this last couple of years, the RAV4 and the CRV are just setting records in sales. People are loving because of the price point. They're doing really well. The Mazda CX-9 is doing really well. The Buick Envision, the Toyota Tacoma.
What is that Envision like? What kind of vehicle?
It's a sedan.
Okay. Okay, cool.
And then you have the Toyota Tacoma, the Mazda Miata, which blew me away. I mean, I thought the Mazda were very segmented, but people love the Mazda Miata. In fact, they got their own clique, their own race circuit.
I like that car too. You know, when we were doing the shows out at the Mazda place there and Denton, I thought that was a cool looking car.
Oh, it's a cool looking car.
I'd drive it.
I look like Herman the Munster.
And it's a very good price point too.
Yeah, I'm too big for that car. And then you have the Hyundai Elantra, the Honda HR-V, and the Chevy Cruze, all coming in and rounding off the top picks. And then, you know, it was amazing. I look at this worst to better in reliability, and I always get the emails and the phone calls and it's going, hey, Kurt, tell me how come they've rated this car so bad? What's the problem with this car? And, you know, a lot of it has nothing to do, I'll be very clear, nothing to do with mechanical. Zip, zero, zilch. They complain about comfort. They complain about how hot or cold the car did or didn't get. They complain about how much they didn't like the infotainment system. It was too complicated. People get upset because there's no spare tire in certain vehicles. People get upset because they didn't like the blind spot monitoring. They didn't. And so when you look at it, you're going, these numbers are so skewed. Delivery. There was some delivery tape left in the vehicle. That's a strike. But when it comes to the motor, the transmission, the powertrain, on any of these, when you look at it, they never said the car didn't accelerate properly. They didn't ever say the MPG was bad. They never said that the car didn't, hardly ever had to bring it in for service. You don't hear about any of this stuff. The stuff that they did was little nitpicking stuff that a lot of it had to do either through delivery or they, you know, a lot of people, when it comes to delivering a car like me, when I bought my truck, I said, let me have the keys. And he said, what? And I said, just pitch me the keys, buddy. I'm good. Where's the books? Is there a tag on it? And he goes, yeah. He goes, well, I need a perfect survey. I said, you're going to get a perfect survey. Don't worry about that. And I learned the truck by myself, which was not smart with a couple of the features on it. I learned the hard way, but I don't complain about it. I don't call the manufacturer and go, well, hey, I didn't understand this. I didn't figure it out. I didn't take time to really learn about it to do it. So it didn't matter.
Well, I think the nature of people anyway are not wanting to be like, give you a really 100. There's something innate in our society now that we've got to, let me just think of something that I just don't like about it. And so that's typically kind of what they're doing nowadays. And I don't like those surveys like that. I just don't like them. And I know that they have, I guess they have to have them, but you know, when you use feel or understanding or some of these things that they say, I'm going, stop.
Right. That has nothing to do with the quality of the car and how you felt. You know, all that's taken care of prior to you signing the paperwork. But the fact is that I didn't understand how to download all this stuff and download the certain Dodge, this Ram app and everything
Right.
on the deal. But I didn't score it against them. I didn't complain and go, oh, well, I didn't understand how to do it. I didn't understand how to do it because I didn't take time to learn.
Well, your truck is a fantastic truck. I mean, I've been in it several times, and I don't know how you even find something negative about that truck.
Yeah, but I didn't learn how to do all of the things on it.
But you didn't.
But it's not important.
Punish.
Yeah.
The car
I
or
didn't.
the vehicle.
I didn't take the survey where they could say, "Well, Kurt didn't feel like he
Right.
really." That'll never happen with me. And so when you look at it, the top rated was Lexus, and then Toyota, Mazda, Acura, Honda, then Buick, BMW, Subaru, Nissan, Mercedes-Benz, the top 10, and then it dropped off to.
These are less complaints right here.
These are more.
Oh,
This
okay.
is from better to worse, from
Okay.
green to red.
I got you.
And then at the bottom of the list, you had, one of them was Tesla. And so they have this scoring of 0 to 100, and the best score was 75. And I'm going, when you take a look at this and you read what they're saying about it, I'm going, I don't get it. I don't get it that you complain about what you didn't know. That's not a complaint. That's a lack of knowledge. But
exactly.
it goes into all these scoring. And that's where I tell people, did you really take time? Well, Kurt, it was so complicated. You know what a lot of people tell me? I didn't want to feel dumb. I was taking delivery of the car. I didn't want to feel like I was stupid. And I'm
But then you're going to take it out on the vehicle.
and then they're going to fill out these
Yeah.
surveys, and they're going to go,
right.
it's like problems per 100. I get this, problems per 100. They have one car that's got 296 problems per 100 built. And you're going, hang on a second here. Is there really that many problems? But then you just got to go through it. That's why I tell everybody, you know who builds a bad car? Nobody. The car that you don't like is the one you don't like to drive. It's not a bad car. It just didn't work for you. And that's why I say driving is paramount.
Yeah, definitely.
Spend the time driving. Just like, Jason Long over at El Dorado Chevrolet goes, hey, bye. Let me have your license and insurance. Go drive it. See you later today. See you tomorrow. Why? Because you need to go park it in your garage. You need to do the things. Load the kids up. Put the car seats in it. Fill it with luggage. Do all the things that you're normally used to doing to determine it. But don't turn around on a survey and go, well, I didn't understand how to download all my apps.
Oh, it wouldn't fit in my garage. Why wouldn't you know that before you bought the dadgum thing? Jason Long talked about that when he preferred at times a Colorado over
Silverado.
Silverado.
Right.
And he goes like, it's just that Silverado is just a little bit too big for me getting in and out of the garage all the time. I preferred the Colorado for that. And so you have to understand that those little nuances, you shouldn't punish the vehicle for that. You should be the one being punished because you didn't do what you should have done to know about that vehicle before you signed off on it.
Yeah, my buddy, he showed me what he sent into the manufacturer, and I could have just smacked him.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, what's that? He goes, well, he has an alley that leads to his house.
Okay.
And he had to pull in, back up, and pull in. I went, are you
we
kidding me? I said, I'd have just knock you out right here. I said, so people are going to read this. They're going to publish it that parking was a problem.
Right.
Really? And so that's where I always tell people.
There's no explanation the fact that where he was parking it. It's just now just generalized parking. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so
right.
When you look at somebody, this one says brakes, engines, transmissions, and EV batteries. And they took 26 brands on reliability of 5 to 10-year-old models. And I'm going, here again, I get the battery issue, but you look how many cars on the road have batteries, and it's minute. Obviously, if you're the one that hears it, go, well, he doesn't know my problems. Okay, well, I get it. But it's not a massive widespread that people are having. I have people that they have the CVT transmission, and they complain about it because they can't feel it going through gears. They're not sure what gear they're in. They're not sure where they're at. And I'm going, it's a CVT, but that's not what they say on the survey. Forget the surveys. 80-10-10, 80% driving, 10% negotiating, 10% on delivery, and you'll be a satisfied customer and making sure that you're buying the right one, making the right decision. 214-787-1190. That's 214-787-1190. I'm Kurt Chase with the great one, Big Wheel Bo Carver. We'll be right back.
Carol Chase Taylor says, good morning. Said a great
Good
show.
morning, baby sis.
She says, great show. About time we have one, huh? I want to die.
Just when.
I'm just trying to figure out, you think, so it brought us here 114 to 360. I'm wondering going back, I wonder if it'd be better to go 820 and hit 35.
Yeah. What I'd take back.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no doubt.
It keeps us from going back to the Arlington area that gets all congested over there.
Mhm.
So I'll just go down here at
Yeah,
820.
because you got a bunch of activities going on.
Oh,
If you already look at the traffic, here,
right, I'm seeing that.
that's the
That's
way
why I
gotta
brought
go.
it up.
Don't go
to
that
you.
way.
Yeah, I'll just go down.
Look at how quick the car's going that way.
Yes, I'll go to 820, hit it, go around, and hit 35 that
Yep.
way. It's cool. Yeah. Well, thank you for that help, Mr. Chase.
Or take 20 to 35.
I could do that.
Yeah,
That
wouldn't
might
matter.
be just as easy, huh?
Just as easy.
One half a dozen the other.
Yeah,
I
because
would
when you hit 820
you get some
and you're
congestion
coming out,
through
you're going to
that
hit that
too.
congestion
Mhm.
getting over to
Right.
35.
You're
I
correct.
just take 20 and
I
head
agree.
north.
That's a good idea. I might get a little congestion through Fort Worth downtown, but it's usually not that bad.
No, heading north, everybody's always going south on the weekend.
Well, it's never been that bad coming from Burleson,
Yep.
when we do the show. So that's a good way to go. Yeah, I'll just hit that way. I don't like all those changes anyway, like coming 135 to 114 and then hit 360 and then hit 20 and all these changes. I like simplified stuff.
Me too.
Just hit me, and even if it's a couple
North,
minutes,
south, east, and west.
yeah, go boom, bada bing. Let's get there, man. I don't.
And now it's funny you got, you remember the Maps Go?
Oh, well, yeah, I used to live by that.
I live by that thing.
Well, I drove limousines and
Yeah.
town cars. That's all we had to go by to get somewhere. And so you looked up the address and it gave you like a C12 or,
That's right.
a page. First, they gave you a page like 312 and then C4.
Yep.
So you go page 312 and you look at top C and down 4 and you found that address. And then
That's right.
you had to calculate how to get there.
Yeah.
And that'd be a problem for nowadays people because you actually had to know a little bit
But we
about
had,
the
you had
area.
either had 635, you had 35, and you had 75.
Right.
114 wouldn't put it until the airport was there. So
Right.
you really had three major highways, and then you just had to figure out what exit to get there.
Well, a lot of times you'd have to look at the big picture of that page to see what nearest highway
Right.
was there or biggest street. And then you could then calculate how to get to that location. And it was,
Yeah, because I work for Cardinal Car Rental. We're there at Mockingbird right outside
Right,
of Love Field.
right.
And so sometimes we had the GSA contract, which was a government
Right.
contract, and we'd have to pick up people downtown in certain areas and get them to Love Field. And man, that Maps Go, that was my brother-in-law still subscribes to Maps Go.
Oh, really?
I was like, you got a Maps Go in your truck? But he
Well,
lived by it.
You know what? I'm like John Ingram. I like to just say,
45 seconds.
hey, Alexa, take me to classic at GMC Arlington, and it just says, here you go. Is it done?
Yeah.
It starts talking to me. I
Mm.
mean, those would have been pretty good days back in the day.
I know
but-
my ways because I drive so much
Right.
to all these dealers and everything that if you give me an address, I'll look at it and then I'll expand the map and I'll get there much quicker than,
Yeah, I got you.
you know.
I'm the same way. Other
Yeah.
thing too is Purple Haze says, I can't ever tell her north, south, east, or west. She has no idea what that is. Not a clue. It's till this. I guarantee, if I told her to go east or west on something and do that, she'd be all over the planet.
There's an oldie but goodie. 214-787-1190. Remember, if you have an automotive need, whether you're buying, selling, trading, leasing, especially service right now, You don't know where to go, who to see, what to do, go to theautomotiveedge.com, click on Ask Kurt, and let's get you with the right people doing it the right way. And when it comes to your Toyota needs, it's Freeman Toyota, located on the affordable side of the Metroplex, 820 and 183. I was just up there the other day. In fact, I was there 2 days. One day seeing the guys, the other one getting the Camry service, the place. Freeman Toyota. Their inventory is fantastic. And if you're looking for a deal on a truck, their Toyota Tundras, there's no other Toyota dealership to go to. They are stacked deep, and they are making deals on their Tundras. You know, when the showroom's full of Tundras, it's time to sell Tundras. They now have the fix for the new Grand Highlander. There was a hold on that. They got all the parts situated to take it out. So everybody's waiting on the Grand Highlander. You can go ahead and place your order now at Freeman Toyota. So whether it's a Camry, Corolla, Highlander, or the Toyota Sienna, if you haven't ever driven a mini, you go, oh, I can't never drive a minivan. I guarantee you, when you drive that Sienna, that'll change your mind. The place, Freeman Toyota, on the affordable side of the Metroplex, and online all the time at freemantoyota.com. So I want to tell everybody that, you know, something we always talk about at the end of the show, you got to stop with the distracted driving. These numbers are so increasing. People on their cell phones, not paying attention, doing whatever it is that you're doing in your car. I saw a person that should be actually driving for NASCAR or Indy, not on a car, because she had her knee driving the steering wheel with a cup of coffee in one hand and doing her eyelashes in the other. And I pulled right up next to her. I was like, my gosh. It was like a circus act in a car. Sad part was she was driving that way.
Well, the problem is it's bad for them, but it's bad for me, because they're the ones that's going to probably end up swerving and running into you while they're doing all that.
Well, you know, drunk driving used to be the biggest thing. Now it's distracted driving. By far, it's not even close to what it was when drunk driving. Then you had lack of seatbelt was number 2. Speeding was number 3. And number 4 was drowsiness. And so when you look at distracted driving, I always tell the story. This girl was all over the highway, almost hit a few people, then almost hits me, and I'm laying on the horn. She gets out of the car and screams at me that she's texting a friend getting on an airplane.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, so that's more important than everybody here. And just let me out. I'm like, you know what? I think cell phones have their place, but they don't have a place inside a car. Put that stupid thing down. And if you've got to talk, pull off the highway, pull off the road, get out of the way. But having your head down and texting. And I pulled up next, and this person almost hit me twice. I said, I said, why are you texting and driving? And they said, well, mind your own damn business. And I went, no, driving down this road is my business.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you're all over the road.
Moms and dads, teach your kids, stop getting on their cell phones when they should be doing something else. And that's paying attention. You know, because the holidays, you know, we always talk about, you know, people New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, all the arrests getting drunk and everything, and all the problem. Actually, July 4th and Labor Day, there's more inebriated people on the highway than any other time. And I'm going, wow. So that's the big problem. And they said, well, no, which drinking and driving is 100% wrong. It's distracted driving. How can you be texting and doing everything while you're driving down the road? I don't get it. I don't wrap my brain around it. You will never, ever see me on the phone driving down the highway.
Well, if they would go and look at and probably YouTube some of these things that there's accidents of people that were texting, it might shake them up a little bit, because it's pretty crazy when you see some of that.
Well, this lady goes, you know, you guys cause more wrecks on the road than women. That's true. 100% true. But we drive on average millions of miles more than women do. So when you look at the percentage of the numbers, well, hang on. If I'm driving 10 times more than you, my chances of having an accident go up. But it's not going to be because I was on my cell phone while I was driving, or I was drinking and driving. That's not going to happen. Just not going to happen. So I'm asking you, for the safety of yourself and others, put those stupid cell phones down.
Well, thank God, a lot of the new vehicles now, you can tie your phone into the system, and you can actually, I know Purple Haze with her car, she can get a text, and the text will be verbal.
Right.
And then it'll ask, do you want to respond? She goes, yes. and then says whatever she wants to respond without taking her hands off the wheel.
Yep.
And I think more of that comes into play. Maybe this distracted driving maybe drop some in the future, but
Yeah, put it down. Here's the thing. Check your phone before you get on the road. And then if you think there's an emergency or something going up, pull off the road. Pull off the road. I had a cop pull up to me and go, "Sir, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I pulled off the road to take care of some texting." He goes, "Buddy, you have a good day."
right.
Yeah, I'm not going to be texting going out. You will never, and I'm not trying to say that I'm perfect by any means, but
It's just
the
what you
numbers
need
are
to
going
do.
up and the insurance rates are going up.
Oh,
And when I
right.
talk to all these insurance companies, 90% is because of distracted driving, nothing else. You got to pay attention while you're out there. You owe it to you, yourself, and others. Well, that's it for us. We want to thank Classic Buick GMC for having us out today here on the Automotive Edge Radio Show. Remember, turn off those electronics, get reconnected, tell that person you love them. We're not guaranteed tomorrow, but you're guaranteed right now to let that person know how you feel about them. Join us Tuesday night at 7 o'clock for Shifting Gears. And, you got your invites. If you're not, send us an invite, get locked in, and we'd like to make sure
30
that
seconds.
not only your automotive needs are taken care of, but we always have fun on Tuesday nights.
Yep.
Bo, have a
Yes,
great
sir.
weekend.
You go, and
Enjoy
well,
the game tonight.
I will send you a few pictures along the way, and
Beautiful.
maybe I'll be out there throwing a few passes for it. So.
There we go. Have a great weekend,
Maddie.
Maddie. We love you. Great
Yep.
job as always.
Graham, great job.
And we're going to do minutes with Maddie coming up. I can't wait.
That's awesome right there.
There we go. Have a great weekend. Take care from the Automotive Ed Radio Show.